Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads Show. We are here for the fourth match of the KFC Big Bash. This one should be a great one. It is going to be the Sydney Sixers, who have already got themselves their first victory of this season, sitting at a points differential / net run rate of 7.6, which is absolutely insane. And up against them here, it is going to be the Hobart Hurricanes getting their first run round for the start of the BBL. But I hope you are all doing well. We have got Mr. Kamali in the chat. Also, Jay, Brandon there, Paddy Wagon. And also, we have got Sebastian here once again. But welcome into the live stream. Anyone who was watching the Ashes, you will know that England got off to a little bit of a rough start in that one. Pakistan at the moment trying to put the pressure on Bangladesh as well. And their matchup have them 5 down on the final day. We have got high and high from Ollie Wilson and Nathan Sim. And also the try emojis from Crazy NZ. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to be winning this game. I believe the Sydney Sixers are sitting 54% chance of them winning. I thought it might have been a little bit higher, but saying that, it is T20. Anything can happen. The Hurricanes, they were able to win the toss, and they have decided that they will be having a bowl first for this one. So the Sydney Sixers, last time they did play, they ended up getting themselves into the situation of getting their most runs ever as a franchise in one match with 214. Also, they were able to get the most runs ever scored at the SCG. Although this game is at a different ground, of course, we have got Hi Buddy as well. Says Sports that welcome in. Ice cream I just finished as well. Says Brandon there, and how's it going, mate? You're a cool guy as well. Says Ollie Wilson. So I hope you guys are all doing well, and hope you are excited for a double header of the BBL. We are going to be doing this game between the Sydney Sixers and the Hobart Hurricanes, and then we are transferring straight over to the next match which is taking place, and that is Perth Scorchers. They are taking on the Brisbane Heat, and what is their second matchup that they have got this season, and what country are Hobart from as well? Says Big R Sport. That is a great question, mate. And it is, I feel it's a pretty self-explanatory one, I guess you could say. But just in case you are not too sure, it is Australia, and I'm sure you know what their flag looks like as well. We have got their Hurricanes all day. Oh, wait, wrong sport as well. Says it was Crazy NZ there with the ball and the emojis as well. And also Forza Horizon 5. Do you want to do a video? I am as well. Sees that Brandon there in Perth plays as well. Sees that Jay Hayes there, but they are making their way out onto the field at the moment here for the Sydney Sixers. Moses Enriquez having a good day with the bat when he did get the chance a little while ago. Matthew Wade actually going to be with the Hobart Hurricanes. The reason for that is he missed out on the test side, and the Hobart playing 11 looks weak in comparison to the Sixers. Can you run the teams down? As on home, Hobart and Cameroon have the same flag as well. Says Big R Sport, pretty similar overall. And my friend Tu says hi as well. And my dad Andy says hi, says Ollie Wilson. You're with the whole family at the moment for this matchup. It looks like the sun is out. There's a little bit of cloud in the background, which would make this game a little bit interesting. We did have a rain delay because this game is pretty much followed directly by that Perth Scorchers versus Brisbane Heat matchup. So I'm wondering how they're going to do it, because it's going to be on the same channel for us. I don't know whether they're cutting off this game and starting the next one as soon as it takes place, or whether they're doing a co-stream or something along those lines. I was in one of your live streams as well, says Brandon there, and I've got some good news for you as well, says Ollie Wilson. Do let me know. But Josh Philippi, he has been in the ball very nicely for his side. He is already the leading run scorer in the competition, was able to bring himself up 80 runs in that first one. I believe it was 83, if you want the exact total. On my cat George says hi as well in the chat. Hi, bro. What about Ashes as well? Says Mr. Kamali. Great start to it for Australia. That first in-swing and delivery from the man himself, Stuart. I almost called him Stuart Hogg, but it is, of course, Mitch Stark. Did very nicely for himself. And then Hazelwood is just a beast when it comes to the ball in hand. Josh Philippi, he is very good with the bat in hand, so he will be hoping to get his side off to a great start here. Darcy Short, he will be excited to get to bat with Matthew Wade, probably something that he wasn't expecting at the start of this season as well. And also we have got there my uncle in Argentina says hi as well. And nightmarish day one for England, absolutely awful as well. See Sebastian there and said, can you read my message every time as well? Says Brandon there. And the chat LL says Jay. They are just showing the max winner there for Josh Philippi. He has certainly got it all the way to the max, because he is absolutely phenomenal with the bat in hand. Just keeps on going, and will be able to keep it going at a good strike rate here, with James Vince opening the batting with him as well. So those two, I feel like they've got the potential of being able to get to 50-run partnership or somewhere around there for the opening. But it is going to be Joel Paris who will be opening the bowling here for the Hobart Hurricanes. Important over, because we have seen the power play has been a huge factor for a lot of these sides. We thought that the Adelaide Strikers, after the way that they started yesterday, they were going to be able to chase it down easy peasy, but they did not. Unfortunately, they did have 42 deliveries in a row where they didn't have a boundary, and that for the Sydney Sixers would be just completely unheard of. That for the Adelaide Strikers was unheard of as well. Burns' batting technique is a little funny as well, says Mr. Kamali there, and someone intercept that message, please. Interpret, sorry, and also we have got there. So I'm going to play the Sims 4. Do you hear about the game as well? Says Brandon, are we talking about Sims 4 the game, or are we talking about the game between the Ashes two sides in England and Australia? But it is going to be Josh Philippe who will be on strike for this very first delivery. Sydney Sixers, they are batting first, and it should be a very exciting one. We have got there played for my club, Manly, now playing BBL for the Hurricanes as well. Only knew this morning, says Sky Broom, so hopefully he does go all right for the side. Is he more of a batter or a bowler? What should I be looking out for? And I'd say 180 runs for Sydney in the first innings. And hi, Hamish, says Darla as well. Welcome in. I got Sims 4 game on Xbox as well, says Brandon there in the chat. The players all taking a knee. And we are about to be underway. Moses Henriquez having a very good day with the bat in the last matchup. That's the thing. When Josh Philippe went out, we were like, no, they're not going to get too many more runs. And then Moses Henriquez went out there and just absolutely whacked it. He's talking about England, Ben, Australia's son as well. Says Big Sport there on the plus side, 147 is a maximum in snooker as well, says Sebastian. I'm liking the positive vibes that you have got for that one. We'll have to wait and see whether or not Australia will be able to go decently as well. But Joel Paris runs a nice swing and delivery early on. That's hit straight to the man at cover for Philippe, but he has got certainly the power, certainly the technique as well. Josh Philippe, he's deceptively great at hitting that ball to the boundary, and he just keeps on getting the ball like crisp out of the middle of his bat. I don't know what bat he uses, but whatever it is, I want me one of those. We have got their Hurricanes lineup is looking weak compared to the Sixers as well, says Mr. Kamala. Yeah, they haven't really got those name players the same as the Sydney Sixers, although they have got Matthew Wade, Darcy Short, so it's probably more the bowling lineup that are a few unknowns, but it's going to be the dot ball once again, 2 in a row at the moment against Josh Philippe, and it was a jail scene. England, Little Johnny, and Australia's Big Bubba as well, says it was Big Sport and had an exam today, which I told you about yesterday as well, says Nathan Sim. Do you know when you get your results for that one, Nathan? Do let me know. But this game is being played at UTAS Stadium, and that's a hard word to say. Launceston. Don't know whether or not that's how you pronounce it. I feel like that is a fancy name indeed. But Joel Paris once again going to be going in. Good news. Good strength side, not significantly hit by internationals as well. They have said there for the for the Hobart Hurricanes, because they are still going to have Matthew Wade. And he is going to be an important player for them, of course. Alex Carey, the man who does get to keep for them, love from India dude as well, says that it was Mr. Kamali. And also we have got their Launceston. Hopefully that's not too far off for the pronunciation. But now it is going to be Joel Paris once again charging his way in. Only bowling 3 balls so far. Philippe advances down the wicket. It's going to be a close run out. No. Has been able to scamper through and very nicely run between the wickets by the Sydney Sixers. We have got there, I think it's in mid-January, like January 16th. So hopefully you have been able to pass it. I believe you said it was for accounting, didn't you? Hopefully it has all gone well. But Joel Paris at the moment can see that he is so far. He's been pitching the ball up nicely, seeing if there's any swing available. It's not a huge amount at the moment. It's actually quite a nice pitch by the looks of it for a batting side. And Launceston as well. And they're from Jay and at the chat as well. But currently just the 1 run so far off the first over. It is Philippe back on strike here. I think the scoreboard's broken. I don't think it's Philippe on strike. I think it's James Vince, but they have only got 2 deliveries that Philippe has faced. So we will base it off the scoreboard that we have got ourselves at the moment, because Philippe, they have said he's only faced 2 deliveries, but Vince is going to be on strike here. Going to be hit nicely, and it is going to be hit to the mid-wicket side. They might be able to almost, yes, they have been able to get through for 2. That is very nicely run. Just going to the circle and able to scamper through for the 2. Captain Root couldn't even look Josh Butler in the eyes as well. Says Sebastian, tell you what, that delivery he got from Josh Hazelwood, though. Good luck hitting that one. Like, that one was just a perfect delivery. I know that they use it quite a lot in terms of an unplayable ball, but that one, like, what are you supposed to do with it? I'm fuming I couldn't put O'Keefe in for this game because the Scorchers haven't played yet as well. Says Darlo Fan Sport there. Now, Joel, oh no, James Vince. He has been hit right where you don't want to be hit for the end of the first over, and it looks like he's felt that one. He's kind of hunched over, and he will be for a little while. He's got the grimace on the face there, but that is the end of the first over, and the score is 3 for none for the Sydney Sixers. We have got their Perth smash as well, and Josh Butler is in good form compared to all England batsmen as well, and just one of Rugby 7 is not live as well. And there says Brandon, but it looks like the stage, James Vince, he's not looking too comfortable with the way that ball did smack straight into, we'll call it the lower midsection, but I think you guys all know exactly where that ball hit him. in terms of location, where you don't really want to be hit with anything rather than an actual cricket ball. It was straight on the money, I guess you could say, for Joel Paris. That was what he was trying to go. And what's the purse smash as well? And James Vince, he must take the fact that they're just showing that on replay over and over and over again, because it wouldn't have felt too nice for him. Josh Philippe, do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to be the top run scorer for the Sydney Sixers? Is it going to be Philippe, or will it be James Vince, perhaps? Moses Henriquez also there, and who will be taking the most wickets for the Hobart Hurricanes? It is going to be now Tom Rogers running in, and it is going to be whipped away nicely to the man at deep square leg, or sorry, deep mid-wicket. We have got there, you're right, it was accounting as well, and smashed Muppet as well, and the bolts. And there says Darlow there and at the chat, but Tom Rogers, right arm medium from the pavilion end. He's a very talented bowler. He's got deceptive kind of slower ball that might be able to play factor. He's played 13 matches, 9 wickets. He has been able to get for himself. He hasn't had a huge amount of experience in the BBL so far, and Wade looks like Chris Hemsworth as well. Says Mr. Kamali there, and also I hope James Vince. One good thing for England cricket today as well, says Sebastian, because who have they got? Liam Livingston, is he currently in the Perth Scorchers camp? So he will be another Englishman who might be able to do decently. Tom Rogers, once again, bowling that one, hit down to deep third man, trying to cut it off, and he has done very nicely indeed. Have they all? James Vince just got hit with a ball again by Matthew Wade. He is apologising there. It refers to what Jay would do to Darlow if he came to Perth as well. And it there says Big R Sport. But the big question for this one is, was batting first the right decision? We will mention it many times throughout the Ashes. Should Joe Root have batted first on that pitch that they had themselves? The Hurricanes, they won the toss. They decided that they wanted to bat. Of course, T20 a little bit different to the test match day, the test match days, I should say, due to the fact that we are only sitting 20 overs for each. Livingston done well in shorter formats as well. So it will be interesting to see how he goes for not just the batting, but also the bowling. He's actually been working very hard on the spinners, and they've been going pretty well for him. Now Tom Rogers charging his way in just a little bit down the leg side, and that is going to be called as the first wide of this match. But the Sydney Sixers sitting on 7 for none at this stage. I feel like Sebastian mentioned a little bit earlier on, with the shorter boundaries to each side, sitting around that 70 metres or so. It's a big hit down the ground, 85 metres, but you'd probably be looking at that 165 at least here for the Sydney Sixers to be able to have a decent chance of getting it as well. You remember Livingston get hit in the boxes twice as well, says Nathan Sim. I do remember that. Unfortunately, he probably does as well every time he closes his eyes. Liam Livingston, a little bit of outswing there. Beautiful shot there from Vince, though, through cover, and that is going to be the first 4 of the day. Just not quite able to cut it off there for the Hurricanes. We have got there, come to Penrith Place. I'll smash you as well, says Darlow there in the chat. And also we have got their blade smash. Darlow easy as well, says the Jay. It's all of a sudden become a boxing chat, perhaps. I know that there's a few boxing matches coming up, possibly Paul Gallen as well. He is going to be fighting soon. But Rogers, he has so far gone for 8 runs of his first 3 deliveries. He will certainly not be too impressed with that, and he needs to find a way of maybe picking up the important wicket of Vince here. Because that's the thing, if you let Philippe and Vince bat for more than a couple overs, they're going to make you pay, and they're going to be able to get their total right up there for their side. Rogers, once again, nice bit of outswing for him so far. So maybe there is a little bit of hope for the Pacers. And any update about Kane injury as well, says Mr. Kamale. I have not actually heard anything so far, unfortunately, for Kane Williamson's injury, but the showings are here, can't hear quickly, but they are showing that catch, and that was an absolutely phenomenal one for Fraser McGurk, and that one was shown everywhere around the world for the way that he was able to jump up. It was actually Jake Weatherald who wasn't quite able to hit it over his head there, but he was very cool, calm, and collected, Fraser McGurk. I feel like that is going to be the catch of the tournament for the next kind of like 5 weeks or so. Just hit for the single once again there. The audio is a little bit off in terms of compared to when the batsmen are playing the shots, I have noticed. So it'll be interesting when we have like a caught behind shout, because it will probably reach the keeper, and then we'll hear the noise. Oh, yeah, it's got the Darlow, stop talking to yourself as well, and catch from last night as well. Catch from last night as well, says Jay. Yeah, it was the one for Fraser McGurk, who was in the deep, and he was able to take the one-handed just screamer. He jumped up about half a metre high, and he was just able to pluck it out of thin air, while it was a bullet shot from Jake Weatherald. But he was able to stop it. Rogers now bowling his last delivery of the second. Little bit of swing. Oh, James Vince undecided there. That looks like it smacked into the kneecap of the Hobart Hurricanes player, and because of it, they are going to be able to get through for the 2. Has he been able to get up here? It looks like he might have. I think it was Darcy Short who took it on the knee, and I liked Short's caught and bowled as well, says Nathan Sim. That one was very impressive. I actually said when Matt Short had his catch, I was like, that's going to be the catch of the round But then we saw that catch in the outfield. I was like, never mind. I guess that one is just a little bit better. Finally saw the Scorchers catch from yesterday. No wonder you reacted like that as well. Says Sebastian there, and also Renegade, as well there. And also one of the best catches ever in the BBL Seb as well. Says BKR Sport. Yeah, the way that he was able to pluck it out of thin air. And not too many people know about Fraser McGurk, and now they certainly do because of the fact he was able to take that one in the deep. But that's the thing, like the timing that he had to jump for that one had to be absolutely perfect. And it wasn't an easy one. Like he had to jump very high. He's got a good vertical, Fraser McGurk, by the looks of it. It's 23 degrees at the moment here at the ground, and it's looking like there's some very grey cloud in the background. This game hopefully will not be rained off, just like the Ashes matchup. How many overs did they get in the end for the Ashes? I ended up falling asleep after about 7, I think I got up to, before my body was like, you need sleep, mate, before you do 2 live streams in a row. But it is going to be now the wide down the leg side. Even the bowling court was incredible as well. Yeah, that's the thing. Matthew Short's one, it's going to be overshadowed, but it was a very good one as well. And that man, but we're up to match 4 of the BBL 11 there, and 50.1 overs. Oh, okay, so they got through a little bit of it by the looks of that, and also come on Hobart as well. Says a league zone commentary. But how many wickets did Josh Hazlewood get in the end? I did see England was struggling a little bit there. And I know that he would have been having a field day with the way he was going. A little bit of swing still available here for Joel Paris. And he's actually swinging it in, whereas it was actually at the other end, the ball was swinging away for Tom Rogers. So it's going to be quite tricky for the batsman to try and read this one nice and early. And also we have got there another chat, Ewan Quados Bank boxing match. Who's Quados? I do not know Quados at this stage. But we were actually, I will mention, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are going to see whether or not we can hit ourselves with a decent amount. It is going to be Matthew Wade just down the leg side once again, so it is considered as a wide for that one. So just getting the radar a little bit off, but that is because there is quite a bit of swing on offer for them here by the looks of it. And also we have got there, bro, you're my favourite team of the BBLers. And also question for you, Kiwi lads, come soon as well. And also Cummins got 5 Stark, 2 Hazelwood 2, and Green first wicket as well. And at their chat as well. And also we have got there 2 wickets for Hazelwood and Stark in there as well. Now it is going to be charging in once again there for Joel Paris. It'll be hit nicely through the gap. It is just out to the deep cover, man. Oh, yeah, it's got there in the chat as well. Wickets 2 for Hazelwood and Stark, 5 for Captain Cummins as well. Yeah, he's definitely going to be able to handle that role as captain. Like, I feel like he's just one of those guys that will just keep on going and going and going up until he probably can't bowl no more, but he will keep on going, coming as Kings as well. And also we have got there Darlow. And at the chat, although I think in the end, was it the original? I don't know. The messages might have been in a different order, but we have also got there Joel Paris now charging for. That's going to be just chopped down by Philippi there to stop that one from rolling its way forward. And also Andre Russell signed with the Stars. Has he? Oh, that's a big signing, and hopefully he will get a decent run for them because I know that they've got Harris Ralph as well as another player who is still there for them. So we will have to wait and see how it goes. But Josh Philippi, I keep on saying Josh as if it's Josh Butler, but he, unfortunately for himself, didn't go that well for England overall for their side. I mean, he did all right, but England didn't get the total that they would have been after. Philippi there swinging across the line and just not quite able to get to it as well. And now Joel Paris. They are just having a bit of a chat. I see Callum Ferguson is actually on the commentary side now because he was playing for the Sydney Thunder last year. He was probably one of the underrated captains of the competition. I'm not sure whether or not it's me or whether it is actually the game, but all of the audio is actually messed up as well. We have got there, I don't like how the Ashes is in one country. It's unfair for the opposition. I reckon they do one test in India, Pakistan, West Indies, New Zealand, and South Africa as well, says Nathan Sim. I think it is because of the fact that they do go back and forth, though. It kind of ends up balancing itself out type thing. Because it's one of those ones, if you can win an away series, I think it just makes it that much more impressive. Almost a corner bold there for Joel Paris. And also, I think the Hurricanes will have a pretty good season this year as well, says the league zone commentary. But Josh Philippi just not quite able to get that. And also, we have got there, is this the same Darlow sports fan who has been talking to himself on Discord as well, says Maharashma as well. And Cummins, the first bowler to captain Australia Test team as well. Yeah, that's the thing. They've always had, I mean, they had Tim Payne. Before that, who was their captain before Tim Payne? I feel like it was definitely, was it Ponting or am I going too far back in that regard? But that is the end of the third over, 19 for none at the moment for the Sydney Sixers, getting off to a good start for this match as well. What's a good total on this pitch? I feel like with Moses Enriquez, Daniel Hughes, and also Jordan Silk coming out, I feel like 170 is minimum for them. This audio as well says league zone commentary. So it's not just for myself, is it? It is also for all of you other guys, how it's kind of like, I guess it happens, and then about 3 seconds later or so, we actually get to see it kind of with the audio side of it as well. It looks like a decent pitch, so a little bit of greenness on there as well. A few cracks, so it could have a little bit of purchase for a cutter later on in the game, perhaps. Also, All Black Sevens lineup come out as well. Says it was Brandon, also Michael Clark, if I'm not wrong as well, in first match as captain, and got a 5 for as well, says Mr. Kamali. And the way that he bowled, perhaps he can go on and get himself a 10-wicket haul. But Nathan Ellis, very talented bowler, and he is one of those guys that they always mention if the amount of effort you put into running in and steaming into the crease affected speed, this man would bowl at 160. But unfortunately for him, the frame just isn't quite there for it. It's going to be a quick run there, almost a run out there of James Vince, but it is going through for the single. It was Steve Smith as well in the chat. There's league zone commentary and Smith as well there for Jay. They are just having a bit of a chat here for, I believe it is Peter Hanscom. Yes, it is, who they are going to be having a bit of a chat with. They will be excited for this opportunity to try and take down the Sydney Sixers. The points differential / net run rate that they have got themselves at the moment, 7.6. That is absolutely huge. And also, hi, bro, it's Ryan as well, says the rugby opinion and Captain Joe Duckling as well in the chat there from Sebastian. But now steaming in once again, it is going to be Nathan Ellis. A little bit of the slower ball. Nicely done. And they are going to be able to sneak through for, no, they decided not to run for that one. And also we have got their commentary. It was it that scandal as well? Says it was it that scandal, says Nathan Sims. And now it is going to be Peter Hanscom who will be bowling this one once again. Well, sorry, he's not bowling. He is just having a chat in the outfield with them on commentary. We didn't actually see that in the first couple of games. They didn't really go to the men with the mics on. I don't think they ever talked to Glenn Maxwell, but that was probably fair enough because their team was getting whacked for about a 215. That's going to be the wicket, and Philippi on his way. Nathan Ellis picks him up, brilliantly bowled. The slower ball once again there, 111 Ks, and he does end up chopping it on Josh Philippi. And once again, Nathan Ellis does strike. And when is the next be a pro as well, says Brandon? That is a good question. I remember we were kind of doing them consistently, and then we got our copyright strike, which kind of ended up halting them. But perhaps soon we will be able to get out squiggles as well, says Paddy Wagon and Boldham as well. Says a league zone commentary there. And the Hobart Hurricanes supporters, they are excited. That is a huge wicket to have definitely inside of the power play, because now it means that Moses Henriquez has to make his way to the crease. But Josh Philippi only getting himself 5 runs off 11. Bowled Ellis, and his ball of wicket was 1 for 20. Was the green screen at the same photo times too as well, says Big Ass Sport, because we like to be a little bit fancy. Plus, my live streaming software doesn't know how to put it completely across. So that is why an unlucky Philippi as well, says Nathan Sims there. And also that's the Bev show on TV as well. And Philippi is walking fire as well, says Sebastian there. But they have actually decided to send out Daniel Hughes here. So he is going in ahead of Moses Henriquez, and he is going to be on strike for this one as well. The coverage, it's gone to a green screen. They've actually got themselves a green screen at the moment at the ground, because they are having a lot of technical difficulties, not just with their audio, but also with the visual side of it as well. But Daniel Hughes, very talented player. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. What time is it in New Zealand now, bro, as well? And the chat says, Mr. Kamali, we are sitting at 8:53. And hello, Hamish, thanks for the live stream. Great cricket as well, says Kevin. Yeah, we've got 2 games back-to-back here today, which is going to be extremely exciting. We have got this match, and then the next one, Perth Scorchers taking on the Brisbane Heat, and that should be just as exciting as this one, if not just that little bit more. We don't know whether or not Chris Lynn is going to be able to unleash Lynn's sanity, or it might end up in that situation. I don't know. It's going to be tough. Perth Scorchers, they have got a good side as well. Colin Munro at the start of the order, and also Liam Livingston will be up there as well. 8:53 in the chat, and unlucky Philippi as well, says Nathan Sims once again. Nathan Ellis going to be charging his way and going to be whipped away to the fine leg, and it's close. Do they still have creeping Clive Rose for the Hobart Hurricanes? I'm wondering whether or not he is out there. I see that it is Jewel who is out there. He will be batting for them, but Creeping Clive, is he out there at the moment? I don't believe he is for this match. I'm going to be as well. And Lynn is going to smash Perth as well, says BKR in the chat. He was able to get himself, 9 runs in that first matchup, so he'll certainly want to top that. But then High Hamish as well, says all Aussie Sports as well. Welcome into the live stream, man. And also has Nathan Ellis played for Australia anymore as well. I don't think he has, or anyone, sorry. I don't think he actually has had the opportunity. I hope he does, though, because like I mentioned, the way that he runs in every single time, he always looks like he's going to be able to possibly pick up that wicket, and he was able to get it off Philippi as well. That is the end of the 4th over, almost. There is one more delivery left, and then we are going to be at the end of that batting power play. They worked the power surge a little bit earlier on. As well, we have got the Ellis as a great bowler. His future is very bright as well. And the chat says league zone commentary, and also Perth Smash, as well, says Jay there. And also, how was your sleep? Hope you had a good night's rest. It's a long night ahead as well, says Aiden. I ended up sleeping during the day. I ended up going to bed, I think it was about 7 overs into the Ashes, so I didn't sleep during the night, which I probably should have, but I did end up talking to someone for a little while for that time, and also Well Spotted Plays as well. Says Jay there in the chat. Nathan Ellis now once again going to be steaming in, and it is going to be the dot ball. Once again, good over there from Nathan Ellis, only going for the 3 runs and also able to pick up that crucial wicket of Josh Phillippe. And because of that, he gets his glasses dropped on the ground. That's unfortunate for the man, definitely with the sun that is out there as well. And what do you want from me as well? And the chat says all Aussie Sports there in the chat. Hopefully he's going to be all right in this one, and we're not going to have too much heated drama in the chat for this matchup, because at the end of the day, we're just a casual cricket channel. We're nothing too serious. But Pakistan at the moment, for anyone who is wondering how it is going for them, 126 for 5. Bangladesh are sitting. If Bangladesh are able to get themselves 87 runs, it means Pakistan will have to bat again in that fixture. But we're on the final day. There was a little bit of rain that did affect it earlier on in that matchup, and also England are sitting 147 runs they were able to get, but then rain was affecting it as well. We have us got there in the chat as well. We have got, come on Hurricanes, says Monkey Man, and also we have got there, did New Zealand have a good T20 World Cup? I think it was decent. They never really, I guess, shined in the situation, but they were able to just win those matches that were important to get them through to the next stage. And it was a very close final as well. And also we have got there, being serious. I don't know who big sport is as well. That's going to be the stumping, is it? Has Matthew Wade just been able to pluck that one out? And has David just picked himself up his first wicket? It looks like he has, and that's going to be James Vince now on his way. 2 huge wickets there for the Sydney Sixers. David, very first deliveries, picked up himself a wicket as well. This game is out, Biggie, as well in the chat. And also remember me as well, says Monkey Man. I do indeed, mate. You were here yesterday, but he did advance there. James Vince doesn't connect. He did bowl it nice and wide there, David. And he is going to be stumped. Good work behind the stumps from Matthew Wade. Very quick-footed and very quick hands to be able to get James Vince out for the stumping. That's 2 down now for the Sydney Sixers. They are in a position that they haven't really been in for this season as well. And also we have got there, go the Canes as well, says that it was Jay. And also we have got there is Tim David from Malaysia as well. This is Mr. Kamali. That is a good question. I'm not too sure where he is actually from. And also we have got there, the chat is more mental than usual as well. And Jimmy Vince says it was Sebastian, although there are still a couple Englishmen who are taking part in these matches. So hopefully one of them will be able to strike nicely. Henriquez, he is not English, of course. He is Australian and he is ready to go. He was able to get 75-ish runs in that first fixture up against the Melbourne Stars. He's going to need that today because at the moment they are under pressure from the Hobart Hurricanes. We are at UTAS Stadium for this match as well. We have got their Plants vs Zombies Battle for Naperville. Update, Plants vs Zombies Battle for Naperville is down as well. And high in the chat from George Meyer. Welcome into the live stream, man. And who are you going for, says Monkey Man. At this stage, I mean, I thought the Sixers were going to be able to win this one. Not comfortably, but I thought they were going to be able to get there. But at the moment, David doing very nicely for his first delivery of his spell, and it is going to be whipped to the leg side by Moses Henriquez. Get through for the single and get himself off the mark. And Sandy in the chat as well says Promote, and also Henriquez is Portuguese as well. Says it was Sebastian there, and also what happened, bro, in the chat. Says it Mr. Kamali there. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We were able to hit 100 likes yesterday. Can we get into that situation of being able to do again? If you are new, though, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And also check out the Kiwi Lad Sport in the pinned comment. At the moment, Hughes only facing 2 deliveries. Henriquez only facing 1 delivery as well. And High Rain Koto as well. And the chat says MD there. Welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you're doing well. But Hughes, he has only got himself 2 deliveries faced. Did he even have to bat in that last match? I don't think he got a huge amount of time if he did for that first game up against the Melbourne Stars. But that is going to be whipped off the legs once again for Hughes. And he gets himself the single once again. If Moses gets out, then we are in massive trouble as well, says League Zone Commentary there. And now nothing's going England's way today. As well says Sebastian, yeah, it is pretty rough for them so far. But Livingston, keep an eye on him in the Perth Scorchers game. I feel like he's going to be able to deliver. Also, Brisbane Heat, they've got a couple English bowlers, I believe. Chat as well, how did the strikers lose? It's a brilliant question. Oh, that's a nice little almost bit of swing there for the spinner. Yeah, the arm ball it was. It was nicely bowled as well, but pretty much they ended up doing very well. They got themselves the bash boost point because they were going at a nice kind of frantic rate of about 15 ahead of what they needed. And then unfortunately for them, they just ended up having 42 deliveries in a row where they didn't get themselves a single boundary. And that was pretty much the difference. They weren't able to get that momentum going. Then they waited for that power play in the 18th and 19th over. And then by then it was just a little bit too late for them. And now David once again, he's bowling nicely so far for the Hobart Hurricanes. Only got 1 delivery left and has gone for the 4 runs so far, but he was able to pick up that massive wicket of James Vince. Someone called Fraser McGurk as well. Says it was all Aussie Sports there. And also we have got the England going to retain the Ashes as well, says Mr. Kamali. And also we have got there, do you got it? Twitter, do you got it? Can you tell me your name as well, says Brandon. I don't actually have a Twitter that I actually use. I think, oh, that's going to be close. Just a little bit over the top of the stumps, I think they have said there. And that's going to be the end of a very solid over from David there. 1 for 4 off his and 26 for 2 at the moment. The Sydney Sixers have lost both of their big men. It is not just going to be, unfortunately for them, Josh Philippi, but also it is James Vince who is on his way. Did Henriquez get a little bit of bat on that one, perhaps? Oh, tell you what, I would have possibly put my finger up for that one. That was very close indeed. And they were giving it in the crowd, but they weren't able to give it out on the field as well. And also we have got that. And what a catch as well, says Monkey Man there in the chat. And I think that's out as well, says League Zone. They decided against it. They've actually only given Tom Ellis, or sorry, not Tom Ellis. I'm confusing the two at the moment. Tom Rogers bowling now. But it was Nathan Ellis who did only get himself the one they're showing there. Tom Curran, he is an Englishman. So maybe he can have a decent day with the ball in hand. And also Chris Jordan, I believe they will have as well here for the Sydney Sixers if they're lucky. But now advancing there, nicely bowled there by Tom Rogers. Nice pace on that delivery as well. Daniel Hughes just looking at it like, ooh, maybe should have been able to hit that one. And surely that hits the stumpers as well, says League Zone Commentary. Oh, we actually have ball tracker. What are we seeing here? Yeah, that should have been out. It's hit an almost middle stump. It's hit an off and middle, and that should have been the man on his way there. The Hurricanes are going to win as well, says Monkey Man. And also we have got there England are not going to do good today as well, says the fashion there in the chat. And David in the chat says that Brandon, but now Rogers once again going to be steaming in for this one. Oh, that's an edge. Yes, it is, and he's going to be on his way now. Daniel Hughes. This is not looking good for the Sydney Sixers. Brilliantly bowled by Tom Rogers. Just had that length that wasn't quite the back foot shot, and then in the end, just getting that little edge through to Matthew Wade. So they've been able to pick up 3 now for it as well. And also we have got that Chris Jordan is not the greatest. Costed England versus New Zealand as well, says Nathan Sims. He's a little bit, it's interesting. He's got consistency at times, but then he's also got a bit of inconsistency. As well, we have got him as well. And the chat says Big House Sport there. And also got him as well. Says it was a League Zone Commentary. Brilliantly bowled. And straight away, Daniel Hughes, he was walking before he even saw the finger up from the umpire. Just ended up sticking the bat out there. Wasn't really an aggressive shot from him. He just ended up trying to glide it. And he did end up going on his way. And that is 3 down now for the Sydney Sixers. And also we have got there, because you keep on saying Darlow as well there. And at the chat as well. Daniel Hughes, he is going to be out. And straight away now, they're going to need another batsman for the Sydney Sixers. This is not ideal for them in the start of this match, that is for sure. They have got Chris Jordan there on the sideline, so I don't think he's actually playing this game, but it is going to be Jordan Silk, man who didn't really have to bat in that first matchup. He is now going to be a very important factor for them to try and rebuild a bit of a partnership. They've lost 3 wickets in 3 overs. And this is going to be very interesting so far. Ellis, David, and also Tom Rogers, all able to get themselves the wickets early on. And also we have got there, I wouldn't say half century for Moses as well, but this is so rough for the Sixers so far, and a great wickets from Cummings as well. And chat says, Monkey Man, yeah, very impressive bowler, a 5 for him. And I think he's going to go on to get the 10 for. That's the thing. Did Nathan Lyon even need to bowl for that one? Did he get any overs in the end? I fell asleep before we got to that stage of having to give Gazza the ball, but I don't even think they may have needed him for that one in street cricket between Bangladesh and Pakistan as well. There's a mister there in the chat. But yeah, pretty much at the moment in that fixture, it is 5 down for Bangladesh, and they need to survive if they do want a chance of it being able to go through. But they are showing their runs between the wickets very quick for Jordan Silk. They've actually got the new power meters and whatnot. I wonder whether or not that is why the audio was messed up at the start. They were trying to do too many of those animations and whatnot. But Rogers, once again, going to be running in. You got to give that as well. Jordan Silk on his way. That's the 4th. And the Hobart Hurricanes at the moment are demolishing the top order of the Sydney Sixers. Jordan Silk gets himself the duck, and he is on the way. 4 down now. Lyon had like 7 overs as well. There's Big Hard Sport there, and Labuschagne took a great catch as well. Says Monkey Man, and also Sixers are collapsing. They are indeed. This stage, it's just a great cutter. Ends up hitting straight into the pads, and that's going to be, once again, another wicket for Tom Rogers. He's picked up 2 now, and he knew straight away. He went up for it. The umpire gave it, and he is fired up for this one. Kane smash as well, says J.A.'s there, and Sixers are collapsing. They are indeed. They need someone to stay there at the crease for them. It's up to Dan Christian now, the very experienced veteran for them. He's going to be so important with this rebuilding phase, because they are 4 down, and they have only got the 26 runs as well. And Bangladesh is testing their young players as well there. Says it, Mr. 18 there. And now Dan Christian makes his way to the crease. Tom Rogers It's not quite a hat-trick ball, but it is certainly going to be a lot of pressure here on Dan Christian to try and get this one lined up. I believe they've actually got a bowler who's going to be on a hat-trick here, if I'm not wrong, for the Sydney Sixers, because I know that they were talking about it for the last match up against the Melbourne Stars. I'm trying to remember exactly who it was. We're probably going to get to see him a little bit soon because of the fact that they keep on losing wickets as well. And also we have got who won the Big Bash last year, anyone as well. It was the Sydney Sixers, so they are defending champs, and they are at the moment going to have to find a way of being able to get through this little bit of adversity that they have found themselves in, being 4 down for only the 26. All of their top run scorers, Philippi, Vince, but they have still got Henriquez and Dan Christian. Certainly he's got the experience to be able to win this game for them from here, but he needs to make sure that he gets a lot. Chris Jordan going to score a century today as well. There's Mr. 18 there. But now Tom Rogers once again going to be steaming in. Oh, it's a beautiful in-swing and delivery. That could have been another one for him if Dan Christian missed that one. And it's Hayden Kerr who's on the hat-trick as well, says League Zone. Is he playing in this game? He is. Oh, okay, so we might get to see him get a chance, but they are just showing there. It was hitting the wickets, and it was a good call from the umpire there. And also 4 wickets already. Partnership collapsing faster than one of the Kardashians family. Oh, okay. And also Darlow from Penrith as well. We do have here. But Tom Rogers, the last 11 balls, 4 runs, 3 wickets for them as well. And this is looking absolutely incredible at the moment for the Hobart Hurricanes. It's going to be what to wait on the leg side. Nicely hit by Dan Christian. Looks like they might be able to scamper through here for the 2 runs, which will be crucial for them in the later stages of this one. But David able to cut it off, and that is the end of a very impressive over from Tom Rogers. And now it's going to be sitting 6 overs down, 28 for 4 in this matchup. So normally that would be the end of the power play. But of course, due to the fact that this is the Big Bash, you get your first 4 overs of the power play, and then you are allowed to take it next after the 11th over as well. Right, that counts as spamming as well in the chat as well. And also we have got there Dan is not in good form. He was struggling in the IPL as well. He is one of those players though, like Dan Christian. He does end up in that situation of sometimes going a little bit rough, but then he's also one of those guys that when he finds the ball in the middle of the bat, he can certainly get a lot as well. And also we have got there in the chat as well, Paddy Wagon, as well as said lol there in the chat as well. But nonetheless, it is going to be once again possibly a lot of pressure on the Sydney Sixers for this over. They've decided to go with David once again. They have got there Curran, Kerr, Jordan, O'Keefe, and also Manenti, I believe is the pronunciation there, and well as well, says Brandon there in the chat as well. But they are sitting 28 for 4 after the 6 overs. Going to be dangerous for them. Jordan Silk, the last wicket, he did fall for a duck, and they are actually going to be going, this is going to be interesting. They have actually decided not to give it to David, and instead it is going to be their new spinner, and Labuschagne. He is going to get the opportunity, and he has certainly got quite a few wickets for, I believe he was at the Melbourne Stars last year, but they didn't decide that they wanted him again, so he has gone to the Hobart Hurricanes, and their spin attack so far is looking pretty good for them. Sandeep Labuschagne going to be trying to pick himself up a big wicket here of either Dan Christian or Moses Henriquez, perhaps. Could be on the cards as well. Jordan and Curran are handy batsmen as well. And the chat says Mr. 18. And also we have got there, who do you think is going to win the Ashes? I think Australia maybe 4-1, I'm going to say, for the series. But I think England are going to find form in one of those matches. And I think it's going to be Joe Root and Ben Stokes, who do have like just a massive like partnership somewhere in the middle there. And I think it's going to be the 3rd match, perhaps. Oh, nicely bowled there by Labuschagne. He ended up going with the wrong one. Reading it nicely there was Dan Christian. There is a lot of pressure on the Sydney Sixers going into this match with a 7.6 net run rate, which is just absolutely insane. Like I mentioned last year, the highest net run rate was actually 0.9, and that was for the Perth Scorchers. So to start off with that spinner has pace as well, says Nathan Sim. And now it is going to be Callum Ferguson on the commentary. So he is not there for the Sydney Thunder. I think he did retire, unfortunately, at the end of last year. That's going to be nicely bowled once again for Labuschagne. Just getting the ball in the right areas. And also, how's it going as well, says Barry Green. Welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you're doing well. And I hope you are excited for the 2 games of cricket that we have got back-to-back. And also the Champions Cup that is going to be taking place a little bit later on into the week. We have got there Joe Root carrying England batting lineup as well, says Mr. 18. And also, I would love England to win the Ashes, but it will say 3-2 to Australia as well, says Sebastian there. Because, of course, the day-night test, I don't think, has anyone been able to beat an Australian side in a day-night test? I know that they've got an extremely good record with Labuschagne. Once again, beautiful delivery there, using his hands nicely there for Dan Christian to try and cut that one off. And also, we have got there, and what is your favourite game this season as well, says Monkey Man. So I would say, favourite game. I would say so far, I'd say that game between Adelaide Strikers and Melbourne Renegades, just because it went down to the wire out of the 3 BBL ones that we have got so far. But hopefully it does go all right for these sides, and we do get to see a relatively close game here as well. 31 for 4 at the moment between these two sides. There have been some very good balls delivered in the last little stage, and also we have got there. Can you read my message as well? Says Brandon, and also thanks for everything, Kiwi lads. I'm going to see you on Saturday. Goodbye. As also we will see you later, mate. And also we have got there. Did you see Pollard signed with Leicester Tigers? I did indeed. He said in a little bit of an interview, he said that it probably wasn't actually the biggest offer that he has got on the table, but he decided it was the right move for him, and I'm excited to see what he can do there in what is already a very strong Leicester Tigers lineup. I mean, he's going to be able to add a lot of flair to that lineup, and then he's going to have the wizardry man himself, Harry Potter, out on the wing to be able to link up with. And that is the end of the 7th over. 31 for 4 now for them as well. We always got the you didn't say please as well in the chat, says Jay, and also no chance for England batting lineup looks weak as well, says Mr. 18, and I know that's still a hopeful prediction as well, says Sebastian there in the chat. But yeah, they just need someone in that top order to kind of stick around, because unfortunately for them at the moment, like Joe Burns, he'll of course want to stick around a little bit longer than he did. Jordan Silk almost knows that feeling, as he did get a second ball duck for himself, but his was the first ball, the Royal Duck, as it is called in cricket, and he should come to the Sharks as well, says Barry Green. That would be kind of awesome seeing him back on South African soil, that is for sure. But yeah, unfortunately for England, they certainly didn't deliver. Like, actually, I would say overall, that's going to be in the air, and it is going to be in the gap. That is the first boundary in a very long time, and it's a good shot from Moses Enriquez. Darcy Short now getting the opportunity to bowl. I'm falling asleep as well, says Paddy Wagon there, and also we have got their Sixers won't hit 100 at this rate as well. And okay, I'm not going to work on not said. Can you read my message every time? Okay, please as well, says that Brandon there in the chat. And now it's going to be Moses Enriquez once again on the pads, and he has hit it to the leg side, mid-wicket way. Going to be a nice single for the Hobart Hurricanes, once again able to field it in the deep. We have got it's called Golden Duck, isn't it, as well? If it's the very first ball of a match, it is a Royal Duck. I have learned, not from experience, luckily, fingers crossed, I don't ever experience that feeling, but yeah, it's a Royal Duck if you do get bowled of the very, very, very first ball of a match as well. What do you think about the Aussies' performance today as well, says Island Boy? Very impressive from the bowling attack. We knew that Cummins and also Hazelwood were just going to be hitting that mark every day of the week. And then also with Mitch Stark, able to pick up that very early wicket as well. Everyone like this video and sub to the Kiwi lads as well. Says Monkey Man, you hit the man, and I made some popcorn. Hamish enjoy cricket as well. Says Kevin there, a butter popcorn or a salt popcorn kind of guy. That's going to be on the back foot once again, Enriquez. It looks like he has been able to hit that one. Perfect length out there. Do they run the two? No, they just decided that one will do. And Dan Christian now going to be on strike road for 9K for the Kiwi lads as well, says Barry Green there. And we are getting closer and closer every single day. So anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We will also have a quick look and see that we are sitting currently on 32 likes. So we're going very nicely at this rate to see whether or not we can get to our 100 once again. I'm growing popcorn as well, says Betty Wagon. And if Anderson and a Broad duo returns, it will be interesting to see as well. Yeah, I think they were resting them for this one, weren't they? If I'm not wrong, because they didn't want to go back-to-back with them. And let's get Hamish to 9K as well in the chat. And also Pat Cummins led Australia, completely thrashed Englishman in first innings at the Gabba for a mere 147 in a fast pitch. Please predict the scoreline of the Ashes series as well. I think you may have asked that yesterday, and I did say 4-1, but I think I am still sticking with my 4-1. I think England are going to be able to get themselves one. Sydney in big trouble now as well. Jet, yeah, it is looking pretty rough for them in the early stages. Joss Butler able to get himself 39 runs. Also, Ollie Pope, 35, I do see. And then Hamid at the top of the order. He didn't do too badly as well. Are you sure, Hamish? I Googled it, and it said it's called a Golden Duck if you get bowled out on the very first ball of the innings. I'm sure I've heard a Royal Duck. Is that only in kind of shorter formats? Where have I heard Royal Duck from? Oh, we'll have to try and look that up, perhaps, as well. And also, we've got their try, says Monkey Man. And also, I think 4-0. For the one test that will get washed out as well. And salt popcorn as well, says Kevin there. And Dan Christian just had a daughter 2 days ago as well. So he is certainly going to be probably lacking a little bit of sleep, depending on whether or not he has seen them yet. But they're showing there the eye line of Jordan Silk. He was just unfortunately leaning a little bit too far to the off stump. And because of it did end up hitting his pad, and he was on his way as well. Pope is a promising batsman, but not scoring big runs as well, says Mr. Yeah. He is going to be in that situation of hopefully he does get a decent total somewhere along the lines in the Ashes, and that will give him confidence in him forward as well. We have got there Gonski as well. And the chat says Island Boy, and also we have got there Let's try to beat 101 likes and make sure to sub. It helps all as well, says it was Baggy Wagon. And also let's get Hamish to more than 100 likes as well there. Oh, that's gone straight up in the air. Dan Christian, has he got all of it? It's going to be extremely high at stake, and Dan Christian now going to be on his way. And that is going to be the 5th wicket now for the Sydney Sixers. They are in trouble at the moment, that is for sure. 5 down at the moment, the Sydney Sixers. This is going to destroy their net run rate, and it's going to go the other way for them. Another wicket as well. And yes, Diamond Ducks are brutal as well. Says Sebastian there in the chat. And also we have got the Squiggles as well, who win Super Rugby, I reckon, Crusaders as well, says Nathan Sim. I think they make it through to the final, definitely. And it's who we get to see in that final up against them. We will have to wait and see. A repeat button stuck on as well. Sydney is in big trouble as well, says Jet there. And at the chat, but the fans are well and truly fired up for this one. The Hobart Hurricanes, they have got the Sydney Sixers 5 down. I'm in tears. And your Discord man too good as us, says Big Sport there. And also I told Dan is not in form as well, says Mr. 18. And also we have their own India versus New Zealand deserved 5-test series, similar to the Ashes. Also, why New Zealand played 2-match test series as well, and Sixers are going to get blown or going to get blown off their wicket as well, says Batty Wagon. Yeah, at this stage, it is a home game for the Hobart Hurricanes, and they are certainly playing like a side who isn't going to give up in this one. They're going to keep on going, and possibly, that's the thing, imagine making the statement of bowling out the Sydney Sixers, a side who just scored 214 runs. So it's going to wait and see whether or not it is going to be Tom Curran who can have the big impact for them. But Henrique is still at the crease. They've still got a little bit of hope here for the Sydney Sixers, but they need to make sure that Tom Curran, he is out there for a little while with Moses Henriquez and trying to get a bit of a partnership building up. Henriquez, he had to hit that one, or else it would have been in the situation hitting his stumps. New Zealand without Kane is a little demotivated as well, says Mr. 18. And also we have their Sixers are going to get blown off their wicket as well. But now it is going to be Tom Curran on strike. He is already at the crease. Wouldn't have been expecting to probably get a bat, let alone batting in the 8th over, and now probably trying to save this innings for the Sydney Sixers. Dan Christian going 5 runs off 10 deliveries. And Labashane once again. Oh, it's a good wrong-in from that man, and he's trying to take the stumps out. It was very nicely done by, it was Labashane there as well. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, we had the prediction of 170 for the Sydney Sixers. What are we saying now for how many runs they are going to be able to get after their 20 overs? Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen. Labashane is so skillful spinner from Nepal, and also performing so well. That's in the air as well from Tom Curran. It's going to fall safe, though. And that is going to be just a single. But once again, the hands or the hearts would have been pumping there. Daryl Mitchell overcame King Williamson anyway as well there, says the League Zone commentary. Now it is going to be going up. Tom Curran, he ends up finding a gap in the outfield. Had to, or else it would have been possibly another wicket there. And I did mention how these games are possibly going to be overlapping depending on how quickly they do end up finishing this game. But at the moment, if they do get bowled out, the Sydney Sixers, this game could be over relatively quickly. 89 as well, says Nathan Sim there for the prediction. And now it is going to be just a single once again. Oh, not the best throw to Labashane, but it was fielded by Julie. Will be at the top of the order alongside Matthew Wade. Also, they have got Darcy Short, so they have got a talented lineup for the Hobart Hurricanes. I'm wondering whether or not it is the just phenomenal bowling of the Hobart Hurricanes, or whether there's a little bit of something happening in this pitch as well that is making it a little bit more beneficial for the spinners. But then Nathan Ellis and also Tom Rogers both able to pick themselves up nice wickets. That's the wrong in there from Labashane, just bouncing a little bit over leg stump. And now it is going to be another situation at the end of the over. 9 overs gone, and it is going to be 42 for 5 at the moment. Will you do live commentary for all full day of Ashes Test match? It will be cool as well, says Coding. I think my voice might possibly end up disappearing if I did that, but I am hoping to do a couple sessions. I was going to do it today, but I ended up sleeping at a random hour of today, so I didn't really get a chance to watch it, let alone do the commentary for it. I watched the first 7 overs, and then my eyelids just got a little bit too heavy, and I ended up falling asleep. I love Sandeep as well. Such a great spinner as well. He's certainly a talent as well. And now it is going to be Moses Henriquez who is going to be on strike once again. Who do they decide to bowl here? Because Labashane, he's only bowled 2 overs and he's gone for 6 runs and also was able to pick up the wicket of Dan Christian. We have massive problems in the Discord. It was massively expected though as well. Says Sebastian, let's try and get Hamish to 9k subs as well. And the chat says, Monkey Man, you heard the man. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lad Sport if you haven't already. It is our second channel and we are going to be posting a whole heap of sports content on there as well. We'll put the link in the chat for anyone who does want to hit subscribe on that one. But Darcy Short once again going to have the ball in hand. So the spinner's surface here. I'm thinking Stephen O'Keefe might be able to get himself 3 wickets here, looking at the way that it is spinning for these 2 men who are bowling at the moment. But Chris Jordan, Hayden Kerr, and also Stephen O'Keefe are the next 3 batsmen that they have got themselves as well. And also we have got there in the chat, New Zealand next series is with whom as well, says Mr. I believe we've got a game in New Zealand, and I think we've got a series up against, I know that we've got one up against the Netherlands, but that isn't the first one. I think we've got a couple others that are taking place a little bit earlier on, and Kane also can not save New Zealand against India in India as well, says Arjit there in the chat, and Bangladesh at the 1st of January as well. So it is Bangladesh, Netherlands, and there's one other team, isn't there, that we have got. Is it the West Indies? Have we got the West Indies for a series? Do let me know. But 9.2 overs down at the moment, and it is certainly a lot of pressure on the Sydney Sixers. Moses Enriquez locking it nicely. The Hobart Hurricanes at this stage, it says there's an 89% chance that they win this game from here, which is absolutely huge, up against the side who dominated in their first game up against the Melbourne Stars. Projected at the moment, if they keep on going at the rate they are, they're getting 93 runs. If they go at 12 and over from here, they get 170, or 10 and over, they will get 149. I feel like 150 might actually be a very good total on this pitch as well. Sandeep Nepalese proud as well, says Sports Channel there. And also we have got there some will play NETs as well, and no boost for the Sixers as well, says Sebastian in there. That's the thing. Do you take your power surge straight away when you do reach the 11th? I think you almost have to. Great fielding as well, says League Zone Commentary there. Darcy Short now. It's going to be down to the leg side. He was able to get a hand on it and stop it from possibly making its way to the boundary. And now they just need to have that little bit of, maybe, I'd say the next 2 or 3 overs, they're just going to try and get their eyes in a little bit. They can't afford to lose another wicket right now. Will Devon Conway play against Bangladesh in 1st of January test? I'm not too sure how his hand's going in terms of the healing process. I know that he did end up breaking his hand in that T20 World Cup. A little bit of space there for Tom Curran. Great shot out there, and that is going to be a boundary for Tom Curran. Yes, it is. Brilliantly done for Tom Curran. That is the first boundary in a while, and it does mean that he moves through now onto 6 runs off 5, and that is 10 overs down, 49 for 5 here for the Sydney Sixers. We have got there, what is your favourite sport as well, says Monkey Man. It is definitely probably, I would say, rugby and cricket. I can't really decide between them just because of the fact that they're different in their own ways. It is a drinks break at the moment here for this match, ladies and gentlemen. We have also got there possibly as well, says Nathan Sim, in Bangladesh, Australia, South Africa, Australia again, and Netherlands is this, that is New Zealand summer as well. Says Nathan Sim. That is our first yawn of the day. I expected a few of them for this one because we have not just got this live stream, we have also got the one straight after, and that's going to be the Perth Scorchers taking on the Brisbane Heat, which should be a very exciting game between those two. And Lisa, you have got there, Conway scored 200 in his debut versus England. Yeah, he was absolutely phenomenal in that one. Have you heard of AFL? I have indeed. I've watched a little bit of it in the past, but not a huge amount. I haven't been able to really follow along with the season enough. Even the NRL, I do struggle to find enough time to be able to watch, but I'm hoping to be able to watch it a little bit more this season that is coming up. As hopefully, I mean, that's the thing. I'm from New Zealand, so I should be going for the Warriors, but I feel like they are a side that are hard to get behind at the moment. Australia is better than New Zealand as well, says Stinson there in the chat. And I mean, the World Cup final, it says as that, it says that as well, I should say it. Also, we have got the Obro yawning as well, says Mr. there in the chat, but now they are just having the drinks. The power surge might be an important factor for them in this one. The Sydney Sixers sitting with a projected score of 98. I feel like these overs are going extremely quickly at the moment, and the reason for that is because they don't really need to go and get the ball from the boundary. I think we've only seen about 4 boundaries so far, 3 in total, 1 for Tom Curran, 1 for Moses Enriquez, who is still not out, 14 off 14, and then 1 for James Vince, who was stumped in the end. They have got a mullet in the crowd by the looks of it. Mullets are very popular at the moment, aren't they? And also the KFC bucket hats, which I feel like I really do want to get myself one of them, but I do not live in Australia, sadly. So I could just put a bucket from KFC on my head, but it would be a little bit greasy. The run rate at the moment, 4.9 for them, 3 extras so far, but they are playing extremely well. It was that 4, 5, and 6 overs where they were able to pick up 4 wickets in a row for them. And Peter Hanscom at the moment, he is just saying that this was a great start to this one as well. They were not expecting this one, I would think. But now it is going to be once again. Who did they decide to bowl? They did just bowl Darcy Short. He has actually gone for 7.5 for his economy, but no one really having a huge strike rate. Tom Curran at the moment actually has the most with 120 as this one as well. Did Conway break his head? I've got there, Nathan Simmons said, didn't Conway break his hand by hitting his bat? Yeah, he did when he did go out, which was not the smartest decision in the end because he did end up missing the final. Because that, can you suggest me a good processor as well? Here's Mr. 18. Is that for like a PC or is that like in general? Because I do not know PCs very well. The reason I got my PC was because it had a green light and I thought green lights look cool. So that's about as far as my PC knowledge goes. We have got there, the crowd have been disappointing so far for the BBL as well. Says Sports are done there. And also we have got there, how do different backgrounds for your stream? It looks so cool. Cricket stadium background and for rugby also as well. Pretty much it is just finding an image and then I can kind of add it because I have got a green screen here. So because of it, it does mean that I can kind of add it in. But Lavashane there, beautiful delivery. And we run it through and Tom Curran picks up another single. And also we have got there, could you please make me a moderator on the Discord server after the streams? The place needs some hoovering up as well, said Sebastian. I will have to look up how to make you a moderator in terms of, like, because I tried to do it earlier on in the week, or I think it wasn't this week, it was last week, and I had no idea how to actually, like, do it, because I tried to make you, Katie, and David, I think it was, a moderator, but I had no idea how to actually do it. So that you can delete messages. That's in the air, but that's a great shot there from Moses Enriquez, and that's going to be running away to the deep cover boundary. Very nicely done for them as well. But yeah, what type of processor are you after, Mr. 18? Into there as well, but Moses Enriquez doing very nicely so far. 19 runs off 16 deliveries. Needs to keep on going for his side, because the Sydney Sixers, I feel like they've got to take the power surge after this over, because that is the earliest that they can. They'll have 2 overs of being able to go bang, and Moses Enriquez will have a little bit of an opportunity to get his eye on Labuschagne once again. A little bit of width there, and it is going to be nicely hit from Enriquez once again, hit to deep cover. And it's fielded very nicely. Matthew Wade, he could be a game changer for them at the top of the order by the looks of it, but also Peter Hanscom. That's the thing. The batting lineup of the Hobart Hurricanes is very good as well. And also we have got there Sixers doing bad things. You love to see as well. Cesar Darlow there, but now it is going to be Labuschagne once again. Nice delivery. A little bit of height there on that one, a little bit of loft, which does mean that maybe Tom Curran was hesitant to get his foot forward to it. I feel like Labuschagne, he's got one more over left. They might be smart just to keep on bowling him. Definitely if they don't take the power surge yet. Just keep that pressure on, because he has only gone for the 13 runs off 2.5 overs for the early stages. The last 23 balls, 25 runs and 1 wicket. Okay. So that's not going to be out. He did end up going down the leg side. I believe it actually hit the pad, and Matthew Wade was excited. He thought that was going to be the wicket. I thought it was as well. My jaw dropped. Well, that one, Sixers not scoring sixes as well. Another chat there as well. Oh, yeah, Labuschagne doing very nicely. 3 overs bowled, 1 for 13. They almost have to take the power surge now. I feel like they can't risk not taking it and then losing either Enriquez or losing Tom Curran. But that's the thing, though. You don't want to go too risky and try and really whack into it during the power surge. Definitely not with lofted shots anyway. Whoever's got there to use Apple iPhone or Android phone as well, which phones are popular, iPhone or Android as well. I've got myself an iPhone 6, I believe it is. Or an iPhone 6S, so I've got a relatively old one. But yeah, it is going to be interesting to see how it does go. Yeah, and the I think it's kind of split. Samsung's relatively popular. Also, I think it's Hawaii, is it? Or something along those lines. Is another one that we've got a few people who do have them in the New Zealand as well. We have got the Nokia 6210 as well. There's JA's there. And once again, Enriquez, they haven't decided to take the power surge yet. It is Tom Rogers who is going to be bowling. He's already picked himself up 2 wickets so far here in the early stages. Hayden Kerr, also Chris Jordan, and Steve O'Keefe is another man who is going to be at the crease for this one as well. In the later stages, maybe if he is required, he will be open. That he isn't though, but 57 for 5. It's looking like maybe he will get a little bit of a chance later on. It's going to be whipped off the legs there. Nicely done by Tom Curran at the moment, just getting that reset going for the Sydney Sixers, sitting on 8 runs off 9 deliveries. For this one as well. I won't be fighting with Blaze. I just blocked him, so I don't see his messages. If one of those things where you were going to do is kick me, I can behave myself. Also, I explained it in the DMs as well. Says Darla, and I wonder what the test squad for New Zealand versus Bangladesh would be. I say 1 Latham, 2 Young, 3 Conway, 4 Phillips, 4 Taylor, 5 Phillips, 6 Mitchell, 7 Jameson, Southey, Wagner, Ages, and Bold as well. Says Nathan Sim. It will be interesting to see who they decide to go with. It's not like T20 match as well. It's Mr. It is going to be nicely played there by Moses Enriquez once again. That's going close to the boundary, but they're going to be able to get back for the 2 there. Fielded in the deep by Ellis, who has already picked himself up a wicket as well and puts the endurance of Brick to shame as well. And a lot of as well in the chat there from it was Jay. But Enriquez at the moment, he is actually, I believe, if I'm not wrong, with the runs that he has been able to score here, he's actually got the golden cap as we are sitting, because it is the second game for the Sydney Sixers, but he has been able to outscore Josh Philippe. The predicted score at the moment for them is 104, which will certainly, I wouldn't think, be enough for them in this game, but I'm wondering whether or not it could be. It's a nice shot there from Moses Enriquez. Holds the pose, but just gets a single down the ground. Once again, going straight to the man at long on. It's a good throw from the deep. Moses Enriquez at the moment, how much frustration will be kicking in for that man? He will be hoping to get his side towards that 120, 130 mark, but seems like at the moment it could be the bare minimum for them to get that 100. If they get that 100, they should be able to, though, with Enriquez at the crease still. Brad Hodge, also Callum Ferguson and Jason Richardson on the commentary for this one. Just myself here on the Kiwi Lads channel. So be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Maybe I'll get a guest one day that we can have kind of the co-commentary side of it as well. For the last 28 balls, it's a shot from Curran there, and it to the man at deep mid-wicket. And once again, they are just ticking over for the singles. The last 28 balls, 30 runs they have been able to get in time to head off. Have fun in there, Seb. I'm off to swing on my spanner on the other one as well, says Jay there. And also should have just said the team, not the number they bet it. As well, says it was Nathan Simon, also Bro Sandeep Labashane, played this game, or played this game. He has indeed, and he has already been able to pick himself up the 1 wicket, 3 overs he's bowled, and 13 runs. And yep, sorry, as well, says Mr. there. And the chat, but now it is going to be once again Tom Rogers. He has already picked himself up 2, and he is hoping to get himself a further. That's going to be the end of the 12th over now. The Sixers sitting on 62 for 5, or 63 for 5 now, I should say. But do let me know, are they going to be able to get themselves to the 120 mark here for the Sydney Sixers? Are they going to go bang very soon? Or are they going to get in just a little bit more trouble? Henrique is currently sitting on 25 off 21 deliveries. Curran sitting on 9 off 10 as well. All goods, mate, as well. And also we have got there, you won't be gone. You will be gone after my guys' stuff. Like this just doesn't happen. It's always a chilled out server and stream chat. And it's not the first time in your case as well. And time to rest Ross Taylor. He's in a bad phase now as well. Says Mr. 18. Yeah, he is having a little bit of trouble there with his form, Ross Taylor. But hopefully, he can try and get himself back into form. That's the thing. He only needs 1 game, Ross Taylor, to all of a sudden find that middle of the bat again. He's similar, I guess you could say, to David Warner when he was in the ODIs. Tell you what, that was almost the edge there for Moses Henriquez in terms of the fact that he did have a few rough performances, but then in a certain game he did step up, and then he just found that form right through to the end of the competition. But now, 5 for 63, like they are saying. How do you get out of this situation? The partnership is 24 runs from 24 balls, so trying to reset here and just trying to find a way to get themselves towards a decent total. Once again, it's well bowled by Labashane, so they did decide to bowl him just over after over after over pretty much for him. And if he can get out of this one with going for less than 20 runs, it would be a very impressive performance from Moses Henriquez, from Sandeep Labashane there. And also, I never had a chance to as well in it there. And also, we have got there, who was that bowler that accidentally killed a batsman with a bouncer as well? Says Nathan Sims. I can't actually remember who the bowler was, but I'm sure that he probably doesn't like when people try and bring it up for him as well. Labashane now. It is going to be hit out to the man at deep point, and it is just going to be the single once again. Ross is 38 now. New Zealand can give a chance to some youngsters as well. Says Mr. 18. Who is the youngster that you think you will be putting in there as kind of like the next big thing for that number 4? Because that's the thing. Taylor's held it for so long as well. He's just never quite given that one up. At the moment, Sandeep, he has been doing very nicely with his spin bowling. Also, anyone who is wondering about the Bangladesh versus Pakistan game, Bangladesh are sitting 144 for 5. They are sticking down there, and they are trying to get themselves a draw. And that one, a little bit of whiff there. Henriquez lofts it over, and it is going to be the shot out cover way for 4. So he has played a couple of those so far, and he has moved his way up onto now 30 runs of 24 deliveries. And also, he has been able to hit himself 3 boundaries so far as well. And that is a low number of runs as well, says Nov Mum. It is indeed. They haven't really been able to get going for that one, unfortunately, for the Sixers. But now it's looking like he's starting to ramp it up a little bit. Moses Henriquez probably trying a couple slightly more aggressive shots in the next over or 2, seeing whether or not it is the time to take the power surge, because they will certainly need to take it soon if they do want a chance of being able to get towards that total of around that 120. I think they could still do it from here, to be fair. If Moses Henriquez stays at the crease, and also Tom Curran is also out there till the end of this game, I think they will be fine. Labashane now, big swing across the line there from Tom Curran, strikes it beautifully, and that's a boundary there, out to the mid-wicket boundary. Good shot there from Tom Curran, just swings through the line. It was almost a cross-bat shot, but it did work out for him, and it was Sean Abbott as well in the chat. But now it is going to be 5 for 74 for the Sixers. So they aren't actually bowling Sean Abbott in this game, though, I do see, for the Sydney Sixers. Instead, they have actually got, I believe it's actually Manetti, I believe it is. I can't really pronounce it, though, as well. And also, we have got there, if you have any issues with anyone else, I will just leave myself. Just give me a chance. People can change as well, says Nalo there. And the chat, but 74 for none, or sorry, not for none. They are 5 down at the moment for them. Not ideal for the Sydney Sixers at this stage in the game. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be back with the next match that has taken place tonight, and that is going to be between the Perth Scorchers and the Brisbane Heat as well. So that will be a very, very exciting fixture. And nonetheless, now, who do they decide to bowl? Labashane in the end. He did go for 24, but he was also able to get himself the 1 run, and now, or sorry, the 1 wicket. They're actually going to be bowling I can't say his name. Lamonby, I believe it is. Lamonby Hopefully I will be able to pronounce it not too badly. I like the fact that they have sunk up the audio now, though. So it does mean that it isn't going to be too wonky. But the left arm medium fast here from the pavilion end will be trying to pick up another wicket. This partnership has been going on for a little while now between Henriques and also Tom Curran, who has moved up to 14 off 12. Very nicely done, because there was no one else really supporting Henriques throughout there. It's going to be a beautiful cut shot there. The boundary is a little bit shorter out on those sides, about 70 metres. But it is going through for the single. AJ Patel is so impressive as Ross can play until he retires. He has experience as well, says Mr. And also we have got their most black caps are late 20s, early 30s as well, says Nathan Sims. So yeah, they've probably got, is it one of the older sides around at the moment? I know that there are a couple other teams who have got quite a few of those older players, but I think we're probably right up there in terms of the average age of player compared to kind of everything else. But the projected score at this stage is up to 114. So they're doing nicely to bring it just a little bit more upwards towards that, I guess, defendable total. It's still going to be tough for them, that is for sure. And also, I wonder what team will be in the T20 World Cup, if we will go with our next generation or keep it with the current gen as well. Says Darla, that's a good question. Next year is the next T20 World Cup. We've almost got 2 in a row, I guess you could say there. But yeah, hopefully it is going to be a very exciting one. I believe it's in Australia, so the time zones won't be too bad for ourselves. The ones in Dubai were just rough because they were starting at either 11 p.m. or 3 a.m. The game tonight starts at 11 p.m., which isn't actually too bad for the Big Bash, just because it is the game that is for the Perth Scorchers, and it is in Perth for that matchup, so they'll be trying to make it 2 for 2 defeats for the Heat there. And also after India, my favourites are Kiwis as well. There's Mr. 18 there, but nicely bowled so far from Lanham B. At the moment, going for 3 runs off the first 3 balls. If they can get 12 and over from here, they get 155. They've still got the power surge, and it is all about trying to choose that right opportunity, I should say, to be able to hit this one. Oh, Tom Curran strikes it nicely out to the square leg. Tell you what, my talking is all up the what today. I think I got a bit rattled earlier on with what happened in the chat. We have got there. My tone signs will be really good as our multi as well, says Darlo Fansport. And also we have got the Ricken Finalen guaranteed as well, says Nathan Sim. Yet certainly an up-and-coming talent there, Finalen. They won by Henriques, sitting on 33 runs of 27. Curran sitting on 16 of 14. And the partnership moves up onto 39 from 33 deliveries now. It's the slower ball, and that's going to be a good shot from Henriques, dragged down, and that one's going to be going all the way for 6. Great shot from Henriques. I think the power surge, they need to take it next over. He's hit his first 6, and now it looks like he's going to be able to hit this ball hard in at this fixture. But the live, in terms of the odds of who is going to be able to win, the Hobart Hurricanes still sitting 76% chance of being able to win this game, but that will certainly help out Moses Henriques. What is the power surge? It is 2 overs, similar to the power play. And pretty much what it means is you do get only 2 men outside of the ring for the fielding side for 2 overs in a row. So pretty much it used to be the first 6 overs of the match as your power play. Instead now in the BBL, it is the first 4 overs of the match as your power play. And then you are allowed to take 2 later on in the game. And it is actually the batsman's choice. Good direct hit there. They might be going upstairs as Moses Henriques just been run out. This could be a big moment in this game if he has been. Wasn't really too quick between the wickets, and it could have just cost him his, depending on how well it goes for Moses Henriques. He looks like he's a little bit 50-50, I think, here, with whether or not he has been able to get through a green finale, and should be guaranteed for use as well. And there, but now, is this going to be the big wicket of Moses Henriques? He certainly, it's good work from Darcy Short. Yeah, he got there. Well done from Henriques. He ended up kind of maybe taking that one just a little bit more casual than he should have, and he almost ended up getting himself run out. Imagine that, getting up to 39 and then now getting out would have been the worst possible timing for them as well. Surely Aussie give Philippi a chance. Same with Ellis as well. I hope they do in the future. I feel like it's very tough for them to take someone out, though, is the big thing. But Philippi, I feel like he's the man in form. Even though he did end up getting not too many runs in this one, I feel like at international level, he would be able to shine once again. And just like he does in the Big Bash. But Nathan Ellis, I hope to see in the future get a chance for Australia, because they always say it. If you end up running straight through, like the way that he runs into the crease, like they say he should bowl 160, but he just can't, unfortunately, from the frame doesn't allow it. But he certainly has a great slower ball, and also just ends up having good variation with the ball as well. If Hamish says you deserve another chance, Dallo, then I won't do anything, but I feel like your behaviour has been highlighted perfectly on the online environment. I personally think you can't change as well, says Sebastian there in the chat. It certainly makes the live streams difficult at the start of them, that is for sure, when everyone decides that they do want to have a bit of a go at each other. But it is going to be Henriques now who will be on strike for Nathan Ellis. This could be a big wicket if Nathan Ellis can pick it up. He's bowled 1 over so far, got the wicket, and was able to get himself the 3 runs for that over as well. But the partnership moves up to 46 from 35 balls here At the moment, Nathan Ellis, he is spinning around and he is ready to steam in once again to see if he can pick up this big wicket of Moses Henriques. Slower ball, nicely hit there through the cover, but it is going to be cut off nicely. So it is going to be just the dot ball. They say that he was spinning about 5 times there, Nathan Ellis, before he ended up steaming in. He was waiting for the opportunity to charge in, but he was just waiting for the perfect time for Moses Henriques to be set as well. The projected score is 120. It's slowly moving up there, but it's still not absolutely huge for them in this situation. They are still going to need around that 130, 140, I have a feeling. So they need 10 and over from here on out, but they have still got themselves a chance for the power surge. Nice shot there from Moses Henriques. It is going to be almost to the boundary, but they're going to be able to get back for 2. Good running between the wickets from the Sixers as well. And also we have got their Sixers want sixes as well. Says Mr. 18, they do indeed. And if they can get themselves a couple more, that's the thing. Sixers can change a game. And if it is Moses Henriques who can hit himself maybe like 2 or 3 more, perhaps he will go decent as well. They're just showing Nathan Ellis. He does have a little bit of a pre-run-in that he does do. He does end up just doing a bit of a spin, and then he steams in to the crease as well. We have got there, deserves a spot as well for Philippi. Nathan Ellis now bowling a slightly slower bouncer. It's a good shot there from Henriques. Well fielded in the deep, though, by Darcy Short. And he does cut it off for just a single once again. So the boundaries are not really flowing here for the Sydney Sixers so far. But they are just showing the speeds that Nathan Ellis can bowl. He's very good at changing up his pace. 129 to 109 to 111, which was the delivery that got Josh Philippi. Then from there, 130, 133. And then I assume, is it the slower ball? No, it was 136. So very nicely done by Nathan Ellis to be able to change up that pace. It does make it very tough. Bangladesh 6 down now for anyone who is curious about that game as well. He's too old. Someone else needs the captaincy as well. And now Tom Curran, once again, he is going to be the man who is on strike, sitting on 16 of 14. That's off the edge. It's going through the gap, though. That is going to be reward for Tom Curran. It is going to be 4 runs and a much-needed 4 runs for the Sixers. They're starting to really build up this total. And it keeps on going decent. I keep yawning. I think I might fall asleep during next game as well, says Paddy Wagon. I feel like that could be the case for a lot of people. That next game starts at 11:35 New Zealand time, and it is going to be going straight through right till the end. Bangladesh could win. They have got spinners as well, says Nathan Sims there. Although at this stage for Bangladesh, unfortunately for them, they do trail by, I'm just going to quickly get it up here. They trail by 66 runs, and it is on the final day. So pretty much, unless they bowl Pakistan out for, I guess, in about 10 overs, it is more than likely going to be either Pakistan who win it, or it's going to be a draw. Tom Curran once again with the shot in the air. That's gone to the boundary as well. Good shot there for the Englishman. He's doing decently, Seb. So you have got him at this stage as an Englishman doing nicely. And we have also got there, are you doing all Champions Cup games? I am doing as many of them as physically possible. All of the ones that they are showing here in New Zealand on Sky, I am going to be doing the commentary for throughout that whole night of Sunday and also Monday. And there is a game Saturday morning as well. I believe Bangladesh is trying hard, but they can't win any games as well there. And the chat says, Mr. 18, yeah, that's the thing. They've got a good side, but they just don't seem to be able to put that result on the piece of paper that does say that they have been able to win it. But at the moment, Nathan Ellis, final delivery of his over, and it looks like Tom Curran, nice slower ball there from Ellis. So Tom Curran just hits it to the leg side. I believe that will be just the one they were only able to get through for. So 97 for 5 now. And that is going to be after the 15 overs. 5 more to go. Hi, Hamish and Sebastian as well. Just popping in to say good day as well. Says David David, welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. And I hope you are excited for all of the rugby that we have got on this weekend, because there is a whole heap of it as well. Good decision by good decision, from Mutala. He retired as well. Says Mr. 18 there, but they're having some refreshments at the moment. Moses Henriques, perhaps with the drinks men, they probably have a note that says, do you take the power play now, boys, and see whether or not you can get it going. It looks like they might be considering it. The umpire's actually going to be asking the question, but the partnership at the moment, 58 from 41, definitely going nicely. Hey, Tommy's done quite well here. Not complaining as well, says Sebastian there in the chat. Yeah, he's doing very nicely there, Tom Curran. 58 off 41 now, the partnership. He has been able to bring up 25 from 17, and Moses Henriques has 32 off 24 for this partnership, but also 42 off 32 for his total. I'm looking forward to the rugby, Hamish, as well. Says David there, are they taking the power surge? It looks like they will be here. It is indeed going to be the next 2 overs. And the Sydney Sixers now, they will be trying to strike this ball very nicely. Good day to you as well, David. Hope everything is just fine as well. And also, he was good as well. In the chat says Nathan, and also they could give captaincy to a youngster as well. Says it was Mr. 18. But they are just talking to Peter Hanscom. They will be wanting to pick up 1 or 2 more wickets here very soon for the Hobart Hurricanes. It is going to be Joel Paris. He has only gone for 8 runs so far off his first 2 overs. Very nicely done. And Tom Curran on strike. Strikes the ball not too well. It was a little bit wide and wasn't able to get all of it. So he does just get the single. Going straight to the man at mid-off. Peter Handscomb there just ended up accidentally throwing the ball straight at Moses Enriquez, which is not ideal for them there. But it's going to be extremely interesting to see what total they can get to. We thought that 100 was going to be a struggle, but they've been able to do that with 5 overs left and come on the Kane train as well. And what's the power surge as well, says Nathan Sims. So pretty much it is 2 overs where you do have only 2 men outside of the circle. So pretty much it is the same as a power play, except it's just a little bit later on in the game for 2 overs, and you are allowed to pick when you decide to take it anywhere between the 11th and the 20th over as well. And Adam Zampa would be as the deserved captain after that World Cup as well, said Sebastian. I mean, Adam Zampa at the moment, he is bowling very nicely indeed, isn't he? So it would be nice to see him get a chance to maybe captain the side. I know that Maxwell's probably right up there as well for a name that people might be thinking of rather than Finch, but also I agree, Darlow as well, said Sebastian there in the chat as well. And also we have got there not in batting or captaincy. He gave away for future team, just not all like all other players as well there. It's going to be once again, they are just trying to slow them down here. They're almost in the 100. They're only one run away at the moment here. The power play at the moment, Peter Handscomb, he is going to be the man on the mic all throughout this innings. He is also probably going to be hoping he doesn't have to bat here for the Hobart Hurricanes. They have got 2 very capable openers in Matthew Wayne and also Darcy Short. Then they've got Caleb Jewell, who will be starting at number 3 here. Nice Yorker bowled by it was Joel Paris, and once again cut off for just a single. Very nice bowling so far. The first 4 deliveries here. It has only gone for the 3 runs we have got there. Maybe Marsh as well, says Mr. 18 there, for who might be the captain for the Australians. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're a little way away from it, but who do you guys think is going to be winning the T20 World Cup next year? Who would you have in the Australia 11 as well, says Darlow? It's a tough one. I feel like I'm all for giving the younger players a go, but I feel like that's not what they will end up doing. And that's going to be a nice shot there for Moses Enriquez, guiding it down to the man at deep cover. And it is once again another single. Only 4 runs so far off this over of Joel Paris. This is certainly not what they would have been wanting for the power surge. They probably do need a boundary off this ball. And also we have got there in the chat, certainly the player for the final. A good shout as well there in the chat, says Sebastian. But it is going to be interesting because this game is being played at a ground that they aren't actually going to have too many other games at. I believe it is UTAS Stadium. And it may only have about 2 more. That's going to be a full toss. Tom Curran hits it straight to the man, and Hanscom takes the catch. And he is now out there, Tom Curran. 27 off 21, and that is the wicket that they could not afford to lose. Yes, finally a wicket as well. There says leg zone there. And at the channel also T20 as well there. But Tom Curran, he is going to be on his way. Still very good innings from Tom Curran, but the power play, the power surge, you would say, has actually almost been the downfall there for the Sydney Sixers, only getting 4 runs off it, which made Tom Curran think he has to whack this one, and he hit it straight down the throat of Peter Handscomb as well. And Sebastian not too happy with that one. A well played Curran as well, says Mr. It's the thing, though, I feel like he's got a decent chance of being able to get himself a few wickets out on the field. I think him and Stephen O'Keefe are going to be so important for the bowling attack of the Sydney Sixers. They have also got Chris Jordan, who I believe is about to make his way to the crease, unless actually they've got Kerr, who will be going out there first. But the fuller wicket at the moment, 16 overs gone and 101 for 6 for the Sydney Sixers. They've actually sent out there Stephen O'Keefe, I see. So maybe he is just kind of the sacrificial lamb to just go out there and absolutely try and smack this ball to the boundary just time after time, because they have got 1 more over of the power surge. Philippi, Warner, Smith, Marsh, Maxwell. Marsh, Maxwell, Stark, Zampa, Jai. I assume that is Jai Richardson, and also, Jai, is it Richardson? Jai Richardson? I think his last name is Richardson. Or am I thinking of Kane Richardson? Have they both got the last name Richardson? I think they do. And then Kane Richardson as well, and then Cummins there as well. But Hayden Kerr, he has only got himself 25 runs in the BBL. He would love to be able to match that in this fixture. Definitely with the 4 overs left, Nathan Ellis will be bowling his 3rd over here. He has been able to pick himself up a wicket so far, and also only gone for the 15 runs. Was able to pick up the crucial wicket, though, of Josh Philippi a little bit earlier on in the match. But 8 fours, 1 6 for the Sydney Sixers. And now it is going to be once again Nathan Ellis steaming in like he normally does. Good delivery there. Moses Enriquez able to get bat on it. And that is going to be just a single. Do England have realistic chance to win the World Cup next year? It's going to be in Australia. I think that's important to mention as well, says Sebastian. It's a tough one. That's the thing. I thought they did very well in the conditions in the UAE. And they were probably very unlucky that they just had that game that didn't quite go their way in the middle stage. But they've got, that's the thing, Tymel Mills, He is actually signed for one of these sides in the BBL. Also, I feel like they've got all of the potential to be able to really put it together. It's just whether or not on the day they are able to do so for those matches as well. And we're Stark as well. Says that Mr. there in the chat. And also, Stark, he has got him at about 6, I see there, or 7th name there on the list. And old batsman I like, a good like Chris Gale is 42, and he was good as well. Yeah, it's a shame that he is retired from international duty because he's certainly like one of those guys who can just keep on going and going and going. He hits the ball very hard. Nathan Ellis, extremely slow ball there from him. I want to see the speedo for what that was, 112. Was deceptively slow for him as well. And 7th name I said as well, says Nathan Sim, and also Mills is at the Scorchers. I wonder if he's playing today for them. Another matchup, hopefully he is, as India a chance to win next year as well, says Mr. I feel like they're similar to England in regards to the fact that they've got all of the names that they do need to be able to win, like Jasprit Bumrah. Also, you've still got Rohit Sharma at the top of the order, Virat Kohli when he is playing, and also you got like Rishabh Pant in the midfield, or the mid-order as well with the keeping gloves. So I'd say they've got a decent chance as well. I miss Chris Gale as well, and need Moses out, says League Zone Commentary. Yeah, if they get Henriquez, that's going to well and truly affect how many runs they will be able to get in this first innings for the Sydney Sixers. Once again, it is going to be Nathan Ellis. Charges in. It's gone high in the air for Moses Henriquez. He hasn't got all of it. It is going to be falling safe, though, for Henriquez, and he will survive for just a little bit longer. That is an extra 2 runs. He moves himself now up to 47 runs off 36. He's about to bring up 2 50s in a row by the looks of it, and Russell was playing for, as well, says Mr. there in the chance. Peter Hanscom at the moment, he's just having a bit of banter with the commentary side. He's saying that it's not very easy to try and take a catch when you have got the commentary team all talking to you as well while you are trying to take it. But the projected score at the moment, 127 here for the Sydney Sixers. I feel like the way that they fell over at the start of this innings, they will well and truly take that. Moses Henriquez, stand and deliver. That is the 50 for him now. 51 off 37, and he has been able to get himself 5 fours, 1 6 as well. Or sorry, 4 fours, 1 6. And that is certainly a captain's performance from him. There is still going to be a low total regardless compared to what we're used to from the Sixers as well. And also my Sixers prediction would be 8 for 136 as well. And I'll be back, bro, as well, says Mr. there in the chat. And also 8 for 129 is the prediction from Nathan Sims. Yeah, I feel like they're going to be, tell you what, I think from here they might be able to push 140 the way that they are going. They've got 3 more overs to really go bang. Also 2 balls left of the Power Surge League Zone Commentary as well. Has put there with the face palm as well. But Nathan Ellis now once again going to be bowling it. That's going to be a great shot there from Moses Henriquez. Gets all of it, and that's going to be 6 runs now, 2 in a row for the boundaries of Moses Henriquez. And he is starting to find some very nice form. 57 off 38. And this could be the match changer for the Sydney Sixers. We're seeing there's still 27% chance of the Hobart Hurricanes able to lose this game. Or sorry, win this game, I should say. 27% chance for the Sixers to win. It's the way around that I was trying to say about Nathan Ellis at the moment. They are just showing the fact that Nathan Ellis just loves a bit of a spin before he is running in. But the Sydney Sixers here, this could be a huge moment for them. If they can have one more big shot here before the power surge is over, they are going to be in a decent position to be able to maybe get towards that 140, 150 mark. Nathan Ellis once again charging in. It's a full toss. It's going to be hit hard, but it is going straight to the man at deep mid-wicket. Very safe for them as well there. And 149 for 7 by the end as well, says Paddy Wagon there. So they have got Kurt at the moment at the crease, and he has only faced the one delivery, but at the moment it's the Moses Henriquez show. He has been able to get himself up to 58 off 39, and he will have the strike for the 18th over now. I'm wondering who they will bowl. I know that they've bowled out Labashane. They've also got an over left of Tom Rogers, who has only been going for 6.67. Also, Joel Paris has been going for an economy of 4. Tim David, he only bowled the one over, and he went for 4 runs as well. This is going to be a tough decision for the Hobart Hurricanes to decide who they actually want to be able to go out there and bowl it. They have decided Rogers, so they have still got 2 overs left, and Henriquez is going down swinging, true captain as well. He is certainly not giving up for the Sixers. They were in a very tough position. I believe the odds had at about 8% chance of them winning this game at one point, but now they've gone back up and they're sitting on 25% chance. So they're doing nicely here for the Sydney Sixers. And Moses Henriquez, he pulls up another 50 as said hello as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be back for the game just a little bit later on tonight, and that is going to be the match between the Perth Scorchers and also the Brisbane Heat, which should be a very exciting one as well. But if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like. We're sitting on 43 at the moment, which is very impressive indeed. But now Rogers charges in, almost getting Moses Henriquez there with the French cut. He has been able to get himself once again another single. Every ball here, they need to make sure that they get at least 1 run off it, because if they get 10 and over from here, they get 145. And I think On this pitch, it seems like it is a defendable total, maybe. Seems like there are a few demons in the pitch, perhaps, that might cause a few problems when you do have your spin attack, which I believe they have got Minetti, and also they have got the option of Stephen O'Keefe, and also, you've got their keep streaming. You'll get lost subscribers as well. And at the chat as well says Aslam, thank you very much, mate. And hopefully, we do rugby as well. We have built up a little bit of a cricket audience. That one is going to be going up in the air, but it has fallen safe there to the man at deep point. And they have just taken the one single there, Henriquez. I'm wondering whether or not he can top what he got in the last game, because he got around that 70 mark. And I think, to be honest, if he does hit the ball hard here, he might be able to beat that. Moses Henriquez, he is sitting on 59 at the moment off 40 deliveries. If he can face 50 here, I think he can move up to 80 runs here as well. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated for your support as well, says Sebastian there. Are we good? Since what happened before, sorry for having a fight with Blaze. I shouldn't have let him get to me as well. That's a good shot there from Moses Henriquez. Goes straight through to the boundary, and that is going to be another 4 runs there for the Sixers. He's just standing and delivering at the moment. Moses Henriquez moves up to 63 of 41 deliveries, and the projected score for them is still sitting around that 140 or so now. It's just a very good shot. 10-4 so far for the Sydney Sixers, and also 2 sixes for it as well. That one was a nice shot out through cover way for Moses Henriquez. We're outside of the power surge, but he is still finding quite a few gaps in the field, which is very impressive for him. Now, once again, Rogers needs to find an answer. It's a nice delivery. It's a little scoop shot there from Henriquez. Does fall safe, though, and it is just going to be the single once again. Moving up to 17.5 overs down now. We've only got 2 more left in this fixture, and then we are going to have the drinks break as well. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, do you think that the Renegades, or not the Renegades, sorry, do you think that the Hobart Hurricanes from here will be able to win this game? It's not up to me, Darlo. Are the judges doing commentary at the moment as well? Says Sebastian there. Yeah, I'm still thinking about it, I'll be honest. But now it is going to be once again charging in. Rogers here has got 2 deliveries left. It's a full toss, and it is bowled him, unfortunately, there for Kerr, and that is the worst way to go. It's a big smile on the face of Rogers. He's laughing about it as well, and Kerr is not too happy about that one. Unfortunately, it's a full toss, and it did ending up getting just hit onto the stumps, unfortunately, for him. And also we have got there when, did you get into cricket as well? Says Nathan Sim there for Sebastian, but Tom Rogers there, it was very full. It was almost hip height for him, and it did end up, unfortunately, hitting the stumps for Kerr, and that is going to be on the way. And that is now 7 down, 123 for 7 for the Sydney Sixers. And now more than likely, who are they going to be sending out? I think it's going to be Chris Jordan. He can actually hit a very long ball as well, though, for them, and he will be crucial for the last couple of overs to really feed the strike to Henriquez, because at the moment, that man can't miss the middle with a bat. So that is going to be important. Moses Henriquez just having a bit of a chat to Chris Jordan there. He will get the ball in hand a little bit later on, Jordan. So he will be hoping to not just do all right here with the bat, probably get himself a not out here, but also maybe pick up about 3 wickets with the slower balls that he has got himself. If there's ever a game for Chris Jordan to stand up, it is certainly this one, where the Sydney Sixers are under a lot of pressure. Early goal in the match between Melbourne City and Perth Glory, for anyone who is curious about that game, now sitting 1-0 in that one. But Chris Jordan, I believe he is going to be on strike for this one, for one delivery of the 18th as well. And also we have got that's why I was saying sorry to him for having a fight with plays before, as I shouldn't have done it. What I did before, people just get under my skin too easily as well. Says Adalo there in the chat. But now Tom Rogers, he's been able to pick up 3 wickets so far in this match. The final ball of his spell, it's the bouncer, and Chris Jordan works it off his pad, and that is going to be just the single there. And it means that Chris Jordan here is going to be keeping the strike for the 19th over, 124 for 7 here for the Sydney Sixers. Certainly the most pressure they've been under this year so far for the BBL. They were able to comfortably work their way to 214. They were looking like maybe even 114 for a second there. Might have been a little bit tough for them. We have got there this year's warm-up games at the World Cup, where my first contact with cricket, I feel like I've come quite a long way though as well. Says Sebastian, you are a very quick learner. I have noticed, like, all of these stats that you bring out as well are all accurate, and I'm like, he's done it. He's done his homework. Well, this one, Sebastian, so you're doing very well in that regard. You probably know more than me at this point, to be honest. And now Rogers, they are just showing that full toss. That did end up getting Kerr out. And you can see Kerr was definitely unimpressed with that delivery. It was very full. It was probably around that maybe thigh height or somewhere around there. And he celebrated it big time there, Tom Rogers. Big smile on his face. And now UTAS Stadium, there are a lot of seagulls in the sky. We can see there. Are we going to get to see any balls going into the sky? Maybe still a chance for a 6 here from Chris Jordan if he gets it nicely. I've known cricket since I was born, and my granddad was a cricketer for the Black Caps when he was, but was 12th man as well, says Nathan Sim there. in the chat as well. But now Chris Jordan going to be on strike to Joel Paris, who has only gone for 12 runs of his first 3 overs that he has bowled. That's a full toss as well. Chris Jordan strikes it nicely, and that's going to be swatted away to the boundary there for the Sydney Sixers. Nicely done. Oh, that man just broke his chair, I think. Unfortunately, it was a photographer, and he wasn't a plastic seat, and I think that one has said, you know what, this leg's not going to be working no more for you. He might need a new chair. But now Chris Jordan just swings straight through the line of the ball. It was a full toss, so you can always get that one just a little bit harder, and that is actually the amount of runs that Joel Paris has gone for all of his first 3 overs. And now he is in that situation. I've already gone for it. What is the Ashes score as well, says Leo. We'll get that up for you. But it was England. Oh, good Yorker there from Joel Paris. England ended up getting bowled out for 147, and then the rain ended up affecting it. So they did have to call it a day earlier on. And also, where are you from, Sebastian? As well, says Sports with Sports Zidane. He's actually from Romania as well, which is even more impressive. Don't know if my 136 is looking good or bad as well, says Darlo there. And also, I like this live stream. Bring everyone from across the world together in the chat about rugby and cricket as well, says Kevin. Exactly right, mate. I absolutely love it. And where did he play domestically, Nathan, as well, says Sebastian there. Well, the question, the current run rate sitting at 7.09, and it will be once again Chris Jordan, who will be on strike, takes the step back. It's a nice Yorker bowled by Joel Paris, and they are scampering through for this single. It is going to be Henriquez on strike. I mentioned if he can face 50 deliveries, he could get himself towards that 80 mark. He is now going to be on strike for Joel Paris as well. I keep on yawning. I think it is still the lights that do play factor. Pretty much that ring light. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's the color of it or like the brightness or something, but every time I look at it, I even slightly look at it because the chat's over there, seems like it just ends up setting off a yawn. Once again, now it's going to be Moses Henriquez on strike to Paris. Does a little bit of a shuffle. Great shot down the ground for Henriquez. He's going to be picking up at least 2 here for this one. Will just be kept to the double there for them as well. Central Districts as well. And looks like bowling pitch as well, says Leo. Certainly does. We saw a few wickets early on for the pace bowlers. And also, I mean, Tom Rogers able to pick up 3 for that one. Also, the thing that makes me slightly excited for the second innings is we saw a wicket for David, who only bowled the 1 with the spin. And also it was Sandeep Labashane, who did bowl 4 overs, only went for the 24 runs and got the 1 wicket as well. Full toss there, Henriquez has swung through it, and that's going to be racing away to the boundary. Nice shot there. And another full toss from Joel Paris, maybe feeling a little bit of the pressure in the later stages of this one. It looks like the Sixers might be able to get to 150 here with 1 delivery left of this one. And can I change my prediction as well, says Darla there in the chat, and otherwise known as the Central Stags modern day as well. And the Stags as well, says Sebastian there. That one was a good one for Moses Henriquez. They're saying it's quite a quick outfield at the moment, and it looks like the Sydney Sixers, as long as they don't lose Henriquez here, if he gets a couple more deliveries in the final over, they could actually push for that 150 like I mentioned. And Leo has got a little emoji there in the chat as well. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to be the top run scorer for the Hurricanes in this game. I feel like I'm going to say Matthew Wade. He wasn't selected for the test match, so because of that, I think he is going to be going big in this game as well. What if you were a bowler, what style would you do as well, says Nathan Sims. So pretty much back in my day, that was a nice delivery there from Joel Paris once again for this single, and Moses Henriquez will have the strike for the final over of this match. 138 for 7 off the 19. So pretty much I did bowl quite a bit of spin while I was a bowler, but I also kept for a little bit as well, which did mean I didn't really do too much bowling during that time. But I was off spin, but then I learned that I can bowl leg spin as well. So I decided to change it to leg spin and then go with the occasional offie as well. Rory Burns bowled first ball by Start Go Canes as well, says Morkaki. Was indeed. Unfortunately, Rory Burns, the worst possible start to his Ashes. And yeah, I felt bad for the man. I did actually watch about the first 7 overs before I ended up falling asleep, as I hadn't gone to sleep throughout the whole night. I was preparing for quite a few of these live streams that we have got planned in the next little while. The likes of the Champions Cup, Challenge Cup, etc. Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see how day 2 of the Ashes does go for them as well. And we always got the Ashes as well on the chat. And also we have got the Rocky in the chat. Welcome into the live stream, mate. It is great to have you. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like on this live stream. Also subscribe to the channel, as we are going to be back a little bit later on tonight with the Perth Scorchers taking on the Brisbane Heat, which should be a very exciting contest. That's starting at 11:35 p.m. So I'm hoping that it doesn't overlap, but there is a chance that it could overlap a little bit with this game. So hopefully they do decide to show this game and then they go over to the next one as well after it's finished. That's a good Yorker there from Nathan Ellis. It's going to be charging through. And it's just going to be, they did get through for the 2. Nicely done. Are you streaming tomorrow as well? Says Morkak. I possibly won't be doing the Ashes tomorrow, but I will be doing the KFC Big Bash once again for the game that is taking place tomorrow night, which for this one, I will quickly get up the fixtures that are coming up very soon for the KFC Big Bash. I know that we've got a week off in a couple weeks' time, and that is going to be, I believe that's actually because of the Ashes, the day-night test as well, Moses' time to get 105 sixes as well. Says Nathan Sim there. He's got a big smile on his face. Nathan Ellis, he's done the scoop shot there, Moses Enriquez. He will be regretting that. If he just stood there and swung through the line, he probably would have been able to get himself more than just the one on back as well. Says Mister as well. And also, I go Heat, and I found my Heat jersey as well. Says Morcake, so he will be going for them in the fixture that is taking place just a little bit later on. Nathan Ellis still got the smile on his face at the moment with Moses Enriquez, but pretty much the game tomorrow night, it is going to be the game between the Strikers and the Renegades, a rematch from the game that we did get to see not too long ago. In fact, and then Friday night, we have got the game between the Stars and the Thunder. Saturday, it is another double header with the Sixers taking on the Hurricanes. Once again, a rematch of this game, and then the Scorchers taking on the Strikers. The other one, it's a slower ball, and they have run through there for the single. Very nicely done there by Chris Jordan. He wasn't able to hit the ball, but he still ran through Rory, flying so many hours from London to Brisbane just to have your bails flying off after the first ball, first test, first day, first session as well. Exactly right. And it must just hurt, you know, because like the thing is with that situation, like you want to be able to get a good start to your Ashes, but like as a batsman, the thing is he doesn't bowl, Rory Burns, so he has to sit there for the next like 2 or so days while it's raining as well and just sit there thinking, why did I walk across for that ball? And he's just going to see it over and over again on the replay, and he'll just be sitting there going, what went wrong? For Enriquez at the moment sitting on 73. He has been going very right for this match. That for sure, that's a shot, and he has been able to hit it nicely. I don't think he's got all it. No, he hasn't, and it's going to be caught. And Moses Enriquez on his way now, 73 runs for him off the 48 deliveries, but it was a good innings from that man. It was a little bit of the reset, was able to steady the ship, and now Chris Jordan will be there for the last ball of this match, perhaps, and also it will be maybe Ben Manenti, who they decided to bring out there. I will probably go to bed halfway through tomorrow because on Friday I leave at around 7 to go to the to the Sunshine Coast as well, and England put up a bad total for the 50 overs of Big Bash teams. Easily do that in 20 overs as well, says Morcake, although it's a completely different format of Test cricket. Like, you're not in as much of a hurry because at the end of the day, you've got 450 overs rather than just the 20 for your side to bat, so you can certainly take your time and ease into it a little bit. He'll probably think, I could have done, could have gone to uni as well. Says Sebastian, yeah, you got to feel for him, Rory Burns. Unfortunately, that's the thing. As a batsman, as an opening batsman, that is, like Warner had that feeling all throughout the 2019 Ashes. He had to sit there. He could see Stuart Broad running in, and he was probably thinking before the ball even got to him, right, I'm getting out here, unfortunately. That's a good ball there from Ellis. It was a nice Yorker once again, and it looks like it is going to be Chris Jordan who will be on strike for the final delivery of this matchup between the two sides until we get to see the Hurricanes have their bat. Of course, Chris Jordan sitting on 8 runs off the 5 deliveries, 12 fours, 2 sixes for the boundaries of the Sydney Sixers here, and they have certainly worked towards a decent total. Ellis has been able to pick up the 2 wickets, also going for the 33 runs, a little bit expensive, but at the end of the day, he had Moses Enriquez swinging at him as well. I watched the cricket to the rain mess with Foxtel as well, says Morcake there. Yeah, I ended up watching, I think it was still the 7th over, and then I ended up falling asleep because it was after I had not slept up until that point. But Nathan Ellis now, final delivery of his spell and also of this innings for the Hobart Hurricanes. We will have to wait and see where he does go. I think he'll go slower ball Yorker, I think is what he's going to be going for here for Nathan Ellis. No, he's ended up putting it outside of the off stump. Chris Jordan hits it across the line, and it's going straight to the man there. They're not going to be running through for the second. They are going to. Oh, it's a direct hit as well. Very nicely done by the man in the deep, and because of it, Chris Jordan not able to get through. Oh, he's done something as well. He's got an injury. Chris Jordan, surely not. He's just tried to run through, and he has ended up blowing something in his leg. That is not ideal, but 144 is what they will have here, and they will have to chase it down. But Chris Jordan, he's got a limp heading off the field. I really hope that is nothing serious because he will be important as well for the batting, or sorry, for the bowling. A brilliant throw there from Jordan Cox in the deep. Direct hit. Says thanks very much for coming in. That was Chris Jordan on his way. And also I slept for 3 hours and woke up at 2 a.m. for the Ashes. I'm excited about it as well. Says Sebastian in double blow as well. Says Betty Wagon exactly right. I can't believe hell stay up so late. Hamish, thanks as well. Says Kevin, no worries, mate. I feel like my sleep schedule at the moment, I don't even know if it's European at the moment either, because I do end up kind of staying up kind of at random hours of the morning sometimes as well. But the Champions Cup, it is going to be going all throughout the night on Sunday night and also, or Sunday morning, I guess I should say, and also Monday morning. We are going to be covering games back to back to back, whether it is the Harlequins, whether it is going to be La Rochelle. I believe they have got a couple games coming up as well, but they're just showing that first ball once again for Mitchell Starc, able to clean up with that one. And something else, that ball that Joe Root got from Josh Hazlewood, was just absolutely phenomenal for him as well. And another Englishman bowled out. Why does it feel familiar as well, says Sebastian? Yeah, unfortunately for them, it's going to be tough in the second innings, not just for England's bowling attack in the Ashes, but also for the Sydney Sixers to be able to get this one. Although 144 is actually a pretty good total, I would say, on the surface. If they can have a couple quiet overs in the starting kind of power play, and also I'd say they need about 3 wickets at least, maybe even 4 wickets before the 10th over if they want any chance of being able to win this game from here, the Sixers. But they've certainly put a better total on the board than it looked like they were going to be able to get to. They want to increase that net run rate that they have got themselves. But the 5 tests of the Ashes from the 8th of December to the 18th of January, we have got just cricket after cricket after cricket after cricket, with the rugby scattered in there well on the channel. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. But it was around an hour 40 or so, or an hour and a half, I believe it was, for that first inning. So I'm hoping that this game will be finished by the time the next game starts. So depending on how it goes, it's either got to be the Hobart Hurricanes getting bowled out early in this one, or it does have to be them chasing down this total relatively quickly as well. And then we are transferring straight over to the Perth Scorchers in their game up against the Brisbane Heat, which will be possibly Linsanity getting released. We will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case. Do you prefer Pakistan or Sri Lanka as well? Says Nathan Sim there for the prediction. And also we have got there the heart and the fire as well from Mr. 18. But yeah, that's going to be pretty awesome seeing all of the fixtures that we have got coming up for the Big Bash. Like, it is pretty much every single night we are going to be covering a game of the KFC Big Bash, and also we will be covering a game of the Champions Cup pretty much back to back to back. Like I mentioned, I am quickly going to see whether or not they have announced whether they are showing all of the games on Sky or just a few of them at this point, but hopefully they are going to announce it very soon. The games are only 2 days, 10 hours away. They have not said that they're showing them on Sky yet. I am fingers crossed, though, or else I will have to find another way of watching those ones. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, are the Hobart Hurricanes from here winning this game? There's a 77% chance that they do win this game, according to the odds. So it will be interesting to see whether or not that will be the case for them. But nonetheless, anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, top run scorer, who do you think it will be for the Hobart Hurricanes? I am going to be sticking with the fact that it's going to be Matthew Wade as well. And also we have got the, I'm going to be go watch the Sydney FC game, but I assume a decision will be made within the next few days. Will you let me stay at the moment as well, says Darlow, just for now, but be sure not to get too involved in kind of like the drama side of it in the future. We're all just here to have a good time talking about the cricket and whatnot. So it does make it a lot easier when the chat is all running smoothly as well. But yeah, enjoy the Sydney FC game. Are they playing at the moment? I think it's actually Melbourne City versus Perth Glory, if I'm not wrong, who are playing at the moment here. And it is actually 0-0. I said that Melbourne City scored a goal earlier on, but I think that goal might have been disallowed for them. So because of it, it does mean that they are still going to be sitting on the 0-0 between those two sides. Should be an exciting game, that one. And an exciting second half of this game as well. And yeah, we're playing versus MacArthur. Oh, the FFA Cup as well. There's Darlow. So good luck for that game. And hopefully you do go all right there in that one as well. That's the thing. The FFA Cup, the Phoenix actually getting themselves a win, which is pretty nice to see that they are finding a little bit of form this year. But looking at the lineup for the Hobart Hurricanes, they have got themselves Matthew Wade, Darcy Short, Caleb Jewell, Peter Hanscom, Jordan Cox, Tim David, also Tom Lamonby, Nathan Ellis, Joel Paris, Tom Rogers, Sandeep Labashane, and then also Will Parker and Josh Khan as the 2 X-Factor players that they may bring in as well as Melbourne City versus Perth as well. And by how much thanks for the good luck as well, says Darlow there. But now they are just showing that the Newcastle Jets, they are actually going to be taking on the Wellington Phoenix on Friday night. But we will be covering the Big Bash once again. We have got Big Bash after Big Bash after Big Bash so far, overall format as well. And can you sub as well, says Monkey Man. So pretty much it is that situation of after 10 overs, I believe you're allowed to bring in an X-Factor player in certain circumstances. But the big thing here as well is the Big Bash boost point should well and truly be secured by the Hobart Hurricanes here, because the Sydney Sixers just didn't really get it going in the early stages due perhaps no Barbarians versus Samoa still going to be played again. Unfortunately, I haven't heard anything else about that one. I know that it did get cancelled, sadly, because we were actually going to be doing a live stream for that matchup, but sadly it did get postponed, or I believe, I don't know whether it's postponed or whether it is completely cancelled. I really hope it's not completely cancelled, though, because it is going to be a very exciting one to see if we do get to see it. But I am fingers crossed that they will be able to reschedule it. But I think with the international window and everything else that is going to be taking place kind of coming up with the Champions Cup, I don't know whether or not they will be able to get it going. And also we have to there what time Big Bash on Friday as well. I will have a quick look at it, and it is going to be Friday night. The Stars versus the Thunder, that is taking place at 9:15 p.m., but they are just showing there the Perth Scorchers. They are going to be taking on the Brisbane Heat, and that is going to be an exciting one taking place just a little bit later on tonight. We have got the hello from Stormbreaker Force as well. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. I'll nip out for a few minutes, Hamish. I'll be back as fast as I can. As I said, Sebastian, no worries, mate. We will see you all in a very short moment. Optus, at the moment, it's going to be an exciting game between them and also the Brisbane Heat. They have got a talented playing lineup for this matchup, and Alex Carey is going to be the keeper for the test as well for his test debut, and he was able to take a couple catches, so he's done pretty well overall, Alex Carey, in the early stages. Couple nice sitters for him in the early stages of that one, and of course, Mitchell Starc picking up the very first wicket of the Ashes off the very first ball as well, which was just incredibly impressive. Rory Burns stumps getting knocked over, which is not what he would have been wanting at the start of the Ashes. And Joe Root also ended up getting an absolute ripper of a delivery when he was going out early. So far, Pat Cummins, the captain, has been able to get himself a total of 5 wickets, and also 2 for Hazelwood and 2 for it is Mitchell Starc as well. He's just been on fire in the early stages. I was also going to be looking up to see what other games of the KFC Big Bash we have got, because I know that we've got about a week off at some stage. It goes from kind of December 15th to December 19th is the next time that we do get to see it. So from the 15th of December to the 19th of December, there aren't actually any other KFC Big Bash matches. So perhaps during that time, we will cover a little bit of the Ashes, as I believe it is the pink ball test at that stage as well. I'm Captain America with minor Thonas Fumi as well, says Stormbreaker Force there in the chat. But Chris Green, it was actually Cameron Green who was able to pick up the other wicket as well. Pat Cummins just 5 for 38 off 13 overs. It's looking like the Australians, they know the conditions well, and they are just going to keep on picking up those wickets for themselves by the looks of it. But then we've also got, anytime there's a pink ball test, I believe they do actually end up not having the Big Bash games on at that same time, roughly, although I think they actually do have a little bit of a double up at stages as well, because it is the 8th of January, or actually, sorry, the 3rd of January, and then the next one, no, we're actually going straight through. So it is going to be pretty much Big Bash all the way through to the new year, which is very exciting indeed. So if you guys are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I am saying Matthew Wade's going to top run score, and I'm going to say Stephen O'Keefe will be the man who does end up getting the most wickets for the Sydney Sixers. I feel like he's in a good position to be able to do so as well, because it kind of looked like Labuschagne. He would have liked to get maybe 1 or 2 more wickets out there, as it looked like it was doing plenty off the pitch. We saw that for Tim David when he did bowl just as 1 over. Only got the 1, but he was able to get the 1 wicket as well. And Nathan Ellis picking up that huge wicket of Josh Philippe. And then that wicket of David was actually, in the end, the wicket of James Vince. But looking through at the batting lineup for the Sydney Sixers, Josh Philippe getting 5 runs off 11 balls. Not the best start to this match for him. Then also James Vince, 13 off 12. Daniel Hughes, 3 off 6. Moses Henriquez really steadied the ship for the Sydney Sixers, 73 off 48 with 6 fours and also 2 sixes for him as well, with the strike rate of 152. The next best batsman was Tom Curran, and that was 27 off 21 as well, with a strike rate of 128. And then also Chris Jordan, run out in the end by Jordan Cox, and he was 9 runs off the 6 as well. But we are just waiting for the second innings to get back underway for this fixture. And at this stage, the Sydney Sixers, they are sitting top of the table for themselves, so they certainly do not want to lose this game to the Hobart Hurricanes. Not when you've got a net run rate of 9.6. Like, that is just 7.6, just an absolutely insane one that they have got themselves. And I have just remembered what I was going to be looking up. It's after the 10 overs. And after 10 overs, they will require themselves to get that Big Bash boost point. They will need 50 runs. That should be easy enough for the Hobart Hurricanes, I would think, to be able to bring it up with the likes of Matthew Wade, Darcy Short starting the batting. They could get this done in maybe around 17 overs if they are lucky. But then the next game, it is going to be starting at 11:35 New Zealand time. So I believe that will be, depending on what region you are in Australia, 9:35 p.m. for you guys in Australia, and also in South Africa. If we have got any South African viewers, I hope you guys are doing well. If so, I believe, Kevin, actually, you are South African, aren't you? And it is going to be the case of sitting around that 12:35 p.m. I believe it's just after lunch that game is going to be kicking off, and we will be going straight through till around 2:30 a.m. New Zealand time, which is going to be very exciting indeed. So be sure to stick around for that game. And also be sure to leave a like on this live stream. We are currently sitting on a total of 48. So we're getting very close to the 50. I'm wondering whether or not we can bring up a half century twice in a row. It will be tough. Let's see whether or not we can do it. But I hope you are all doing well. Hope you are all excited for the Ashes, because at the end of the day, that is going to be like, that's the thing. The Ashes 8 hours of cricket, and then you go after that, and you are going to have yourselves a whole other 6 hours of the KFC Big Bash. So you got 14-hour days of cricket at the moment. It's a lot, but it is very enjoyable indeed. And Hamish, if you could choose which rugby league play, France Rugby League or Japan Rugby League or English Rugby League as well, says Kevin. I haven't actually watched too much of rugby league recently, so I probably don't know their sides too well. Unless we are talking about like as in like which league I like to follow as in the top 14 Gallagher Premiership or the top league, possibly. Do let me know, but we have got there 51 likes as well, says Mr. 18, so we're going up very nicely at the moment. It is hugely appreciated. It says at the moment that Ben Maniti, he was the man who was still at the crease. They didn't actually need to use Stephen O'Keefe. There we go. He has disappeared now, but the current run rate that they will require will be sitting around that 7.2 mark. They will have the power surge later on. Hey, as well, says Ali Hills. Welcome in to the live stream. Hope you're doing well and hope you are excited for not just this game of cricket, but also the next one that is going to be taking place as well. We are going pretty much straight from this live stream. About a minute of a gap, probably enough time to get myself a drink, and then we are going straight into the Perth Scorchers versus the Brisbane Heat right through to about 2:30 in the morning for New Zealand. But I certainly want to watch some of the Ashes or more of the Ashes than I did get to see yesterday. Does anyone know what the day is looking like in terms of the weather? What are we going to be looking like for day 2? Because I know that there's a bit of rain at the Gabba, unfortunately, that is kind of hanging around. They did end up only getting the 50 overs today, so they will be hoping to get themselves maybe a few more there as well. And nonetheless, it is going to be very exciting to see who wins this game. The Hobart Hurricanes, they're in a good position to be able to get their first win of the season. And if they do, that's the thing. The scoreboard at the moment, or in terms of the table, it's an interesting one because we have got the Sixers at the top, the Thunder in second, the Renegades, a side who really struggled last year. They are actually sitting in third at the moment as they were able to get a massive win over the Adelaide Strikers, who are also sitting in fourth as they did receive that point. But Moses Henriquez, he has got the golden cap on at the moment for that man, which is pretty awesome to see. He has taken it off Philippi. I guess it's pretty easy though, isn't it? When you can pretty much hand it between the Sydney Sixers fellas as well. We have got there Toriko in the chat has said hi as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Who do you think is going to win this match? And we have got there. So Hag has said who is going to win today. Hobart Hurricanes should win this, but the Sydney Sixers, I would not underestimate the batting lineup that they have got, or sorry, the bowling lineup that they have got here. Because Darcy Short, he's going to be opening the batting. And also it is going to be Matthew Wade, the man who missed out on test selection. He will be fired up for this game and he will be hoping to get himself a decent total here as well. And James Vince at the moment, he is saying that it was quite hard to read the pitch. He did end up advancing down the wicket and ended up getting stumped for him, unfortunately, in the early stages of the inning. So it is going to be important that they do pick up early wickets here for the Sydney Sixers. If they can pick up 4 before the 10 overs, like I mentioned, I think they are in a good position to be able to win this game. But it's going to be very crucial that they don't leak too many runs. Darcy Short, he's got the power, he's got the reliability, and he is a match winner, is the 3 that they have given him. But they say that his weakness is against spin. So perhaps you're licking your chops if you ask Stephen O'Keefe and you'll go, you know what? He might be the wicket that I'll pick myself up, but it is going to be Darcy Short. He is on strike here for the very first ball of the Hobart Hurricanes innings now. Need to chase down 144. 145 will win in this game, and it would be up against a very tough side in the Sydney Sixers as well. The power and reliability of Matthew Wade is also right up there, but he is another batsman who does struggle a little bit with the spin. So I assume more than likely Stephen O'Keefe and also Maniti might be another man, but they're going with Chris Jordan, who can also bowl a very nice slow ball, a little bit of a cutter as well. So perhaps he will be able to use this pitch to his advantage, see whether or not he can pick himself up a nice wicket as well. 27 matches played for Chris Jordan, 29 wickets he has been able to take for himself so far in his BBL career, and he is about to charge in to Matthew Wade here. Matthew Wade at the moment, he's looking very calm at the moment here, but Chris Jordan, he will be trying to pick him up nice and early in this innings. See what he can do. But Chris Jordan, he did have a little bit of a limp right at the end of his batting. So I hope that that's nothing too serious and he is able to steam in for his full 4 overs. They require 145 runs of 120 balls at 7.25 runs per over. We are about to be underway for the second innings of the BBL match 4. It is going to be charging in. Matthew Wade hits that one nicely down to the man at deep fine leg. And it's going to be off the mark straight away for Matthew Wade, able to get 1 from 1. So very good start for him as well. You don't want to end up getting that duck. We know that there was actually Jordan Silk, I believe, was the only batsman who has had a duck so far in this match between the two sides. But there's been a couple of men being relatively close as well. We have got a yawn going at the moment. That is not ideal, but I think it is just from the lighting once again. But it is now going to be Darcy Short on strike. So 2 left-handers. So it's interesting that they both struggle up against spin for themselves. But both of these men, they will be trying to get this job done relatively early. They won't want to mess around. They will just want to get this total and get off the pitch. It's going to be a swing and a miss there outside of off stump, and not quite able to connect with that one was Darcy Short. So I'm going to ask the question, how many runs are the Hobart Hurricanes going to be able to get, ladies and gentlemen? Are they chasing down the 145, or are the Sydney Sixers going to somehow be able to stop them from making it to that? And also not the yawns as well, says Ellie there in the chat as well, with the angry face, and also the laughing emoji, I should say, as well. I was going to say the cheese emoji, but I don't think that's actually a thing. Do they have a food emoji for cheese, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see a cheese emoji in the chat if there is one. But now Chris Jordan going to be steaming him once again. He needs to make sure that he does keep it very tight for this early stage. That's going to be another dot ball, nicely bowled by Chris Jordan. The run rate will slowly keep on increasing as they don't score boundaries in the early stages of this one. But the power play for the Hobart Hurricanes, they need to get themselves 50 runs off the first 10 overs for themselves. So it should be relatively easy for them. Okay, by the sounds of it, they're just saying about the Duckworth-Lewis system, so I really hope that we don't end up having rain here as well. I mean, top 14 Premiership and Japanese top leagues are not as tough as well. So it's given there. It's going to be the cut shot, almost carried to the man at first slip, but it's going to be rolling away, and it's going straight to the man at third man, Stephen O'Keefe. He's got a nice golden cap. That looks like a broken finger here, possibly, for one of the players, or Daniel Hughes. I think he got a stinger. He's making a face like this, not too keen on it. Was the cut there. And then from there, yeah, did end up just clipping the finger there for Daniel Hughes. And I think he landed on his hand as well, which wouldn't have felt too nice. We have got the cheese emoji there from Ali Hills in the chat. At the moment, he looks like he's warming up the fingers. It doesn't look like it's the nicest day out there at the moment. It seems like maybe the overcast conditions, maybe a bit more swing available for them in this one. It is a little bit earlier than it is for the picture that I've got in the background for this one. But Chris Jordan now, first 4 balls, only going for the 2 runs here. It's going to be in the air for Matthew Wade. It's going to be falling safe, though, and he is going to be getting away with it, and it is just a single there for Matthew Wade. Not too happy with that shot, but it could have been an early wicket for the Hobart Hurricanes, and it's going to be so important that they do keep this opening partnership going between Matthew Wade and Darcy Short. These 2 men could win the game for them from here, depending on how it goes. We have got their troubleshooter, said love from India. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Do let me know who you think is going to be winning this match, and also who you think is going to be winning the Ashes that is going on at the moment. England, they were bowled out, unfortunately for themselves, for 147, not as many as they would have been after, that is for sure. But do let me know whether or not you guys think they will be able to somehow pull it back and win that one. But now it is going to be played nicely by Darcy Short. Another dot ball, and that's going to be the end of the over. And in the end, Chris Jordan only going for the 3 runs. Good start to the match for them here. But Josh Phillippe wasn't able to strike with the bat too well. He will have to make sure that his keeping is in form for this matchup. Who do they go with? Is it Dan Christian? No, he is not going to be getting a bowl. I'm looking forward to seeing who they go with. They haven't got Sean Abbott here in their bowling lineup for this match. They have got Manenti, and also they've got Tom Curran. He is going to be bowling here as well. Wicket as well, says Ashish there in the chat. So you are a little bit ahead of myself, mate. And also definitely from South Africa, won most of the most beautiful countries as well. Says Kevin, that's the thing. I really want to go to South Africa and watch a game of rugby live, like at a stadium when they have got the crowds fully back. Like that would be absolutely incredible. Like at Loftus or something like that. That would be pretty awesome. Now the stage, Matthew Wade, he is going to be on strike. Tom Curran will be the bowler in this situation. They require 142 runs of 114 balls with 7.47 runs per over. I feel like that will keep on increasing as well if they're not too careful. But right arm fast medium here for Tom Curran. And he get himself a couple early wickets in this one. He was able to get himself a decent amount off the bat. 27 runs, I believe he was able to get. And a very important partnership with Moses Enriquez as well. But now he's going to be steaming in here for Tom Curran. Bowling to Matthew Wade, the left-hander. Nicely bowled. That one's going to be a nice shot there. Straight to the man at cover, and no run there so far. So the wickets, this stage, that's the thing. He goes at an economy rate of 8.3, but he has got himself 43 wickets. And definitely, if he can pick himself up a wicket here, and this picture will be very important for the chase of the Hurricanes. They don't want to lose their wickets. Like I mentioned, 4 wickets down at 10 overs. They might not be able to chase this one down, but Matthew Wade, he's got the power. Darcy Short, he's got the power. And everyone at this stage has got the power for the Melbourne. I almost said the Melbourne, but it is the Hobart Hurricanes playing. It's going to be the short ball or slow ball from Curran. It's nicely played by Matthew Wade. It looks like Manenti's going to be attacking that one. They're going to be able to just run the single, though. Good fielding in the deep from the Sixers, and every run is crucial to try and cut off any chance of them being able to catch up. I feel like if they can increase that to needing about 10 and over, I think that will be hard for the Hurricanes to chase down from there. We have got that Hamish tabletop mountain as well. And the chat says Nathan Sim, Tabletop Mountain. Tabletop Mountain. What are we talking about there, Nathan? You'll have to let me know. Tabletop Mountain. I feel like I'm listening to Tabletop Mountain and I'm trying to think whether or not I am missing something. I feel like I definitely am. But do let me know. We got a wicket there from Ashish there as well. I'm wondering whether or not that is that you're hoping there is a wicket or that you think that you have seen a wicket maybe. Perhaps so now it is going to be Tom Curran once again who will be steaming, and he has bowled 2 deliveries so far. Had 1 dot ball and also the 1 run scored off him. It's a good delivery, and it is going to be once again the cover drive for the single, or for the dot ball, sorry. Moses Enriquez able to cut it off. I'm liking the cap. The golden cap for me is a very nice feature for the Big Bash. You always know exactly where the man who has been getting wickets is and the man who has been able to get the runs off the bat. And both caps at the moment are in the Sydney Sixers camp. With Stephen O'Keefe, he was able to pick himself up 4 for his very first matchup. He was going to retire last year, but he decided, you know what, I've got 1 more season in me. And because of it, he's been able to pick himself up some very nice wickets early on. But Tom Curran steaming in once again, only going for the 1 run so far. It's a swing of the bat. Darcy Short misses it. And it's well done from Josh Philippe behind the stumps. Because I guess that's the thing. We were talking about Josh Philippe earlier on, if he ever gets selected for Australia. And do you have him? I guess you'd have to have him as the man behind the stumps, wouldn't you? Because, or else, that's the thing. Who do you take out, though? Do you take out Alex Carey in that situation? I feel like he could easily replace Matthew Wade, but then it depends on where they are batting. That's the thing. Depending on the format, I assume it would be T20, though. Would you open Philippe, but who would you get rid of? Is it Aaron Finch? Who would ditch? Now it's going to be a nice slow ball there from Tom Curran. Very slow delivery. 109 kilometres. Nicely taking the pace off that one. And now it is going to be Curran only going for the 1 run so far. The power play, they are going to be sitting 2 overs down almost. And Loftus Versfield, Pretoria Nice Stadium, isn't it in Cape Town as well? Says Nathan Sim. Possibly. I'm not too sure. I don't actually go that well with my geography. I'll be honest. His helmet's almost more blue than purple, I see, for Darcy Short. They do love a shiny helmet here in the Big Bash. I have noticed, but only 1 run so far. They need 46 runs off 49 balls for the Big Bash boost point. It's going to be hit in the air. Oh, it's dropping just short of Stephen O'Keefe, but it will just be the single there. Not able to take it. Did it carry? I think it might have just a little bit. I'm actually really liking that golden cap. I want to get one of those. Can you buy those caps? Because if you can, I might get myself one of those yellow ones for the leading wicket taker, because it is actually a very nice yellow. As you guys know, the Kiwi Lads logo, we've got the yellow and the black in there, and that is exactly the colours of that Big Bash hat as well for the leading wicket taker. But after the 2 overs, 5 for none. Good start to the match for the Sydney Sixers, and that run rate continues to slightly increase. 7.78 now required. And if they can have another quiet over here for Chris Jordan, perhaps, who does get to bowl 2 in a row, then they will be sitting in a very good position. But Curran only going for the 2. Of his very first, though, we're just looking there. Did it carry? Oh, it did. I believe it did carry for Stephen O'Keefe. We're seeing a different angle there. Oh, he did get both hands underneath it and wasn't quite able to take it. That would have been a huge wicket of Darcy Short. Tom Curran still gives him the round of applause there for the effort in the field. And it was a tough one for Stephen O'Keefe. Not quite able to get down quick enough to take that one, but now it is going to be another one for Darcy Short. He is on strike, and it is actually going to be Kerr who will be bowling this one. So they've decided to mix it up just a little bit more here for themselves. And he is on a hat-trick ball, I believe, in a weird way, because of the fact that he did take 2 wickets in the last one. But that is going to be a dot ball to start off his spell. This is a lot of dot balls in a hurry here in the early stages for the Sydney Sixers. It looks like Daniel Hughes is just getting a little bit of strapping on that thumb, or the finger, I believe it was, when he did go for that slip catch earlier on. It did end up just knocking the finger back, which never feels too nice. But the BBL career for Hayden Kerr did take 2 wickets last week and has an economy of 6 as well. We have got hello from Monkey Man. Welcome into the live stream, mate. It is great to have you guys here. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Kerr now steaming in once again, just a little bit down the leg side, but I believe it did touch the pad. So because of it, it is going to be the dot ball once again there for Hayden Kerr. Look at that. I'll be back. Need to do my knee exercises as well due to a bad injury a while ago, says Paddy Wagon. So no worries, mate. We will see you in a little bit of time, and hopefully they all go smoothly for you as well. But we always try and hit ourselves the 100 likes on these live stream. We are sitting on 55 at the moment, so we're getting closer and closer. So if you haven't already, be sure to leave that like. And also check out the Kiwi Lads Sport, where we will be covering other games. We did the cricket on there a little while ago. It's kind of the backup channel for this one. Gone straight through there, Hamilton Kerr. Oh, sorry, Hayden Kerr. Who's Hamilton Kerr? That's a familiar name as well. Hamilton Kerr, is that actually a rugby player maybe? If I'm not real sure. And also we have got there Sahale in the chat as well. And also we have got there Bloom Flinton. Nice city as well. I feel like I well and truly pronounced that terribly, but that is the link to the Kiwi Lad Sport for anyone who does want to check it out. We're actually on the road to hitting 1,000 subscribers on there. So if you do want to help us out, please do. And hit that subscribe button over on that channel as well. But Daniel Hughes at the moment still on the sideline. It looks like that finger's heavily strapped here for the Sydney Sixers player. Once again, it's going to be a nice delivery. 4 dot balls in a row for Kerr. This is building up some nice pressure, and every dot ball increases the chances of the Sydney Sixers being able to win this one. They did just show there the slow motion of Daniel Hughes' finger just getting bent the wrong way. But Matthew Wade currently sitting on 3 of 4 balls, but it's this big one here, Darcy Short. He is currently sitting on quite a few balls faced. He is sitting on 12 deliveries faced, and he has only got himself the 2 runs so far. So it is going to be so important that he does start to get that one turning over just a little bit more for himself. And now steaming in once again here is going to be, once again, another dot ball. Well bowled by Kerr. That's 5 in a row for himself. And can he get himself a maiden here? Imagine that. The power play at the moment has only gone for 5 runs so far for the Hurricanes. This is phenomenal bowling from the Sydney Sixers. Whether or not they decide to possibly go for it big time, we have got there as well. They're in the third session at the moment, and Al Hassan has been able to bring himself up to 50 there. Stepping across the crease, he has been able to get the 4, though, and that is going to be a nice one for Darcy Short to close out that over, but still a very good one for Kerr, only going for the 4 runs, but he will be a little bit disappointed with the way that one ended. Well, that hurt my bad. Knee clicked as well, says Betty Wagon, so that is not ideal. Hopefully, it isn't too serious. Did you injure it, doing sport, or was it something else, Patty Wagon? Do let me know about that one. It is a beautiful shot there. Stepping across his line there, Darcy Short. He knew that he had to find a gap there to close out the over and get himself just a few more runs because he's sitting on 6 of 14 at the moment. Very similar to what one of the opening batsmen for the Sydney Sixers was actually sitting on. Chris Jordan, he's back in the bowling attack. He's going to be bowling from the other end, so they're saving Tom Curran for a little bit later on. This is the last over of the power surge, or the power play. They have still got the power surge later on in this match, and that can certainly be a game changer for them. But their current run rate is 3. The required run rate is going to be 8. So it's not going to be too easy, but they're showing there Short versus pace. He does love hitting it down the ground. Is certainly more prominent there, and also a little bit on the leg side, 19% compared to the 16% on the offside as well. But it is going to be Matthew Wade, who was on strike. I heard it in a rugby game. Player fell on my lower leg as well, says Paddy Wagon, so that is not good news there. And also my hometown is Gueburga. Hopefully I pronounced that not too bad. Great shot there from Matthew Wade, straight through the covers, and he has now found the boundary for the first time for himself. Great shot from the opening batsman. Also, the keeper was able to get a stumping a little bit earlier on, so his confidence will be running high here for Matthew Wade, and it is a very nice shot there for 4. Chris Jordan just over pitching it. It was almost a half volley, and Matthew Wade says, thanks very much, mate. I will be playing this one nicely out through the covers. Just very nicely played by Matthew Wade. And it seems like this last over, they've decided maybe this is the time to up that run rate just a little bit more. They were going a little bit slower. Right, we are back as well. My God, that's some appalling batting in the first 3 overs as well. Says Sebastian, yeah, it wasn't ideal for them. They haven't really got too many runs, although now it looks like Matthew Wade is starting to go for it. He has missed out on that one, though. It was almost in the slot to be able to hit that one to the leg side. Okay, I think it came through the stump mic that he might have said something that wasn't a nice word for Matthew Wade. But he just didn't quite get that one right, unfortunately, for the Hobart Hurricane opener. They have also got there, Jewel will be the next man at the crease. Caleb Jewel, that is. And then Peter Hanscom, Jordan Cox, Tim David. So they have still got plenty of batsmen. Perfect Hamish as well there. And the chat says Kevin there. They are showing in the background Moses Enriquez. He has got that golden cap. And of course, that is because he is the leading run scorer in the competition so far. He had 2 good innings, both times being able to bring up around that 70 runs. Now, Matthew Wade is going to be at the non-strikers end, always chatting. Matthew Wade, but short now. He is on strike, sitting on 6 runs off 14 deliveries. Great slower ball there for Chris Jordan. This is kind of similar to what we saw for Josh Philippi at the start of the match last week, or last game for the Sydney Sixers, where they were up against the Melbourne Stars. He wasn't able to connect with the ball very early on, but then he was, as soon as he struck one, he all of a sudden just kept on increasing. And he was able to get himself 80 in the end, but they are going to require just under the 8 runs and over at the moment here for the Hobart Hurricanes to be able to get the win. Their first win of the season as well, but the Sydney Sixers, they want to make it back-to-back. 3 balls left of the power play here, and Chris Jordan, he's gone for the 8 runs so far off the first 9 deliveries that he has bowled. You're charging in. That one's going to be a little bit of space there. Darcy Short hitting it nicely out to the man at deep cover, though. And it's going to be cut off by Vince. So the big thing here is they will want at least 50 runs off the first 10 overs here for them, because that would give them the boost point that is available. Because the Sydney Sixers, they started very slowly. They only got 49 runs, but they did lose about 4 wickets in the process as well, which is why they were struggling to really get their consistency going early on. But 50 runs would be all that the Melbourne Stars, that's not the team who's playing, the Hobart Hurricanes, would need to be able to get on. I'm thinking of that Melbourne Stars versus Sydney Thunder game. That's going to be a very good one when we do get to see it in a couple nights' time. Also tonight, we have got there the game between the Perth Scorchers and the Brisbane Heat. Chris Jordan there. Oh, Matthew Wade having to adjust late. Was going to ramp that one, but wasn't in the spot. So instead, hits it with a little dabble out to the man on the offside. We have got their high as well from Mr. 18. Welcome back, mate. It is great to have you here. The Bash Boost point, they need 34 runs off 37 balls. So no hurry at all for that Big Bash Boost point, but it's whether or not that run rate keeps on increasing. It's sitting around that 8. If it gets up to 9 before about that 7th over or so, I feel like that's when the pressure will really start to build, because as soon as you get that at about that 9 and then you lose a wicket, all of a sudden that can kind of affect things. The Sydney Sixers, 26% chance of being able to win this game, but Chris Jordan now going to be bowling his final ball of his second over and also the final ball of the power play as well. Going to be struck nicely. And he has just not quite been able to get that one through there for Darcy Short. They're working hard for it, but that is going to be 17 now of the first 4 overs. That is the end of the power play, not the quickest one. And also we have got their Paul in the chat has said hello as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. It is great to have you. We have also got there. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out the sports channel in the pin comment, also the gaming channel as well. And Sebastian has got the link there as well. Yeah, be sure to check out that sports channel. We are on the road on that channel to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting closer and closer each day. We're sitting on 665 at the moment. So we are getting very close indeed. Anyone who hasn't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button on the main channel as well, because we are going to be covering the rest of the KFC Big Bash on this channel, as well as the rugby that has taken place around the world as well. Maybe even a bit of Ashes and cricket gaming thrown in the mix as well. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. The Hobart Hurricanes fans at the moment, they want to see a few more boundaries. Matthew Short is currently sitting on 8 of 17, and it is going to be Stephen O'Keefe now who is going to get the opportunity. Is it? I'm not too sure. The screen has gone black. I think it is actually their coverage, I should say. It is ended up that way. It is actually going to be Manenti who is bowling this one, and it is going to be the dot ball straight away off his very first ball of his spell. He didn't actually play in the first match up against the Melbourne Stars, but Manenti straight in the spot where he needs to be. That's another dot ball. I'm wondering how many dot balls there were in the first innings compared to how many dot balls there were in the second one so far, because there's been quite a few. I think that's one thing that the Sixers did relatively well, was keep that strike rate ticking over at times. A little bit of an arm ball there from Manenti. And it's going to be hit out to the leg side just for the single there. No rush between the wickets for Matthew Wade and Darcy Short. Both very quick between the wickets. And which insect are you most afraid of, Hamish, as well? Says Kevin. I feel like, insect. I feel like this is going to be like one of those answers. I'm going to be scientific, and I'm going to say, even though it doesn't really count as an insect, but instead an arachnid, I'm going to say a spider. Like a decent sized spider, I feel like is one that I'm just like, get away from me for the spider. That is for sure. But that is going to be another dot ball for Manenti. Bowling very nicely so far. Like I've said, he's only taken 5 wickets in his 20 matches that he has played, Manenti. So he is very unlucky not to take them. He is very economical, though. Reverse sweep there from Matthew Wade. It's not going to be a run, though. And once again, another dot ball. Manenti only going for the run so far. And 32% chance. And is Matthew Wade the captain of Hobart as well, says Sebastian? I think so, but it may actually be either Darcy Short or Peter Hanscom. But I could be wrong there. That's going to be nicely bowled there by Manenti. And that is only going to be... Well, they have been able to get through for the 2 there, nicely run between the wickets. So that's only 3 off the first over of Manenti. And now the required run rate has moved up to 8.33. And they are on 20 for none after the 5 over. So they are going to need to up their run rate, because 50 runs is required for them to be able to get that Bash Boost point. And if they miss out on that, that would be a little bit disappointing for the Hobart Hurricanes. But we did see in the game yesterday, they were able to chase it down, the Adelaide Strikers, that is, over the Melbourne Renegades. But then they went on to lose that game, because they just took their foot off the gas in the middle section. But 125 needed off 90. Darcy Short currently sitting on 9 off 20. It's whether or not he decides to start swinging soon, or whether he does decide and just hang on for a little bit longer. Who is going to be bowling at this non-strikers end? I think it will be I want to say they're going to go Stephen O'Keefe, but I could be wrong there as well. I don't have any problems with spiders, but I freak out around wasps and bees generally. Not a rugby reference as well there, says Sebastian. See, I think I have one memory of getting stung by a bee, and it is a not so fun one for myself. I was a young child, and I was screaming on a playground because I ended up climbing up, and I ended up like grabbing the post, and then like I grabbed it, and it ended up stinging me in the middle. So I went, pretty much in a summary of what happened. It was, I could probably make it into a movie one day, perhaps. At the stage, Dan Christian, very experienced bowler, and he is going to be bowling this one now. 82 wickets he's been able to take in his BBL career. Goes for about 8 and over, though. They will have to be careful. Nicely pitched up. Brilliant delivery there from Dan Christian. Another dot ball, perhaps like tarantula spider as well. Says Kevin Thomas. Yeah, anything that does bite, I feel like I'm like, yeah, nah, not too keen. It's like the people who like pick up random spiders, and I'm like, do you know what type of spider it is? And they're like, nah, but I'll hold it. And I'm like, why? Why would you do that? But 125 needed off 89 balls. I feel like you guys can tell that I'm quite tired, can't you? Because of the fact that when I'm tired, a whole heap of random stuff comes out of my mouth during these live streams. But now, once again, it is going to be Dan Christian running another dot ball. Darcy Short, he's getting frustrated because he is currently sitting 9 runs off 22 deliveries, using up a lot of them, and 8.5 now is the required run rate. It is slowly increasing for the Hobart Hurricanes, up to 34% chance of the Sydney Sixers being able to win this one. I've held tarantulas in the past. You just have to keep your hands still. They're not aggressive as well, says Sebastian. So I asked the question, Sebastian, what if you don't keep your hands still? What if you're accidentally like shaking like that while they are on it? Will they bite you? Fingers, do let me know. Also, I've got there, but I would never keep one as a pet as well. I feel like I'm the same in my mindset of snakes. That's a nice shot there, straight to the man, though. Another dot ball. Darcy Short, he will be frustrated. He actually struck that one out of the middle of the bat. Oh, it's been straight at Daniel Hughes, whose finger is still stinging by the looks of it. 30 runs off 27 balls at the moment. Matthew Wade just having a bit of a chat with Darcy Short, saying, don't panic too much, mate, here. Like, we've still got plenty of time. Don't go crazy. And it is so important when you've got a man at the non-striker's end that they don't go, hurry up, keep trying to hit the ball hard, and it just kind of calm you down. And then more than likely, Darcy Short, can he hit this one to the boundary maybe for himself? No, he can't. It's gone straight to the man at deep third man for Stephen O'Keefe. And now it is going to be the single. So he has moved up to 10 runs off 24. This puts pressure on Wade, though, to try and really attack this one. I feel threatened by shoot. They shoot here at Burns as well. I feel for him they shoot here at Burns as well, says Kevin there. And the thing is, movement tends to freak them out, and its defensive mechanism could kick in, which is very bad as well, says Sebastian there. Yeah, see, I feel like I'd never hold a snake. I feel like I'm just one of those ones that, like, when you see them slowly, like, turning around and, like, squeezing, I'm like, not happening. But Dan Christian now bowling once again. It's a nice shot there from Matthew Wade, going straight to the fielder, though. And now, once again, it is going to be a dot ball. Brilliant over from Dan Christian so far. Only the one from it off the first 5 deliveries, and high Hamish as well, says Darlow there in the chat. Welcome back, mate. It's great to have you. Current run rate of 3.6 here for the Hobart Hurricanes. If this is a dot ball, Dan Christian's only gone for the 1 run, and the Hobart Hurricanes will require around that 9 and over. They need 50 off the first 10 overs to get themselves the Big Bash boost point. Does Matthew Wade go too aggressive here and end up getting himself out? We will have to wait and see. Final delivery of the first Dan Christian over. He's swinging through Matthew Wade. It's going to be a single there. They have been able to take it, and Moses Henriquez, he will be very happy with that. First 6 overs down and 22 for none. At the moment, the Hobart Hurricanes are sitting. This pitch seems like it's doing a couple funky things for the batsmen. They haven't really been able to get it going here in the early stages, but they require 8.79 runs per over now for this one. That is slowly continuing to report, and also we have got their Big Bash report, 20-19, win back-to-back as well. And then from 100%, and perhaps our best bet for Hamish Goldfish as well. So he's given, I feel like a goldfish would be a good shout, and also maybe a cat. I've got a cat at the moment. I'd like to have maybe a dog at some stage, but I haven't got one in mind in terms of a certain breed that I could get. And also same with, we could have held a stake at school for a Sushrip. Was a baby one, and I was like, no way as well, says Adalo there. But at the moment, the Hurricanes, they are actually behind, and they haven't lost any wickets yet. There were 5 wickets so far for the Brisbane. It was not for the Brisbane, sorry. They actually lost 4 wickets in 3 overs. They have survived those overs, though, the Hobart Hurricanes, but they have not quite been able to get themselves too many runs right. This is a big over here. Stephen O'Keefe, very talented bowler, one of my university mates, used to keep a tarantula as a pet. It was called David RG. I didn't have too many friends, by the way, as well, says Sebastian. That doesn't really surprise me too much But the fact that a lot of people, like when you have a spider, it's like, have you guys ever had a turtle as a pet? I feel like some people have turtles, don't they? I feel like I wouldn't mind a turtle. I feel like I'm saying turtle very weird with like the extra emphasis on the T for the second one, the turtle. But now Stephen O'Keefe only gone for the 1 run so far off his very first delivery. Going to be a big swing there from Darcy Short, not able to get onto it. He's really trying to get that ball away to the boundary. I think the Sixers will win sadly as well, says Darlow, although we are still very early on. And the thing that they have got in their favour here for the Hobart Hurricanes is they have got wickets in hand. We well bowled there by Stephen O'Keefe. Nice shot there out through cover, and it is just going to be get to the single there for Tom Curran. No, they are able to get back for the 2. Good running between the wickets by the Hobart Hurricanes. And hey, as well, says, welcome into the live stream, mate. And I tried to capture a lizard before. As well, says Darlow, I guess you guys do have a lot of lizards and geckos and whatnot in Australia, don't you? Because I remember when I was there about 10 years ago, I think we did end up seeing quite a few geckos, and they just hang around everywhere. Nicely bowled there by Stephen O'Keefe, once again giving himself just a bit too much room there, but it helps on the man at deep at the cover. And I had a turtle as a pet, chilled out and enjoyed green stuff as well. I can't remember what the turtle was like as well. Says a vision there. And I was like, hey, Stamish, that make a good bet. I worry about your cat as well, says Kevin. Yeah, so we'd have to get him a little ball to run around in the hamster. That is for sure. Stephen O'Keefe once again bowling. Matthew Wade in and out through that gap. And it looks like it could be another 2 runs here. Tom Curran's going to have to cut it off, and he has done nicely. They might be able to get back for the 3 here. Yes, they do. It's going to be a run-out opportunity. No, they don't. Throw it at the stumps and nicely run between the wickets. This is starting to become expensive. Stephen O'Keefe going for the 5 so far off the first, or sorry, going for 7 off the first 5 here, mate. I've seen plenty in my backyard before as well, says Darlow there, but it was a nicely placed shot by by Matthew Wade. He's just given him a little bit too much width here, but he doesn't want to bowl it anywhere that he can. Hit it hard. Going to be hit down the ground, and that's going to be O'Keefe going for the 8 runs off that first over. And went the New Zealand T20 start, men's and women's as well. Says it was Kyle for the club T20 is that. I will have a quick look to see when the next Super Smash game is for both of the sides. I believe it's not too far away, though. I think we are normally having them relatively consistently. I'm just having a look through. Has it finished? Has the Super Smash finished? Surely not. Surely we have still got a little bit more of the Super Smash left, or is it? Oh, no, there it is. Super Smash for the men's and the T20 for the women's. 10th of December, Friday. 3:10 is the first game for the women's. And then the first game for the men, it is actually going to be Canterbury versus Central, and that's going to be 6:40 on the 10th of December as well. And I'm back, says Betty Wagon. Welcome back, mate. And also, lizards and geckos are more common than snakes. I actually had a snake in my house the other week as well, says Darlow. How do you handle that situation, Darlow? I feel like that would be an awkward one. I'd have Manenti now going to be bowling once again, giving it plenty of loft. It's a nice shot down the ground, just once again going to be getting themselves a single here. Dan Christian able to take it nicely. That's the thing. The weirdest thing I've found in my house is a frog. And the thing is, we don't live in a swamp. So I have no idea how there was a frog in our hallway. And I took a video of it. I remember it was like way back in school days. And I was like, how did this frog get in my house? Because like I mentioned, we're not in a swamp. We haven't got any like wet areas around us other than the sea. And it's just a random frog in my hallway. I should have kept it. But we did end up putting it back outside. My cat probably ate it, unfortunately. We have also got I heard that tends happen quite often in Aussie homes as well. Says Sebastian there. But James Vince, he did throw it in. Are they saying that maybe did end up injuring? No, he is fine. That is good news. They do not want to lose him. The required run rate at the moment, moving up to 8.92. Manenti once again. Oh, that was close to the edge of Darcy Short. And scores in the chat, says Paddy Wagon there as well. Manenti, very economical bowler. Doesn't really leak too many runs here. And it seems like he will be one of the keys for them in the later stages of this innings with a couple more overs to come. But that was a brilliant delivery. Now the required run rate goes above 9 for themselves here. A little bit more height. And Darcy Short hits that one hard straight down to Dan Christian, who is going to be down the ground. There haven't been many boundaries for them at the moment here. And it seems like the Big Bash boost point isn't actually secure for the Hobart Hurricanes. They are going to have to work hard to be able to get themselves that Bash boost point because they need 50 runs off the first 10 over. My mum and sister's got the car out of the garage and got towels so it didn't get in the house and shut the door as well. And I watched the women's BBL on the couch and didn't even panic as well. Says Darlow there. Good run between the wickets once again there for the Melbourne. Oh, I keep on calling them Melbourne, but it's the Hurricanes, of course, in this situation. They are actually going to be playing off the Hurricanes versus the Renegades in a few days. In a few days' time, that is. But now James Vince at the moment, he won't be hugely happy with the way that he did bat in this one once again. Oh, Manenti not quite able to get to that one, and Matthew Wade takes the single, and the worst thing is they're going to get 2 for it as well. And that was very cheeky from Matthew Wade, and he probably knows it as well. But that's the end of the over. 8 overs done, and it is going to be 36 for none at the moment for the Hobart Hurricanes. Yeah, Manenti was going to be cutting the ball off, but instead Matthew Wade, he was in the way, and he was able to get himself 2 runs for Australia. But Darcy Short moves up onto 18 runs of 32. They still need 9.08 per over to be able to win this match from here. The overs are flying by at the moment. We're actually flying at 1,000 miles an hour. The next game is going to be taking place between the Perth Scorchers and the Brisbane Heat, and that game is going to be starting at approximately 11:35 as well. Will the Hurricanes even get 100 runs, says Darlow? I believe they will. They've had a slow start, similar to what the Sixers had, because at the end of the day, after 10 overs, they did actually end up in that situation of only getting themselves in that situation of getting 50 runs as well. Best dog German Shepherd as well. And does anyone know the Redbacks and the league are they playing as well? Also, which cricket format is that competition? I believe the Redbacks is I think it's 50 overs, but they also play T20 and test matches, I want to say, kind of 4-dayers, if I'm not wrong. That's only based off cricket 19, though, for the career mode. So I'm not too sure whether or not that is the case in real life, but I think they have all 3 formats that the sides do play in the Marsh Cup. I want to say they're in the Marsh Cup, but I could be wrong there as well. And now it is going to be Kerr running in once again. He only went for 4 runs off his first over. That's going to be a nice shot, and James Vince going to have to try and cover this one on the boundary, doing nicely, cutting it off. And it is going to be just the 2 runs once again for the Hobart Hurricanes, working their way. Oh, that was an awkward bounce there for that one of Josh Phillippe. And now it is going to be Hayden Kerr. He was able to get himself 2 wickets in a row in his last match up against the Melbourne Stars, where they were able to bowl them out for 60 runs. That's not happening today, but they are certainly trying to slow them down, I should say. Western Australia, Sheffield Shield and Marsh Cup as well, says Darlow there for the Redbacks. Now, once again, Kerr going to be steaming in. He has only bowled the 1 over so far, so I assume... Oh, that's gone big, has it? From Matthew Wade, he hasn't got all of it. Oh, beautifully taken by Jordan Silk. He doesn't drop balls, and he has been able to get that one. And it is a brilliant take, and Matthew Wade now is going to be on the way. I was just asking, because my app went here, more Aussie cricket for you, mate, as well, said Sebastian there. But Matthew Wade, he struck it not as well as he would have liked to. The catch call was straight away. Jordan Silk, he just ends up sliding in so casually. Takes it beautifully. He didn't even panic at all. That is a great catch from Jordan Silk, and because of it now Matthew Wade is on his way. Nicely taken by Jordan Silk. I hope you have energy drinks. Hamish, keep going, as says it was given there, and it's the South Australia Sheffield Shield there. And Matthew Wade now on his way, taken by Silk and bowled by Kerr. Maybe he can get himself 2 in a row. Once again, I'll probably have a drink in between the 2 live streams, and I think I'll be completely fine for the next one. The Perth Scorchers versus Brisbane Heat. It is going to be starting in around 38 minutes time, so this game might not be finished by the time it does start, so we're going to be in a little bit of a weird overlap for those ones, and hopefully we will be able to do it relatively smoothly. We'll probably miss the first couple overs of the Perth Scorchers game if it does mean that this game is running just a little bit longer than anticipated. And also we have got their Silk washing off some of that Dutch shame as well, says Sebastian there. I know it was either South Australia or Western Australia there in the chat, says Darlow, but now at the crease it is going to be Peter Hanscom. They've actually brought him in ahead of Caleb Jewell. Going to be so important for him. Power, he has got a little bit of it running between the wickets. He's decent, but it's the reliability that they've actually said that he's not that great in. So it will be interesting to see whether or not he can go bang here. He can hit a long ball, though, Peter Hanscom, so he has got the potential of being able to change the game for them here. But they need 107 now off 70 deliveries. Matthew Wade going 20 off 18 now. And Kerr's going to be steaming in. Darcy Short on strike, and that's going to be the dot ball. Nicely bowled once again by the Sydney Sixers. They need 12 runs off 9 points, or 9 balls, sorry, for the Big Bash boost point. They are just talking about that technique of Jordan Silk. If that ground was not slippery, he would have ended up just digging his knees in, and he would have been short by a couple of meters, but he's done it so casually. Jordan Silk, one of the best outfielders around, although saying that, maybe that catch yesterday would be trying to say otherwise, but now it is going to be once again Kerr showing his stumps there for him. Darcy Short still sitting on 19 runs. Oh, they've run hard for the 2 there. Peter Hanscom quick between the wickets. It's a good throw in the deep from Chris Jordan. They were thinking about taking another one, but they decide against it. Now they do still need another 10 runs to be able to get themselves that bash boost point, and that would give them at least something out of this game. The Sixers, they were 9 down for 144 after their 20 overs. It's quite close between these two sides. Required run rate at the moment, 9.26. It seems like it is a pitch that's quite hard to score runs on, possibly, we have seen. And now, great throw from the deep from Chris Jordan into the stumps. They had to make sure that Peter Hanscom was running hard between the wickets. He's doing very nicely here, Kerr, so far. Only going for the 8 runs of his first 10 deliveries. It's going to be the bouncer. Hasn't quite got all of that one, Matthew Short. That's not his name. It's Darcy. And he has only got himself a single once again here off the leg by, I believe it was. So now just one delivery left of Kerr. They're making a giant house of KFC buckets, I guess you could say. That is a very impressive one indeed. It is absolutely huge. I know that someone's going to kick it over at some stage, and whoever that is going to be the most hated man at the ground. That is for sure. So can cricketers from the Sixers and Thunder play for the New South Wales and the Sheffield Shield as well? I believe they can, but I think it depends on kind of when the games are taking place type thing, because I think they are kind of not overlapping most of the time, depending on the competition that it is. Because I know those 4-day matches, normally they don't overlap. That's a beautiful delivery from Kerr to close out the 9th over, and they are going to need 9 off this over now for them to be able to get that bash boost point. Do they play aggressive and go, right, this isn't working out for us. We actually do need to get this point just at being minimum, and Hurricanes should just try to get the bash boost point at this point as well. Yeah, I think they are going to have to go for it here if they do want a chance of being able to get that bash boost point, because they need 9.45 and over now. That is really increased, and depends where they live as well, says Darlow. But Kerr so far only going for the 10 runs off his first 2 overs, also picking up the wicket. And now Manenti, he is going to go only for the 4.5 economy rate. For the bash boost point, they need 9 runs off 6 as well. But they showing there Kerr short, or Kerr too short, I should say. And he has just got that perfect length that Darcy Short hasn't been able to line up. It's not really coming on the pitch. He's bowled him, and Darcy Short on his way. Manenti takes it, and that is going to be a second wicket now for the Sydney Sixers. And now the odds have completely changed. It says now 53% for the Sydney Sixers to be able to win this match from here. Yeah, depends where they live as well there, but that is a brilliant delivery from Manenti. I believe he actually cut it onto a stump there, Darcy Short, trying to give himself space. Wasn't quite available for that shot there through cut, and it is going to be him on his way. And now that's the second wicket for the Sydney Sixers. Very nicely done here. And Manenti is fired up, like we mentioned a little bit earlier on. He doesn't get many wickets, but when he does decent. And Short came short as well. Says Bashan, yeah, ending up with 21 off 36. The Sixers are now a 69% chance of winning this game. That's how quickly momentum can change. You'll remember earlier on in this one, the Hobart Hurricanes, they were actually sitting as the about 80% chance of winning this one. But this pitch looks like it's not too easy to bet on at the moment for both of these sides. But so perhaps that is why we are going to see such a struggle in the later stages for them. But now Caleb Jewell making his way to the crease. Important time in their innings. It's kind of similar to what we saw for the Sydney Sixers, how 2 new men at the crease now. Hanscom only facing the 1 delivery. So Hamish should be back for the Scorchers versus Heat game as well, says Darley. We will see you a little bit later on, mate. The run so far for Caleb Jewell, 304. He is going to be on strike here for Manenti, and they need 9 runs off the last 5 deliveries. I wonder whether or not Jewell had someone talk to him and say, just go for it a little bit, mate. It doesn't look like he is, because that one is going to go down the ground. It looks like they are more worried about just staying out there at the moment, the Hobart Hurricanes. So I thought 50 was going to be easy to chase down for the Big Bash boost point, but they need 8 runs off 4 balls now. So Hanscom now, does he decide to go for it here? He's only faced 1 delivery. He hasn't got a single run on the board either, so I don't think he will be trying to go aggressive here. They need to reset here if they want any chance of being able to win this game. They'll say, we're willing to sacrifice the 1 point if it means that we have got the chance of getting the full 3 available as well. But 103 needed now off 64 balls. The run rate is increasing more and more, up to 9.66 here for the Hobart Hurricanes. Manenti pitches it up. It's a nice shot down the ground. Maybe chipping it nicely, and they are going to be running hard between the wickets. It's going to be relatively close there. No, get him through safely. And Manenti going for the 2 runs. He's not too happy. They're still needing 6 runs off the next 3 deliveries. A big shot here from Hanscom would secure the bash boost point for them. Are they going to go for it, though? I believe he will know exactly how much he needs, because they will have it up on the sight screen or something like that for how many runs that they do require. But it is going to be Hanscom on strike, Jewell at the other end, and he looks like he is very quick between the wickets still, Jewell. Now Manenti, it's a big shot there from Hanscom, not able to connect though, does decide to hit it along the ground, and it's just going to be the single out to James Vince. Now it is going to be Jewell on strike. It's a tough one for them. Do they go for it or do they not go for it? You've got 5 runs required off 2 deliveries. A 6 would get you the bash boost point, which could be the only point that they get from this match, the way that it is going at the moment. 34% chance of the Hurricanes winning this game. Manenti now going down the leg side just a little bit, and Caleb Jewell hits that one nicely. That might be going all the way to the boundary. Stephen O'Keefe chasing hard, not going to get there. Brilliant shot there from Caleb Jewell, and because of it now, it does mean that they will only require 1 for the Big Bash boost point. Jewell has chosen the perfect time to be able to go for it. I wonder what happens if they're on the exact same runs, whether or not it's based off the wickets that you have lost, because if that is the case, the Hobart Hurricanes would receive this bash boost point, but nicely hit by Caleb Jewell, rolls all the way to the boundary. Stephen O'Keefe, he was trying so hard to be able to get to it, but just not quite able to, unfortunately. So now it does mean that they move up to 49 for 2 at this stage of the innings. The Hurricanes, that's the thing, this game is not over yet for either of the sides. The Hobart Hurricanes, they have certainly got a chance of being able to win this game from here on out. And Manenti now, once again, Caleb Jewell, that's down the leg side. That could be another boundary here. No, it's going to be cut off nicely by Stephen O'Keefe, who has hit the ground hard, but he has thrown that one in. They're going to get the 2. No, just the single. So the Hurricanes will get the bash boost point. So that means now that they are sitting on pretty much exactly the same as the Sydney Sixers were after the 10 overs, just one ahead. This game's going to be a close one, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to come down to the wire. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be back with the next game that has taken place between the Perth Scorchers and also the Brisbane Heat. We have got a drinks break here, but then hopefully we will be straight back into the action as that next game does actually start. And not very long at all. It is going to be half an hour's time when that next one is going to be starting, and it is going to be on the same channel as this game here in New Zealand. So I'm not too sure how we're going to get around that one. But we will have to wait and see how it does go. But be sure to hit that like button if you haven't already as well, because we are going to be back, and we are hoping to hit ourselves. I mean, we've hit the half century. We are now sitting on 60 likes, which is very impressive indeed. And Island Bay has that interesting game. It is indeed, mate. It seems like could it easily go either way. The thing that is really sitting there for myself is going to be the fact that they have got the chance, the Hurricanes, of being able to take that power surge. They've still got 2 overs where they can go big. The Sixers, they weren't able to make the most of their power surge, I do notice. And also, anyone who is wondering, the Perth Scorchers have won the toss, and they have decided that they want to have a bat up against the Brisbane Heat. So once again, going to put that scoreboard pressure on the Brisbane Heat, like we saw in that one up against the Hobart Hurricanes. Oh, sorry, up against the Sydney Thunder. They were actually out there first, though. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one does go for that other matchup between Perth and the Brisbane Heat. I'll probably end up having a snack, maybe even on live stream. Might be eating for one of the first times in a little while so that we can keep these live streams rolling. And we are just going to keep that momentum going all through the night as well. Interesting game as well, says Island Bay there. Well, this one, and I would 100% agree at the moment. 43% chance of the Hobart Hurricanes winning this game. If they get another one, another wicket that is, maybe they will be able to get themselves in the position of being able to go through and win at the Sixers, but they need 9.5 and over from here on out for the last 10 overs of this match. Also, like my 1,000th yawn as well, says Betty Wagon there, but now they are going to be fired up. They've got a couple bowlers that they might decide to go with. I think they'll go with Manenti once again and close out his bowling, but then also they have still got Stephen O'Keefe. You've got Tom Curran. You've got Chris Jordan. They've got a bowling attack and a half. Even Hayden Kerr, a name that people probably aren't thinking of too much. Oh, we're going to see the power surge. Ladies and gentlemen, they've decided they want it early, and they want to see whether or not they can up that tempo. It is going to be Tom Curran who will be bowling this one. Emma has got the emoji in the chat as well. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Also, let me know who's going to win that game between the Scorchers and the Heat, do you guys think? Do you think it will be the Perth Scorchers at home, or do you think the Heat will be able to bring the Heat and get themselves that win? But now Tom Curran steaming in it. It's going to be Jewell on strike, a little bit too wide from Tom Curran there. And that is going to be the wide. Okay, like they are saying, you don't actually want the power surge now, is the comment from the commentator. So it will be interesting to see how it does turn out for them. They have been able to get themselves 1 run so far off that wide delivery of Tom Curran. So that cuts it down to a required run rate of still 9.4. It's going to be tough for them, but they have got the batsmen in that lineup to be able to do so. Tom Curran once again charging in for this one, giving himself room there. Caleb Jewell, beautiful shot there, but it's going out to the man at deep cover. Jordan Silk bullet arm as well and keeps it to just the 1. Anything less than 20 here off the power surge, I think that would concern them a little bit here for the Sydney Sixers, or probably, for the Hobart Hurricanes. Sydney Sixers, they would be well and truly happy if it was less than that as well. So Peter Hanscom is at the crease at the moment. He's got a very similar haircut to myself, and he's going to get scorched as well, says Paddy Wagon, loving the puns, mate. And it's going to be a very exciting game. How many runs, with the Perth Scorchers batting first, how many runs do we think they are going to be getting? We will be asking that question on the next live stream as well, of course. But I think they'll get around that 170. I think they're looking good. It's another wide from Tom Curry. They're saying not out. Tom Curran at the moment, he's feeling a little bit of the pressure. Can he pick himself up a wicket? I almost said, I want a biscuit now that I've said that. But now, Sebastian, how many wickets Tom Curran getting in this one, and how many runs Liam Livingston getting in that game for the Perth Scorchers? Do let me know about those Englishmen. I feel like Livingston's getting 50. That is my prediction there. And then I'm going to say Tom Curran picks up 3 wickets for this game, or actually 2. 3 might be a little bit too generous for this one as well. But now Tom Curran once again steaming in. It's a good delivery. It's a good shot down the ground, though, and it's going to be kept to the 1. Nicely fielded by the number 54 for this one, Dan Christian. He is everywhere on the field at the moment. So now we have still got another. That's only 2 balls of this over, and it's already gone for 4 runs because of those 2 runs that he did have off the wide deliveries there. But they're talking to Callum Ferguson. I didn't realise that he was going into the commentary. A lot of these players, the ex-players who do retire from the Big Bash, do end up on that commentary side. And Livingston to get 180. Oh, sorry. I read that as Livingston to get 180 runs, but Scorchers to get 180 runs, 60 of which from Liam Livingston. That's a shot from Caleb Jewell. He has got all of that, and that is going all the way for 6. Beautiful shot from Caleb Jewell. And now, I believe with that one, 57% chance of the Hobart Hurricanes winning this game from here. But yeah, I tell you what, if Livingston did get 180, that would be hugely impressive. But yeah, that 60 mark, I feel like he's in for a good innings. We always say that, though, and then sometimes he delivers, sometimes he doesn't. Good shot there from Caleb Jewell. Curran under pressure here for this one at the moment. And he is certainly a talented player, because now all of a sudden that required run rate drops back down to 8.95. The first 6 of the day there for them. And Caleb Jewell has already got himself a 4 as well, 189 they will get. And Liam will get 92 as well. That's a nice ball from Tom Curran. That is a better line and length. And it is just going to be the single there. Out to the man once again. Just one more. Oh, it's a direct hit. Good throw from the deep, although it didn't really require it. And the Bales are going rolling down the middle of the pitch at the moment. But yeah, it seems like no one's really saying Liam Livingston won't get a high total. What about Colin Munro? How are we feeling about his batting? The Kiwi, of course. And Tom Curran might get a wicket, but thanks to his bowling, Hobart still believe as well. Says it was Sebastian there. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. 9 and over needed now from here on out. But that's the thing. As soon as you have a couple dot balls in a row, though, that does increase by quite a bit, and that will be scoreboard pressure. We know how dangerous scoreboard pressure can be for a side in cricket, and they will be able to do so. I mean, the Adelaide Strikers, we saw them yesterday. They were going very well at the 10 over mark, and then it just went straight down. And unfortunately for them, they didn't end up losing that game by 2 runs, so they will regret that a little bit. But now the Bales, the Zinger Bales, they are on. And they are ready to go. I was going to buy a pair of Zinger Bales, but then realized I don't really need them. So I decided against them. And maybe I'll get some at some stage for myself for the backyard cricket, even though I haven't played backyard cricket in a very long time. IPL as well, says Lost Soul there. That is going to be coming back relatively soon. Hanscom there has done nicely to be able to pull that one away. I hear all people laughing on the commentary side of it. Not too sure what happened there. I watched that fade through the summer. What are we talking about? I'm not too sure what happened on the commentary side, but everyone was just laughing while Tom Curran bowled that one. But Dan Christian at the moment, he is certainly going to be one to watch out for in the later stages. I believe he only went for 2 runs off his very first over. And maybe do they go to him for the power play once again? Or do you go instead with Kerr possibly? I feel like they might go with Kerr maybe. But now Caleb Jewell, they need to get him out. He's on 14 off 6 already and is continuing to build his advance. Another wide from Tom Curran. These are valuable runs that he has given them to the Hobart Hurricanes there. 111 runs, or 111 Ks, I should say, at the moment for Tom Curran for that one. He's bowled 3 wides in this over. Moses Henriquez, that is a very shiny cap that he has got himself, the gold cap for having the most runs out of any player out on the field, like they are showing there. Wide 1, 6-1-1 wide, as well as the over so far from Tom Curran. And Liam is not there in Perth as well, says El Vijay as well. Is he missing from that one for Liam Livingston? That one's going to be a catch. Daniel Hughes has put it down. That was Jules out. Caleb Jewell was gone. And he's put it down there. Daniel Hughes was the finger playing a factor in that one. Caleb Jewell will definitely know that he has survived a bullet there for them that should have been taken. The worst thing is he had it in his hands and then he juggled and then he put it down again. And it did fall on the ground after 11 overs. 64 for 2 for this one for the Hobart Hurricanes. That should have been the wicket of Jewell gone. How much of an impact will that have on the rest of the game now that he does get to stay out there? Not just for the next over of the power play, perhaps for a little bit longer to come. Chris Jordan going to be bowling the second over of the power play now. And he is not too happy with that one. Daniel Hughes, he is clapping his hands at the moment. Not sure how that one did not stick for that man. It wasn't easy enough catch. He did have to backtrack a little bit, but it was relatively comfortable. He won't want to see the replay here, but it was Jewell. He just didn't quite strike it nicely. Jumps for the ball. Just ends up falling out of the hands. I don't know how he dropped it even here. He dropped it in spite of Thomas. So says Sebastian, and hands like feet as well, says Battywagon there. And also the Aussies found this day so opportune for relentless slagging of the English as well, says Sebastian there. Tell you what, like they are saying, if he takes that catch, this game would have been changing big time. But now the Hurricanes are in a good position to be able to continue going on in this power surge. They need 9 and over still from here on out, but Jewel is sitting on 15 off 7. Chris Jordan now on the slower ball. Jewel this time almost in it in the air, and it is the dot ball. Sandeep as well, says Jurina. I assume that is for Sandeep Labashane, and he is a talented player. Did only go for 24 runs of his 4 overs, also picking up the wicket, and it seems like spin on this pitch could be crucial for the Sydney Sixers in the later stages. We've seen Manenti already only going for around that 20 mark in his first 3 overs, and then you've also got Stephen O'Keefe, who will be so important. He's put down a catch as well, so that's actually 2 drop catches in the field for the Sydney Sixers. We're not used to seeing that. The Sixers at this point, though, they were sitting on 5 for 57 at this stage. They are currently 8 runs ahead here for the Hurricanes, so that shows that this one could be going down to the wire. Well and truly, it is once again now going to be Chris Jordan will be bowling this one. We have at the power surge. This is the final over of it, and then from there they will have to play with the 5 men outside of the ring for the rest of this matchup. It is going to be Chris Jordan. That's a shot there from Hanscom. He hasn't got all of it, though. Hits it straight out to the man at mid-wicket. He thought for a second he had picked it up, but it is just going to be the single. Once again, 9.12 at the moment is the required run rate. It slowly keeps on increasing. The current run rate, believe it or not, that run rate of 5.82 is still way ahead of what the Sydney Sixers had at this point of time. They were sitting 58 runs for 5 wickets down as well. Backyard cricket was best Hamish hit ball in the neighbours' yards as well, says Kevin. Yeah, I feel like backyard cricket is just like until you hit a window, which luckily I don't think I ever did. But as soon as you hit a window, then all of a sudden it's just run as well. And out is going to be Chris Jordan once again. Slower ball. Nicely bowled. Jules really swinging through the ball hard. That's going to be the 2 runs here. And Jordan Silk going to be able to cut it off nicely in the deep. Currently sitting on the 68 runs. Like they are saying, Ben DeWarshus, has he been bowling yet? I don't think he is actually playing in this game. Fun fact, I think he is maybe injured, if I'm not wrong, but also they have got 9.06 as the required runs per over. Anyone who is new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be back in a very short moment after this live stream finishes. That is for Perth Scorchers. They are taking on the Brisbane Heat, and the Perth Scorchers are going to be going first there. I hit a window in the backyard cricket as well. There's Paddy Wagon there. I think I've hit the car before. I don't think I've ever hit a ball over the fence too badly, though. I don't think overall that's going to be going through the gap. And once again here, it is going to be just the single. No, they have gone back for the 2. Good running between the wickets for the Hobart Hurricanes, and they are starting to get quite a few nice runs here, ticking it over, and 62% now for the Hobart Hurricanes to be able to win this game from here on out. But the Sixers, they were sitting on 61 for 5, so still about 9 runs ahead of what the Sydney Sixers were at this point. But I believe that Perth Scorchers game, while it does start, while we are still doing this live stream, I can keep you guys updated on the score as it is happening. But Perth Scorchers, they have decided that they want to have a bat first at Optus Stadium. Should be a very awesome atmosphere for that game as well. But now it is going to be, once again, Caleb Jewell, who will be on strike. Already 6 runs off this over and 20 off the power surge. Jewell, he played that one. He's out this time. And Daniel Hughes, no, it is instead going to be Manenti. And he has been able to get the wicket of Caleb Jewell. What does that do to now the difference in the percentages? They were 61%. Now they're down to 44 for their chance of being able to win it. But Chris Jordan, slightly slower delivery. Jewell steps across his crease, ends up in it straight to Manenti, who was able to take it nicely. And that is a very good wicket for the Sydney Sixers to be able to get. Now Jordan Cox will be making his way to the crease more than likely. And then they are starting to get into that middle to lower order. So Chris Jordan, very happy with that one. Able to take it. Englishman, Sebastian, of course. So he's done very nicely there. And it was bowled by Jordan and caught by Manenti. Caleb Jewell, 20 off 11. He had a good innings, though. They've actually sent out their Lemonby. So they've decided to promote him up the order a little bit. Was going to be coming in at about 7. He is now going to get a chance. Final ball of the power surge. And he is going to be trying to go bang in this one as well. But he is going to be on strike here for the final delivery of the power surge. They've got 20 runs, but they've also lost 1 wicket now, which is making it go just a little bit further back in the favour of the Sydney Sixers. And now Chris Jordan, 1 delivery left, and then he's got 1 more over after this as well to be able to really make an impact for a side. But Tom Lemonby, he is going to be on strike here. He is ready to go. He is the left-handed batsman. I think Chris Jordan actually loves bowling to left-handers now that I think about it. He likes the fact that it's that different angle. And anytime they step across, he's got that Yorker on the leg stump that he might be trying. But whether or not he tries it here for the final over of the power surge, the final ball of the power surge as well, we will have to wait and see. Looks like Lemonby, he is well and truly fired up for this one. 9.18 is the required run rate at the moment here for the Hobart Hurricanes to be able to get a win over the favourites to win the whole competition, the Sydney Sixers. Going to be steaming in once again here for Chris Jordan. Slower delivery, well bowled, and that's going to be the end of the over. 70 for 3 after the 12 overs here for Chris Jordan. So very nicely done here for the Sydney Sixers, bringing it back nicely. 58% chance of them being able to win this game now. It just keeps on going like a seesaw between these two sides. They've still got Stephen O'Keefe, who has plenty of overs up his sleeve, so perhaps he gets one very soon as well here. And I hit the window in backyard cricket as well. Says Paddy Wagon there. And now Stephen O'Keefe has been handed the ball. He is actually the leading wicket taker in the competition at the moment. Has been able to get 4 in that very first fixture up against the Melbourne Stars. He was going to be retiring, but I am glad to see that he is still out there for the Sydney Sixers, as he is certainly a talented player. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out... Oh, no, he's just kicked it over there. The massive bucket one. But pretty much, yeah, anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button on the Kiwi Lads Sport as well. We've got plenty more content coming over there and also on the gaming channel. But now it is going to be the power play over, or the power surge over here. And Stephen O'Keefe now has a little bit more protection, bit more deep. And now Hanscom on strike. He advances. It's a full toss. He hasn't got... Oh! Jordan Silk, how has he done that? He hasn't taken the catch. He hasn't got the wicket, but he somehow just saved 4 runs. Jordan Silk, he just jumps over backwards, takes it one-handed, throws it back in the field of play. How has he done that? Jordan Silk, just before he hits the ground, ends up taking that. That is absolutely phenomenal work from Jordan Silk there in the outfield. That is just as good as a catch almost, because he has been able to save it. A little bit too full from Stephen O'Keefe. That ball is better. Now they are going to get the run down the ground as well. How has he done that? This is just absolutely incredible fielding from Jordan Silk. He was falling backwards to somehow be able to catch himself in midair and work out, right, I still need to throw this ball back in the field of play. He's taken a brilliant catch earlier on, did get the duck, and he is certainly making up for it, though, because that is 4 runs to his name, I would say, that he has been able to save there. Stephen O'Keefe now once again bowling it almost. Oh, it's taken. Caught and bowled. Stephen O'Keefe, the ripper, gets himself another one. And that is going to be now the 4th wicket for the Hobart Hurricanes that is falling. And it is going to be Lamon B. He gets the duck now. 0 off 2, looking very similar for Jordan Silks. It's also basically the reason I support England cricket is because it's the closest I can relate to both geographically and because I have family there as well. Hopefully it's fair enough. It is fair enough. I know a lot of people are trying to convert you to going for Australia and whatnot, but I feel like your team is your team. So, like, if you are going for the English, that is completely fine, and you do get behind the boys, and I respect it. But that one now, Tom Lammonby, he has gone on his way for the dark. Caught and bowled Stephen O'Keefe. That man is bowling just extremely well, and that is going to be a big wicket for them now. 64% chance of the Sydney Sixers being able to win this game. If they can get Hanscom out, this one could be all but over in favour of them. Do you remember PS2 was the best stay up whole night playing TV games as well? Says Kevin, I remember playing cricket 2004 on the PlayStation 2, like all of the classic batsmen that we did have. I never used to know how to use a forward defensive shot, though, in that game, but now like cricket games have come a long way since then, and also Rugby 08 and Rugby 06 I actually spent more time on for that one. But Tim David now for the Hobart Hurricanes, he is decent for the power and also decent versus pace, a little bit more rusty against spin, and running between the wickets is a little bit slower as well, according to the stats that they have got on the field here on the screen. But now it is going to be an important one here for David to be able to line up this bowler. Stephen O'Keefe, he's pitched it up nicely. That's lofted, almost taken there by Moses Henriquez, who is hoping to be able to get himself a catch there. Extremely close. I think it did carry as well, so just put down there by Henriquez. Now it is going to be Stephen O'Keefe. Tim David not able to strike that one. Stephen O'Keefe is all over this batting lineup of the Hobart Hurricanes at the moment, and it ticks it over to now they need 10 runs per over here for themselves. Stephen O'Keefe pitches that one up. That's gone about there. It's gone straight up in the air. I'm still waiting for it to come down. Stephen O'Keefe's dropped it. How's he done that? He's been so good today. He's put down a catch off of not his bowling. With how high it went, could the wicketkeeper have got into that one? Not quite able to take it there. Stephen O'Keefe. David gets himself a single. Everything is happening in that game at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Very close for Tim David to be on his way. But now it is going to be the cap. That is the end of the over. 13 overs gone, and it is going to be 74 for 4. But this game, it is all happening out there at the moment. 66% chance for the Sydney Sixers to win it. What a take that would have been. It went straight up into the lights. He couldn't see it for Stephen O'Keefe and almost was able to get it to him. Has come a long way. PS5 insane as well. That's gone. Literally went straight up for about 5 seconds of hang time. Stephen O'Keefe, he lined it up and then it was in his hands, but it just went out at the last moment for Stephen O'Keefe. Pretty good technique as well, they have said, but he just didn't quite line that one up. 72 runs now needed of 42 balls, and they are going to need it at 10.29 and over. The game between the Perth Scorchers and the Brisbane Heat is about to start. So pretty much anyone who is ready for that game, we will be transferring straight over to that one straight after this live stream does finish. But anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. It is hugely appreciated, all the support you guys have been showing at the moment. And yeah, we are on the road to 9,000 subscribers. Nicely bowled there by Kerr. Once again, the slower ball we have got there is Blazers' mission to convert me to Aussie cricket by the end of the Ashes. Won't happen though, but I certainly won't disrespect the Aussie cricket team as well there. And the chat says, Sebastian, yeah, I feel like he is very, very, very keen on you becoming an Australian citizen almost by the sounds of it, going for all of the Aussie teams. But at the end of the day, you're supporting England and they have got the potential of being able to win a couple of those ones. Like your prediction of 3-2, depending on how their bowling attack goes, because we know Australia's is going to be strong, but if they can get their bowling attack going decently, I feel like 3-2 is not a terrible shout for that one as well. I think I said 4-1, didn't I? For that one, I think England are going to take one, though. I don't think it's going to be a clean sweep. Kerr once again steaming in for another delivery. That one's gone up in the air. This could be an opportunity for the catch as well. No, it's going to fall safe. And not only is it going to fall safe, it's going to fall all the way to the boundary. And that's going to be 4 runs once again here for David. It's looking like he's just going to be swinging hard and seeing whether or not he can speed this one up because they need 10.2 and over here for the Hobart Hurricanes. They need 70 runs off 41 deliveries. Although that will drop down to 66 off 40 now for them as well with David. Like they are saying here for David, he did get dropped off one of the very first deliveries that he faced, and he's now like, you know what? I'm just going to keep on trying to hit this ball to the boundary and see how many runs I can get for it as well. But they need 67 off 40 balls now for them at 10 and over. Kerr once again drives in. That's going to be up in the air once again there for David. This one should be taken, and it is. Dan Christian takes it. Oh, he almost lost his balance there, Dan Christian. But that is going to be another wicket there for the Sydney Sixers. 59% chance of winning that one before that wicket falls. What is it going to be sitting at now? I feel like it's going up to about 70 now. But it's a good take from Dan Christian. Had to backtrack quite a way, but David just kept on swinging. He decided to just keep on going for it, and you already disrespected us for being a Pom fan as well. The chat says, Avish there, the laughing emoji from it was Sebastian there, but it was nicely taken there by Dan Christian. Almost lost his balance, but did nicely to be able to regather it, and that is going to be Tim David now out. 4 runs for him off 5 deliveries, and now going out to the crease, it is going to be Jordan Cox. 75% chance for the Sydney Sixers to win this match from here as well. I do see, but we are sitting currently 11:27 p.m. So this game, it looks like it is going to be overlapping with the next game that we have got on the channel. So I will quickly put a quick note on that next live stream to let people know that the coverage is going to be starting just a little bit later than anticipated, because I believe it is set for 8:30. If I'm not, 11:30 for that one. But I don't think we are quite going to be able to get there for this one as well. We are going to quickly put, we will be live as... I can't type. I put us soon as the other match is finished. There we go. There we go. So we will be transferring over to that Perth Scorchers versus Brisbane Heat game as soon as this one is over. Jordan Cox now at the crease, and it is going to be important that he does go all right here for us side. But we will be keeping you guys updated on the Perth Scorchers versus Brisbane Heat score while we are watching this one. But now Kerr once again drives in, almost hitting the ball onto his own stumps there. Chopped on was a potential option there for Cox of his first ball. 38 balls required, or 38 balls left at this stage, and it is going to be 66 runs needed. They're up to 10.6 needed for the Hobart Hurricanes. They've lost 9 wickets. I would say this pitch was probably a little bit more deceptive than we thought. We thought that it was going to be a decent one for batting on, but it seems like it's quite tough for both of these sides. You're able to get going. But Kerr now, he has already bowled almost 3 overs down, and he has been able to get himself 2 wickets. So he got 2 wickets in his first game as well. So bowling very nicely, Hayden Kerr, so far throughout his early stages of both of the matches of the BBL. Cox on strike here once again. It's a nice delivery. He's going to be running that one. Or they decide against it in the end. It did actually hit Hanscom, and they are not going to be able to scamper through. 66 needed off 37. Now it's getting closer and closer. No one likes the Poms as well. And the chat says Hamish Spencer there. But now it is going to be Hayden Kerr once again. He's got one more final delivery of this match, or of this over, I should say, and then he's got one more after that he will be able to bowl. But 66 runs required off 37 deliveries here for the Hobart Hurricanes to be able to get to see. As you can see, my choices are not the most popular as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, I have noticed that. And a few of them, it is going to be now another dot ball. Well bowled by the Sydney Sixers. And now that's going to be 14 overs down, 79 for 5 here for the Hobart Hurricanes. And they are going to need 10.3 and over now from here on out to be able to get themselves a win. Or I believe that hasn't actually updated itself because it's going to go down to needing 11 runs per over now. Well, the later stages of it, it's once again Stephen O'Keefe. He will be steaming through the overs at the moment, and we don't have to worry about a power surge happening late in this game due to the fact that it's going to be pretty much straight away. We are going straight over to the next live stream that we have got between the Perth Scorchers and the Brisbane Heat straight after this one as well. And it's interesting that they decided to have the game so close together on the same channel because of the fact that they won't be able to cover both of them at the same time. Can't believe the Poms used sandpaper against South Africa as well, says Hamish there in the chat. I mean, although the Aussies have used quite a bit of it in the past as well, though. So I feel like it's one of those ones. They're the perfect matchup for the Ashes in that regard. You know, it takes two to tango, and those two have certainly done a bit of the tango in the past for those two sides. But now it's going to be O'Keefe now, 1 for 11 so far off his first 2 overs that he has bowled. And he is going to be once again steaming. And he's still got 2 available for him. Going to be nicely out there by Hanscom. Goes out into the deep, and that's going to be 4 runs. Good shot there from Peter Hanscom, trying to get this one back on track by the run chase of the Hobart Hurricanes. He is sitting on 15 off 11 so far for Peter Hanscom. So doing very nicely in the early stages for him. He's got to really kind of steady the ship like we saw from Moses Henriquez for that one as well. But in the end, Stephen O'Keefe just getting that one a little bit wrong, and Peter Hanscom able to jump all over it there as well. But now, once again, Stephen O'Keefe is going to be advancing there. Hanscom has been able to connect with it, though, going out to mid-wicket. And it is once again going to be the single. So they are going to keep this one ticking over. They still need 10.8 and over, though, so it is certainly not going to be easy for them to be able to chase it down from here. Stephen O'Keefe, if he can get the wicket of Jordan Cox here, then you're into the tail. You've got Nathan Ellis, Joel Paris, Tom Rogers, and then Sandeep Labashane as well. They would absolutely love to see him at the crease because that means that they are all but going to be able to win this game. Stephen O'Keefe once again nicely bowled there, and it is just a dot ball hit straight back to him in the forward defensive from Jordan Cox. At the moment, they are saying Peter Hanscom, he needs to keep on going here. Gives him a bit of space there, and Jordan Cox, nice shot out through to deep cover as well. We would quickly forget the Aussies' speciality as well, favouring that underarm action as well. Says Sebastian there in the chat as well. But Stephen O'Keefe at the moment, he is certainly going to be one of those ones to watch out for the Sydney Sixers throughout this year because he has already picked himself up 5 wickets. He's got that cap, and he is not going to be giving it up. Big advancing shot once again from Hanscom, really trying out him all the way to the boundary. I believe they will be able to get through for 2 here. But Jordan Silk, no, they did take it back, and they are only running a single there. Good bit of communication there to be able to say yes, no, and be able to turn him around. And now Stephen O'Keefe, only one more ball left. The ball was legal as well. And the chat says over Spencer there. Now Stephen O'Keefe once again is going to be bowling it. Last ball of his over. A little bit of space there for Jordan Cox. And once again, it is the man at deep cover. And that is going to be the end of the 15th over. Still 5 overs to go here. And the Hurricanes, they are sitting on 87 for 5. Did you guys hear my voice try and give out on me there? It almost disappear on myself, but it's currently only 2 minutes away from the Perth Scorchers versus Brisbane Heat game getting underway. So we're getting very close to the end of this game, but also to the start of that Perth Scorchers one. So if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We will be picking up from where we left off on this live stream on the Perth Scorchers Brisbane Heat one. So be sure to check that out as well. But now Dan Christian, he is going to be bowling here for the Sydney Sixers. He actually had a very good first over, only ending up going for, I believe it was 1 or 2 runs for Dan Christian. So if you can do that again, that would be very impressive for the Sydney Sixers. It's already up to 11.6 runs per over that they require here. Peter Hanscom, he will not be on strike. It is Jordan Cox instead, who has only hit the 2 runs off the 5 deliveries. And the Aussie commentator was disgusted as well. Just come off it as well. And I am dead as well. And the chat says, Paddy Wagon. Yeah, I don't think it was so much of the case of like the ball being legal or not legal. It was just the sportsmanship side of it, I think, was what annoyed them more than anything. But now at this stage, Chris Jordan, he has still got 1 over left. Tom Curran's got 2. Kerr has got 1. Manetti has got 1 as well. Christian only went for the 2 runs off his very first over, and now he is getting to bowl the 16th for this matchup. It is now going to be Jordan Cox, who will be on strike here for his side. The good ball from Dan Christian going to be worked away to the leg side just for the single here for them as well. They are still going to be continuing just trying to tick over that strike rate for them. But the Sydney Scorchers, that's a lie. That's not the team. That's a combination. Do you stream the Ashes as well? Or did you stream it? I ended up sleeping during the Ashes. Unfortunately, I was up all night up till about 1 p.m. So I did end up watching about the first 3 or 4 overs, and then I did end up crashing and then waking up for this live stream as well. So I'm probably going to sleep for about 20 hours tonight just to try and catch up a little bit perhaps, but it is going to be Dan Christian. Bouncer there from him. A little bit of pace from Dan Christian. Are they saying that it is a wide? No, they are not. Oh, yes, they are. It is a wide, unfortunately, for Dan Christian. Able to really steam into that one. And it is going to be, they have put 4 wides up, but the keeper was able to take it, so I'm not too sure what happened. And also shake my head as well. And the chat says Hamish Spencer there. And 56 runs required off 29 balls at the moment. And required run rate of 11.59. But Dan Christian just a little bit disappointed with that one as well. And Dan Christian now going to be steaming his way in to the crease. Or was a half volley almost for Hanscom, and he has been able to work it away to the leg side. This is looking like a boundary, and he does get it all the way there. For Peter Hanscom, another 4 runs for him. He's moving up quite comfortably. 21 of 14, keeping this one alive at the moment for them. And at this situation, now it's Dan Christian. He is going to be back under pressure. Hanscom is going to be a player who he will really have to be careful with on strike, because Hanscom, he can hit 6s. And if he does get into that situation, I see that Melbourne City are winning their game 1-0 up against Perth Glory, for anyone who is curious about that game as well. So they should be able to get themselves the win there by the looks of it. But we are also sitting on 65 likes, so thank you all very much. If you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It is hugely appreciated, all you guys showing your support for these live streams. And you're not going to sleep till 2 a.m. New Zealand time if you're streaming the other BBL game as well, says Hamish Spencer. That's actually an early night for myself, because I'll probably end up cooking some food. That's a big shot from Hanscom. Has he got all of it though? Yes, he has. It's a 6. And this game is going back in the court, going the way of the Hobart Hurricanes. Perhaps they are sitting 25% chance of winning that one, but now we're going to have that 6 updating. And yeah, pretty much it is the case of the BBL. With the times that these games do finish, I always end up at random hours sleeping. So I did end up pretty much, like, the thing is, I've had more days where I've been up for 20 plus hours in the past 2 weeks than either like kind of situation. Also, we have got there no sleep, cook food later as well. Says Hamish, oh, I'll be hungry. It's the only problem. I'm actually going to quickly grab a snack in between the 2 live streams that we have got here as well. It was a good shot from Hanscom, able to hit the 6, and now he moves up to 27 off 15 for himself. Dan Christian back under pressure. He only went for 2 runs off his first. He's gone for 12 runs now of his first 3 balls of his second. They need 10.22 and over. They need to get the wicket there. It's a slow ball from Dan Christian, nicely bowled, and it does get Hanscom off the mark, or off strike, I should say, as well. But Cox is still going to be there at the moment. I will be letting you guys know crackers and cheese as well, says Hamish Spencer. I do enjoy some crackers and cheese. There's a game delay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is actually game delay because of the fact that it is going to be actually at this stage, because of the fact that this game is taking place as well. They're actually going to save that game for a bit later. That is good work, BBL. I do appreciate you all very much for that little bit of the game delay that you are doing for ourselves. And now Dan Christian charging in once again. And Sixers should win, Hamish, as well. They should, but Hanscom is the game changer for them. They are just taking the 1, and that is now going to be the end of that one as well. But yeah, I believe that it is a game delay because of the fact that it is being broadcast on the same channel. So because of that, they can't actually play that game up until that one does start. So it's a little bit of a game delay. They should have seen that coming though, because like each of the games are taking kind of 3 hours to 3.5 hours. And they were only leaving 3 hours as the window. And the only reason one of the games finished before 3 hours was because they only had 13 overs of the second team. That's a shot from Hanscom. He goes big. He goes bang. He goes for the 6, and that is now going to be putting the ball back in the court of the Hobart Hurricanes. Like I mentioned, now going down to 9.5. Hanscom striking it like a man possessed. And now at this stage, 33 of 17. And now Christian, his bowling figures don't look too flash. He was originally 2 runs of his first over. And how much later is the next game as well? It is going to be delayed up until this game finishes, I believe. It's 37 degrees in Perth, and the fans will be fuming as well. Says Hamish Spencer, exactly right. It will be very hot. Optus Stadium. Does Optus Stadium have a roof? It doesn't, does it? And it would be kind of an afternoon game, so that would be very warm indeed for that one. But now what are we thinking? Are we thinking that it is still going to be there as the heat game at UTAS Stadium as well, says Big Sport? It is not, but they are delaying it due to broadcasting, I believe, because of the fact that it would be overlapping. So, yeah, pretty much we have probably got another 20 minutes or so before that next game does get started, more than likely. And well, the time difference is a big difference as well, says Hamish Spencer there as well. But yeah, pretty much it is a slight game delay due to the fact that this one has run. The thing is, it hasn't actually run this long. Yeah, it's got there. I may cry myself to sleep that I'm that tired, but I have to stream the next BBL game too as well, says Big Sport. Although have to is probably, like, if you do need sleep, you should probably get it. I mean, we could have another flag contest later on tonight if you like, mate. Although, actually geography. I feel like geography would be more of the even-ish contest. No one will get that reference, but that is all right. 37 runs for 23 balls they are going to be requiring. Stephen O'Keefe there, not quite getting all of it, but it is hit down the ground for just a single once again. Nicely done, Chris Jordan. It's going to be going once again. Stephen O'Keefe would have felt this one as well nicely. So they need 35 of 22 balls. It's going to be a close finish to this one as well. I have a bit of a feeling. One moment has been delayed due to... One moment, I am quickly doing some typing. The other game. Oh no, I pressed enter. It's going to be a catch, is it? It's an opportunity. No, not quite falling safe. Here we go. Right, we are back. I was quickly typing out something, letting everyone know on the other live stream I would rather cactus my ovals than on a flag contest tonight as well. Says Big Sport. I think you get more than 68 though. I think there's going to be a nice shot there out through cover. It's found the gap as well. Is there a fielder out there? Yes, there is. It is going to be James Finch who has been able to cut it off. They're not going to stop the 2, but it is still going to keep that required run rate just down below the 10 mark. It is sitting at currently 9.55, but now it moves up to the 9.6 as well. This is going to be close. Stephen O'Keefe now, he wants to get out of this with another wicket. It is going to be hit down the ground. It looks like they're going to be running hard. Do they take the 2 once again? No, they instead turn it down, and they are going to just get themselves their 1 there. Stephen O'Keefe, he has gone for 26 for 1. He was able to pick up that big wicket that caught him bowled. He's doing very nicely. And also, we've got the hello, how are you doing today? As well says Paddy Wagon there in the chat. Now, Stephen O'Keefe, he is going to be bowling the final ball. Hanscom hits it hard in the air, and it is going to be falling safe. Chris Jordan able to field it all. He's having a bit of a misfield and a juggle, and they're going to get through for the 2 runs there because of it. There is a pressure out there at the moment. 3 overs left, 29 required for them to be able to get it. I got more countries right than England scored runs today as well. Says Big Sport. That is true. And it's 8 p.m. where I am, and it's 6:30 in Perth, and the weather in Perth is nice. Wish I was in Western Australia as well, and also I'm a right tired. How about you as well? Says Ali Hills there. Oh, yeah, 29 needed off 18. The required run rate of 9.67. I feel like Peter Hanscom, as long as he doesn't lose his wicket, they are winning from here. The Hobart Hurricanes, they've got a 59% chance of being able to do so. Lots of Mr. Squiggles in here tonight as well there, says Jay Hayes as well. But this is going to be a very important closing couple overs here for them. And we have also got there the Kiwi Lads Tinder as well, says Big Sport there in the chat. For the Kiwi Lads Tinder. The Kiwi Lads Tinder, I don't actually have Tinder, believe it or not. But is that like an idea that we have in there, Big Sport? Yeah, you're keen for a video when you do come to New Zealand, similar to what the Sidemen do maybe as well. So Tom Curran now going to be bowling it. He has got an economy of 8 so far, and there I'm tired also a bit like walking, a bit like the Walking Dead as well there in the chat as well. Now Tom Curran, important that he gets his radar right. He bowled quite a few wides in his last one. That's going to be a nice slow ball. It's going to be whipped away to the mid-wicket side. James Finn's going to be running hard, trying to get the run out here. Direct hit would have almost had him, but it is going to be well run by the Hobart Hurricanes. They are still cutting this one down nicely. Hanscom not at the strikers end. It's not an idea. It's current state of the chat as well. This is Big Sport. We always have a situation like that. And now at this stage, I feel like Cox, he's sitting on 10 runs at the moment off 11. If he goes out, I feel like it's still Hanscom who could win this game for the Hurricanes. But Tom Curran, if he can get a wicket, he needs to get it now. Because other than that, they are probably ending up losing this game. Oh, nice. He's gone straight through him. And that's going to be the bold for Tom Curran. He's knocked him over. Kiwi Lads as well, says Stormbreaker Force as well. Some say the legend of Trucking Down Under roams the chat as well, says Stormbreaker Force. He does indeed. And also, I feel that I had 2 hours sleep today, says Ali Hills there. And also, Darlow has grinder. Rumor has it as well there, says Jay. But that was a brilliant delivery. Tom Curran able to pick up the wicket there. And now the momentum, it shifts once again. Hanscom's going to be accompanied by a man at the crease, Nathan Ellis as well. I feel like Cox, a nice mate, didn't need to make that make us aware publicly though as well. I'll just let everyone know, Mod, as well. We have got them close as well. It says it was more cake there, but Jordan Cox on his way to the changing room, unfortunately for him. 10 runs for him off the 12 balls, and now Nathan Ellis makes his way to the crease. Now this is going to be important for them to try and rebuild with him probably just feeding the strike to Peter Hanscom. 10 runs required for the over once again. They've already used their power surge. They are not allowed to use it again. That's not the rules. So unfortunately for them, that means that they are going to have to wait and see whether or not they can get this total down. And if they do, the net run rate of the Scorchers, of the Sixers, will actually be well and truly decreased as well, which they won't be too happy about, I wouldn't think, but it is going to be very interesting to see how this one does end. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm excited to see whether or not there will be another wicket here in a very short moment. It is going to be Nathan Ellis who will be on strike for this one as well here. Like they are saying, it is going to be all down to the support of Peter Handscomb. Can they keep this going as well? Are you a Pom fan? As well, says Hamish Spencer there in the chat, for myself or for somebody else. Hamish, do let me know. And I had like 7+ hours sleep. Still tired as well, says Paddy Wagon. Steaming in once again. It is going to be Tom Curran. 4 balls left off this over. It's nicely bowled. Nathan Ellis hits it out to mid-wicket. And they are going to be able to get the just single. So Handscomb now on strike. He's 12 away from getting his half century here. If Hamish was a Pom fan, you would be welcoming a new podcast co-host as well. Sees that big sport there. Although the podcast at the moment, it's not hugely weekly, so I feel like we're in that situation. Maybe that's why. Maybe I did say a comment such as "Go England," and now all of a sudden we're just in that situation. Close game as well. Says Island Boy there, but Tom Curran now is going to be steaming in once again. 1 for 9. Or 1 for 19, sorry, as his bowling figures. Handscomb now at the crease. He hits the ball hard. Out to square leg, or actually gone to mid-wicket. James Vince has been able to cut it off, and good to hear as well. Here's Hamish Spencer there. Philippi takes it nicely. 25 runs needed off 14 balls. This one, it's going down to the wire. It seems like it's going to be a little bit similar to Adelaide Strikers versus Melbourne Renegades last night. How we did get to see it go right down to the final moments with 25 off 14, 10.71 as well. Whereas the Perth game start delayed as well. Says it is Island Bay, pretty much because of the fact, or Island Boyd, sorry. It's pretty much in the situation of they aren't going to be starting it until this game ends for some reason. So I feel like they should have spaced it out for the schedule a little bit more so that you don't have that overlap. It is going to be hit hard. And it is just a single there for Nathan Ellis once again. 1 ball left of this over for Handscomb to be on strike. We only missed 1 week, and it was this week as well. There's big sport there, and also we have got their in there. Can they not start until the game ends? I believe that is the case. Moses Henriquez at the moment. He is sitting nicely with the golden cap, and also I'll make sure to use my magic and go that snippet where you said Go England as well. Sets up passion there, and also we have got their purpose always behind mate as well, and no one likes a converted Pom fan or a natural Pom fan as well. Says it was in the chat from Hamish, and also I'm going to skip BBL stream tonight. I have a bigger tough day tomorrow and don't want to burn myself out as well. Says Big Sport. Feel free to chill in the chat though if you do want to stick around. But if you do end up sleeping, then we will see you a little bit later on, of course. But yeah, I hope you have a good day tomorrow with all of your ashes. I want to say you're doing the ashes, but I could be wrong there. But do leave it down. And also, I think it was scheduled, but it's because of the slow over rate and as this is a close game. Yeah, that's the thing. The only game that's been less than 3 hours long is actually that game that we did get to see, and that was the one that did take place where the Melbourne Stars were bowled out in 13 overs. So I don't think the slow over rate has had too much to do with it. I think they just underestimated the fact that these games go for 3.5 hours rather than 3 hours on the dot. All good plays, rest up, copper as well. And the chat, I wish I had that much sleep as well. In the chat says Ellie, and also Patty has got the laughing emojis, but all the sides are ready to go. I believe they might be showing on the big screen, perhaps, this game between Perth and the Hobart Hurricanes and Bulls versus Cavaliers, Ashes session 2. And then the BBL at the night with the Strikers Renegades. Should be a good rematch for that one as well. But enjoy, and hopefully your Bulls will be able to get the win for yourself. They shouldn't they? Cavaliers, how many are they winning by, Blaze? Do let me know. But Chris Jordan now, he is going to be bowling the second last over. They've still got 1 more over of Tom Curran and also 1 more over of Stephen O'Keefe. Oh, sorry, actually, they have still got 1 of Manenti. Who else have they got? They've also got Tom Curran, who they could go with, and Dan Christian as well, but I don't think they'll be bowling him. But now it's going to be in that situation of Chris Jordan missing that one. Not too nice for the batsman, as he has just had that dot ball. We obviously got the Blaze know that purple smash as well, and only briefly there. And the chat says Island Boy there, and will you be in the chat for the game or for the next game as well? And also we have got their cheers for the stream today, Blaze. I'll make sure to tune in tomorrow's action as well. And now at this stage, they almost do need a boundary here for Peter Handscomb if they want any chance of being able to chase this one down. 22 needed off 10 balls here. Or I think that my coverage is a little bit behind in terms of the real life one, so I will be updating the scoreboard just a little bit later than the real life coverage with Chris Jordan steams in. It's going to be just the single there for Peter Handscomb to the man at deep cover, which is James Vince for this one. It's going to be interesting here. 22 needed off 10 balls. Ellis is on strike. He's only had 2 deliveries faced so far, and he has been able to score off both of them, 2 from 2. And hi from Neil the Dude as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are having a great day. And also be sure to hit that subscribe button because we are transferring straight over to the Perth Scorchers versus Brisbane Heat live stream that we are doing directly after this one as well. I wish I was not always tired as well, and drink some coffee as well. Says Amy Speedster there as well. And Bulls by 102. Balls by 10.2. I'm just scared that Darlow, scared of Darlow, lads. I think he might be asleep or may sleep under my bed tonight as well. And Hamish, do the stream. Do you stream the Ashes? I'm thinking about doing some sort of Ashes stream, but I'll pretty much have to get my sleep schedule sorted out. That one's going to be Ellis once again, hitting it for the single there. It's going to be so important for the later stages of this match. 21 runs needed off 9, and come on, Sydney Sixers as well, says Jet. The thing is, like, that's the thing. The Big Bash boost point went the way of the Hobart Hurricanes, and they made it difficult. But then from here, it has been a relatively solid innings from Peter Handscomb. He's kind of done what Moses Henriquez did for the Sydney Sixers, and because of it now, it means that this game is going to be going down to the wire. They need 14 runs per over for the last 9 balls. They need 21 runs, and it is going to be the big man Handscomb on strike. Can he hit it to the boundary once again? Do you think Hurricanes can make it? I will answer after this ball. No, because that is a brilliant Yorker there for, in the end, Chris Jordan. And I think 21 off 8 might be just a few too many chances for the Hurricanes are going down. It is indeed. At the moment, the live odds have them 18% chance of being able to win this game. And don't laugh, Jay. He's after you as well, says Sebastian there. And then also, it is hard. And let's go Brandon in the chat from it was Stormbreaker Force. But yeah, it's certainly going to be tough for them. Peter Handscomb, he has been one of the batsmen who have delivered. Darcy Short, you look at his numbers, 21 runs off 36 balls. Imagine how nice it would have been to have about 15 extra balls here to be able to still play out. And Seb, he has to find me first. I have contacts in Penrith as well, says Jay there, but it is going to be now Handscomb will be on strike. Chris Jordan once again steaming in for a second last ball of a spell. It's going to be the ramp shot, misses it as well, and he stepped over. So because of it, it is going to be the dot ball now. It's going to be 21 needed off 7 deliveries here. 1 to come here. And Peter Handscomb, he needs to hit this one pretty much to the boundary, if not all the way. The game between the Scorchers and the Heat has actually started. The Scorchers are sitting 3 for none. It is Munro and Bancroft who are opening up as well. We need Sixers that game as well. And also we have got there that he has got contacts in Penrith. But pretty much after this game, we are going to be transferring straight over to our next live stream. So be sure to leave a like and subscribe on that one as well when we do get over there. But Bancroft and also Munro will be opening the batters, batting here for the Perth Scorchers. Nice delivery. And it is going to be just the single down the ground. They're going to need 20 off the final over. Handscomb's going to need 3 massive shots here for himself. 20 runs, and they are going to need to get it in 6 balls as well. That's game. There's no way as well at the moment. The percentage says 6% chance for the Hobart Hurricanes. And we need 6s as well, says Neil the dude there. And 6s win, says Aiden. And also J-Star make 2 phone calls. And Dale has a knock on the door as well, says Sebastian there. But they are just showing there the Perth Scorchers at the moment. 3 balls in it. It's Bartlett who is opening the bowling as well for the Perth Scorchers. But they have got it as a little bit of a co-stream while we are waiting for this one. But it is looking like a decent day at Optus Stadium. Munro, the only Kiwi in the comp, I think, as well. Yeah, Adam Milne is no longer at the Sydney Thunder, unfortunately for him. So it does mean that he is going to be one who is missing out. But now it is going to be Peter Handscomb. He has got 6 balls to work, and it is Tom Curran. He has actually gone for about 15 as well. You know what's embarrassing as well? There's Amish Spencer. Let me know. I am curious. But we else got there now. Tom Curran, that's going to be hit hard by Handscomb. Going to be just for the single, I believe. They're not going to be able to get through for 2, and Ellis will be on strike now. And Hamish, we still need to have a chat as well. And that is true. I actually was going to message you last night, but I realized it was about 4 a.m. and I was like, is he still going to be awake? What time do you go to sleep, Aiden? Do let me know. But I will message you straight after, not this live stream, but the next one that we have got. And also we have got there, looks like that's game as well. Here it comes from Hamish as well. Said Sebastian there. This stage now, Tom Curran. It's going to be so important that he does get this one right for the delivery. If he does want any chance of them being able to win this one, that's the thing. A 6 here could be massive. That one's gone straight up in the air from Nathan Ellis. He had no choice but to swing for it. It's falling down, and it is taken, and that's going to be the wicket of Tom Ellis there. And it was in the end, or sorry, Nathan Ellis, I should say. Keep on confusing him and Tom Rogers. And that is now going to be 7 down for the Hobart Hurricanes. This game now 3% chance for the Hobart Hurricanes to be able to win it. They need 19 runs and 4 balls. Looks like that's game as well. Although, the thing is, Peter Handscomb is now back on strike. So that means it could be interesting. Imagine being bowled out in a test match at 50 overs as well. Says Hamish Spencer. It's happened many times. I think pretty much every single team has experienced that, no matter where it is. And also it depends. I mean, tonight I'll be up till 3 or 4 a.m. as well. Says Aiden there. So hopefully I will be able to message you straight away after 100% game as well. Says Neil the dude. And also we have got there get some sleep, you guys, as well. Says Hamish there. And also I go to sleep at 4,000 o'clock. Says Stormbreaker Force. And also we need a 6 to take it. Says Barry Green. Yeah, this ball is boundary or nothing at this stage. Like boundary or the game is completely over. Wickets for Jordan. Wickets for Curran. I'll take it as well. Says Sebastian. That's the thing, though. 0.5% for the Hobart Hurricanes to still win this game. 3 sixes in a row from Peter Handscomb. He's sitting on 43. Can he somehow pull this out of the bag? Tom Rogers at the non-striker's end. He will not be facing any deliveries, I wouldn't think. All it takes is a wide from Tom Curran. He did bowl 3 of them in his last overs. This game, I feel like I'm being optimistic, but this game is pretty much won here by the Sydney Sixers, unless Handscomb can do just something absolutely insane. Why didn't he run? It's not possible for them to win now, although super over is possible as well. Says Island Boy, that is true. If he gets 3 sixes and also the single, it's going to be how hard that is going to be now. No run there. So he did actually turn it down. So Handscomb's decided that he is going to go 3 sixes in a row to try and win this one. 19 runs off 3 balls seems possible as well there. Says Hamish Spencer, yeah, 3 sixes in a row and also a wide there for Tom Curran. Perhaps it could be the end of the game for them, but 1 over gone in that Perth Scorchers versus Brisbane Heat game, and it is going to be the Scorchers sitting on 7 for none at this stage. Colin Munro sitting on 4 runs, and also, 4 runs for Bancroft and 3 runs for Colin Munro there. We are getting very close to our next live stream. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to have about a 2-minute break in between so that I can go and get myself some food just in the innings break. But then after that, we will be back and we will be ready to go. Yeah, the Hurricanes lost as well. Here's Hamish Spencer. It's going to now be Peter Handscomb once again. He's going to be on strike for this one. A little bit full as he got all of it there. Handscomb, not quite. It's going to go to the boundary. So it's not a bad shot. He might be able to bring up his 50 here for Peter Handscomb, but at this stage, it is just not quite going to be enough for them unless there is a no ball from Tom Curran or also a whole heap of wides. This game is going to be going the way of the Sydney Sixers. So for Tom Curran here, I wouldn't be afraid to just take your length back just a little bit in terms of where you're placing your foot because you do not want to overstep the mark. That is for sure. That's going to be a beautifully bowled Yorker there for Guthrie in the game between the Brisbane Heat and the Perth Scorchers. Munro on strike, the Kiwi trying to represent the boys here. Yeah, he does go, but Guthrie, very talented bowler, did all right in his first game as well, and Handscomb is out as well, says Hamish Spencer there, and also we've got the guys that spoil. Hamish stream is a bit delayed as well, and now Tom Curran going to be charging his way in. Does bowl it short, and it is going to be taken by Handscomb, although we do know that there is a wicket, and that is going to be the wicket of Handscomb, so now that is certainly the game. Yep, that's the game. Curran ain't going to hand a wide no ball as well, says Prestige. Yeah, he's certainly not going to bowl about 7 of them that they would need, or actually it'll be more than 7. He did bowl 3 in the last over, which is still quite a bit for him as well. Be sure to have a bit to eat and drink. Hamish will be waiting, no worries as well. Says Sebastian there on the chat. But yeah, pretty much, I think it will be, I'll let McAdam, I'll have a drink, and then we will be pretty much ready to go. They are actually 8 down now for the Hobart Hurricanes, so they're getting very close to the exact same as what the Sydney Sixers were on at their stage, but nonetheless, this game's looking like it is going to be one. Rogers and Paris both have not faced a delivery yet. And now it is just going to be the one final ball for Tom Curran. So he's been able to pick himself up 3 wickets in this game for Tom Curran. I actually changed my guess from 3 wickets to 2 at the start because I said that he wouldn't have time to get the 3. But it's a decent 15 runs ball. 15 runs off 1 ball is possible as well. Says Hamish Spencer there. Now Tom Curran, he's going to be bowling to Joel Paris. Because I guess anything is possible, really. You could get 100 runs off 1 ball if the bowling was bad enough in that situation. But now Tom Curran going to be once again ready to go. He has been able to pick up the 3 wickets very nicely done. Also, Chris Jordan able to pick himself up a couple today as well. Or sorry, just the 1 for Chris Jordan and then the 2 for Hayden Kerr. And now running in for Tom Curran here. Paris tries to swing, misses the ball. That is the game. And the Sixers have been victorious here and they have been able to win this game by 14 runs. My TV says, as well. And also, Darcy played too slow as well, says Prestige there, an air swing. Says Hamish Spencer, but nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next live stream that is coming in a very, very short moment, and I will see you all in a short moment, and that's Colin Munro out in the Sydney Sixers, in the Perth Scorchers versus Brisbane Heat game. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all in a couple minutes' time at around that 12 mark. But thank you all very much, and I will see you all for the